I first joined the Red Pill community unofficially on March 18th, 2014, when my very first Manosphere article was published on Return of Kings. And now here we are, over 200 articles, 12 books, and now 1,000 episodes later. It is hard to believe that I've been a part of this community for almost a decade. It really blows my mind at this point. I was raised in a non-traditional military household. My dad wasn't the stereotypical drill sergeant military dad. He was a laid-back, kind-hearted, good-natured dude. He actually served in the Army and the Air Force over the course of 30 years. Early on, my mother was the typical military wife. It's funny. My mom was actually a soccer mom before the term even coined. One thing that was typical as a military family is that we lived all over the place. We moved a lot. Fort Lewis in Washington State, Aliamanu Military Reservation in Hawaii, also known as AMR, McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. I mean, we were all over the place. Hell, we got to live in Hawaii for a second time, which was really cool. Like most male Gen Xers, I was fortunate enough to have grown up in a time where masculinity was celebrated. At least it was when I was a kid. Like many men my age, my heroes as a kid were Mr. T, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, so forth. My favorite shows as a kid were Knight Rider, The A-Team, Airwolf, Miami Vice. Me and my brothers loved all the Rocky movies. We loved Terminator, we loved Rambo, Top Gun, or anything with Chuck Norris or Van Damme in it. But all throughout my teens and 20s, I didn't realize that there was a seismic shift of epic proportions going on in America. And I know you guys know I'm not exaggerating here. If I'm being honest, no amount of hyperbole can really fully encapsulate the quick and steady decline of American culture as it relates to how men and women interact, both in and out of relationships. I relate the erosion of Western culture to the frog in the boiling water analogy. The culture turned up the heat a little bit with sitcoms like The Cosby Show, right? Like, we all loved America's Dad, Cliff Huxtable, but there was a clear yet unspoken understanding that Cliff's wife, Claire, she was the real head of household, while Cliff just kind of served as the figurehead. The temperature in the water got a little bit warmer in the 90s with shows like King of Queens. Yes, Carrie Heffernan was hot, but she was brash and she was loud and she was masculine. The culture turned up the dial a little more when they introduced shows like Living Single and Friends, which normalized and even glorified casual sex. Not only did these shows influence women, they actually started influencing men too. My best friend in college used to always tell me that he wants a woman with a career. And guys, this is back in the mid to late 90s. In 3 short decades, we've gone from men wanting women like June Cleaver to men wanting make-believe boss babes like Agent Scully from the X-Files. Well, now the water is well past 212 degrees, and it got there thanks to what is now considered to be the flashpoint in terms of sexual relations between men and women today. And that is the show Sex and the City. Carrie Bradshaw and her band of merry man-juice guzzlers put the nail in the proverbial coffins of female Gen Xers, millennials, and now Gen Z women by banging half the male population in New York City and looking like they're having the times of their lives doing it and still ending up with Mr. Big at the end. Sex and the City absolutely crippled relationships here in America and the West. And I think a lot of people think that the damage it's caused is irreparable. We now have 3 generations of women who honestly believe that the blueprint to true happiness is to put off starting families in their early 20s, to pursue careers and sexual hedonism, freeze their eggs in their 30s, and find Mr. Right in their 40s. All of this was in the backdrop when online dating started to take off, which skewed the dating market even further. Fast forward a few short years and the advent of the smartphone coupled with the efficiency of dating apps, and we've got the Pareto principle on steroids, where only the top 10 to 15% of men are really the only ones getting any regular action. And some figures show it might not even be that many. And unfortunately, most Western men are like the frog, boiling in water, not realizing that his environment is no longer conducive to his survival. Now, some men jumped out when the water got to, say, 100 degrees. These were the guys who figured out earlier than most how to be successful with modern women on a short-term basis. Guys like Ross Jeffries, Neil Strauss, guys like Mystery. Those guys showed us how to score one-night stands really by perfecting the art of short-term seduction. Well, when the temperature reached about 150, 160, guys like Roosh, Royce, and Rollo emerged. ReturnofKings.com and ChateauHartiste.com were similar to one another in delivery and purpose. Early on, these sites more or less continued the work of Strauss, Jeffries, and Mystery's teachings. The difference was that we at Return of Kings were also focused on long-term relationships, marriages, children. As I stated before, Return of Kings is where I got my start in this community. Around about 190 degrees is where the largest number of men finally woke up. Notice I didn't say most men, I said the largest number of men. This is the point where men who had an inkling or suspicion that there is something amiss in dating. They've seen and heard enough to the point where they really started questioning things. Eventually, curiosity does get the better of them. At that point, they start to Google things like how to get girls, or why are girls so difficult to please, or how to win back my ex-girlfriend. And the next thing you know, they find us. The 212 degree mark is where bad things start to happen. These are the men who get burned by infidelity, marital cheating, paternity fraud, divorce rape, family court bias, false accusations, and so forth. They know they're cooked. The guy knows that there is little he can do about the fact that he's richer without telling him. Me personally, I jumped out of the pot at around the 205 degree mark because I'm a stubborn, hard-headed idiot sometimes. Looking back, just about every relationship I've ever been in has shown me in some way, shape, or form that women are not who or what we were raised to believe. Now, it wasn't my marriage to a woman who not only committed paternity fraud, but withheld sex from me for a year and a half that finally woke me up. Nope. It wasn't the woman I rented a house for in my name with all the utilities in my name that woke me up. Wasn't that either. It wasn't even a woman who had a kid at 13 years old by a man who was 32 years old, turning my life completely upside down that finally got through to me. It was an insignificant 3-week relationship with a low-quality Latina that finally prompted me to Google why do girls get over breakups so easily, and the rest, as they say, is history. Throughout my time in the content creation space, I've been fortunate enough to have collaborated with 3 different channels that have all reached 1 million subscribers. Fresh and Fit, Pearl Davis, and of course the late great Kevin Samuels. I had each of these creators on long before they blew up. I had Kevin on for the first time way back on May 5th of 2018. This was back when he was a men's image consultant. A little over a year later, I had Myron Gaines on. I used to host a panel show called The Six, where both Myron and Kevin were on the panel for about a year or so. Those were legendary panels. Well, about a year after that, I collaborated with Pearl. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, stop clout chasing, Donovan. None of those people needed you. Well, maybe. But let me ask you this rhetorical question. What would have happened if I had never reached out to collaborate with them? Would Kevin and Pearl still have blown up? Would there even be a Fresh and Fit? Now let me give you this rhetorical answer. We will never know. Look, guys, I'm not arrogant enough to actually believe that these channels reached 1 million+ subs because of me. That would be stupid. But I do know this. I was there with each one of them from the start. I had Kevin on a total of 46 times, which is more than any other channel by a country mile. And yes, I was the person who suggested to Myron that he could make a good living in this space.
So I know some guys are probably wondering, Myron, how did you meet Donovan Sharpe? How did you make this happen? Because a lot of people have asked, like, hey, man, how did you guys become friends and everything like that? So it started, man, I actually got a consultation with Donovan, and we were talking about, shooting stuff about fitness, game, everything like that. I was like, hey, man, you're a pretty knowledgeable guy. Would you like to come on the show? And I was like, dude, it'd be an honor. And he had me on and we talked about fitness. We did a show. And then we started doing it pretty much like weekly, bi-weekly, where we would do like fitness shows. And then I'll never forget, Donovan was like, hey, man, you need to make a YouTube channel. You need to do this. You can definitely make a pretty good living for yourself doing this stuff.
And yes, I flew Pearl out to the CME last year, put her up on my dime, and had her on a couple dozen times before anyone knew who she was. This isn't clout chasing, guys. These are facts. So while I'm not dumb enough to think I made these people who they are today, I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't a very important, consistent, and most of all, early rung on the ladders of each of their successes. There's something to be said about recognizing talent early. Anybody can get lucky and fall into a collaboration with a future YouTube star. Anyone can be in the right place at the right time. But to have been at the bottom floor of not 1, not 2, but 3 channels that have all amassed 7-figure subscriber counts, that's no accident. I knew all 3 of them would be stars, and I proved that early and often by investing my time, my money, my influence, and my platform to each and every one of them when they were coming up. Nobody can deny that. And those who do?
Oh man, hey.
As great as my time has been in the Red Pill community, it certainly hasn't come without its challenges. Early on, I collaborated with O'Shea Duke Jackson, who, unfortunately for me, is the male avatar for degenerates who race bait, simp, and engage in the endless self-hatred and victim mentality otherwise known as the quote-unquote black community. O'Shea did all the usual things that niggas do to black men. He sold me on the idea that us collaborating could help the both of us, then of course he turned his back on me in the end. He told Black YouTube that I was trying to start a Black 21 convention behind his back. Dude flat out lied. And I proved that he was lying with receipts in the video above. O'Shea reaffirmed a lesson I learned better than 3 decades ago. And that lesson was that a disproportionate amount of black people in America react negatively to success, prosperity, and true community. I will not make this mistake for a 3rd time. Speaking of the Black 21 convention, the man O'Shea lied about and said he was working with me on this, none other than the guy in charge of the now defunct 21 convention, Anthony Johnson. Anthony's someone I clearly should not have trusted. I literally did nothing to the guy. Before he turned on me, I hosted the Red Man group for almost 2 years. I spoke at 3 of his events. Devin and I even helped him fight chargebacks after he attacked Rollo. But what's this knucklehead do to thank me? He doxes me. He doxes my fiance. He makes up this crazy story about us getting married and how I've adopted my niece and all this other crazy nonsense. He and I locked horns for 2 years with our competing events, and I have managed to outlast him. And the reasons aren't complicated. You see, guys, if you deal with people in good faith, you have a much better chance at having a favorable outcome. Anthony has spent almost 3 years basically taking a blowtorch to his brand, so no one should really be surprised that the 21 convention went down in flames. Now, I've had other rough patches along the way. The mistake of collaborating with Tory, Steve the Dean Williams, and Obsidian, those come to mind right off the top of my head. And look, guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was blameless in all of these situations. Yes, I sold O'Shea 4 articles I sold to Roosh, with the only difference was that it was, quote, blackened, if you know what I mean. That was wrong. I had bitten off more than I could chew, I was overextended, I took a shortcut, and I got caught. There are no 2 ways about it. I was wrong, I made a mistake. But I did make O'Shea whole again by submitting 4 original articles over the next few days. So no, guys, I'm not an angel. I've made mistakes, and I've done some shady shit both on and offline. Yes, I've written several bad checks and got caught. Yes, I've been sued 3 times. Yes, I've been arrested nearly 3 dozen times. Yes, I've knocked out a few guys, which has made me a multiple-time convicted felon. Those are my skeletons, guys. My life is an open book at this point. Now, if you want to pretend that you care so much about my character flaws that you don't think you can learn from my experiences, then I can't help you. I've never purported or presented myself as this bastion of morality. I'm a man who's made many mistakes in life who happened to be lucky enough to have had the financial means to keep my freedom. Jordan Belfort, who spent, 22 years in prison? That dude still commands 5 figures for his conferences and speeches and seminars, and people line up around the block to give him their money. These people couldn't care less about his prison stint so long as he could help them make money. My supporters are the same way, and I am incredibly grateful for them. Another unexpected challenge that has positively devastated me were the sudden and unexpected deaths of people in this community who I loved, admired, and respected. Red Pill Mike was the first. Back in August of 2021, Mike died from complications related to the beer bug at 46. I'll remember Mike for his profound comments and thought-provoking super chats. James Martinez, who was an avid supporter of mine, died tragically in a car accident in Jamaica at just 44 years old. James always held me accountable, and I always appreciated it. Alan Roger Curry, who is widely recognized as the godfather of pickup and seduction, also recently passed away. Look, man, Alan was giving guys game like 20, 30 years before it was even called game. Alan and we collaborated many times in the early days, and he really taught me a lot about the psychology of women. Alan is truly one of, if not the OG of this community. Alan was 59 when he passed. Then, of course, was Kevin Samuels, whose death absolutely rocked this community and the country for that matter. He was and still is the smartest person I have ever met in my life, and he almost never steered me in the wrong direction. Kevin's influence is still very prevalent here, which should go without saying. Unfortunately, he and I had a falling out over a dispute with a mutual acquaintance, but if I see him in the afterlife, my guess is that we'd exchange apologies, take accountability for our roles in the fallout, shake hands, hug it out, laugh about how silly it was, and charge it to the game. Kevin was and always will be one of my very best friends, and I am honored that I had the privilege of being associated with him, even if just for a little while. I miss him dearly, and I sincerely regret the way things ended between us. What a lot of my detractors seem to think is that I was born this way. I was born a player who had women figured out from the start. Anyone who is or ever was good with women knows that there is no such thing as a quote-unquote natural, myself included. Guys, I represent you. I wasn't good looking or rich when I started this. I don't have a bunch of supercars parked in my driveway. I'm not a former federal agent. There isn't anything otherwise extraordinary about me. And I'm being serious. There isn't anything spectacular about me. In fact, I have a lot of obstacles that none of you guys have. Again, I'm a multiple-time convicted felon. I've got an arrest record longer than Myron's nose. I've got a major temper problem. I've got a slew of other personality traits that make my life harder than it needs to be. Yet here I am, less than a half a decade away from retirement. I've clapped enough cheeks to last a dozen lifetimes, and I'm getting married in October to a woman who has helped me build this business, who has actually gotten more attractive with age. Guys, I used to be you. I used to be lonely. I used to be frustrated. I used to be sexless. I was looking for direction and purpose. And I know this sounds cliche, but guys, cliches exist for a reason. And that cliche is that if I can do it, I know you can do it. Guys, I was a fucking loser. A fucking loser. There's no two ways about it. I simped for so many women, wrote bad checks for women, got cheated on by women, got taken advantage of, used, abused, you name it, I've been there. And the fact that I have built what I've built after being literally kicked out onto the street on New Year's Day in 2010 means that you can do it too. One of the many reasons I do what I do is because I know I make a difference. You guys will never know just how cool it is to hear your stories about how I've helped you or a friend through a tough situation. You can't put a price on that kind of feedback. And despite all the trolling, all the negativity that being in this community comes with, hearing your success stories is what makes it all worth it. The purpose of TSR Live is to show men how to increase their odds of succeeding in life, which includes mitigating a risk. And the most ubiquitous obstacle to success that presents the most risk in any man's life is women. If you can operate in today's dating market without, at the very least, getting taken advantage of by women, you're already ahead of 95% of guys out there. My goal is to teach men how to safeguard themselves against the kinds of havoc that modern women can wreak on your life. I do this by reacting to videos and articles as well as sharing some of my own stories. Every so often, I'll consolidate some of this knowledge in the form of a book or a course. I tell you about my victories and my failures and how to avoid failure. Television, movies, magazines, and social media have utterly destroyed relationships in this country. The Big Bang Theory wants us to think that if you just wait for the girl long enough, she'll eventually see that you're Mr. Right. But as most of us here figured out, life ain't the fucking movies. Life ain't a sitcom. You see, in the real world, Pam doesn't ditch her douchebag boyfriend Roy in shipping to marry Jim the good guy in the sales department. Men here know that despite Roy's cheating, his physical abuse, his emotional abuse, and drug problem, Pam stays with Roy, has a couple of kids with him, and will have the typical on-again, off-again relationship, baby daddy style, which will no doubt plague any and all relationships Pam has in the future. Over the years, you guys have seen me laugh, you've seen me cry, you've seen me angry, you've seen me elated, you've seen me goofy. You guys know exactly who I am inside and out. You have seen every kind of emotion from me. The reason for this is that I trust you guys. I know that when I cried, when Mike, Kevin, and Alan died, you guys didn't lose respect for me. You understood that these were good friends of mine. I also know that when I get angry, you guys know it's not just because I've lost control of my emotions. You guys know that my anger comes from a strong sense of loyalty to my friends, or when a man gets screwed over by his bitch of an ex-wife, or some basic bitch cheating on a genuinely good dude, then blaming him. The list goes on. You guys know me well enough to understand that yes, I have a temper problem, and yes, I do wear my emotions on my sleeve, which are two glaring weaknesses of mine going back to my childhood. But you guys still respect and follow me because you know that my emotional issues come from a place of genuine concern and justice. Those of you who have followed me over the years know that I am nothing if not loyal to my friends. Yeah, I get angry when people talk trash about my friends, and yeah, I've probably hurt myself by defending them. But if I had to do it again, I'd do it exactly the same way. Lastly, I'd like to thank the many, many supporters I've had over the years. Guys like Miami J, who's become a very good friend of mine, Mike Steele, formerly Geeky Anomaly, King Life, Jay Blaze, Dre Raven, Apollo, Ice Dragon Kid, Derek the Trader, Jose, BK from the Rockies, Chris Rice, Big Brandon, Black Lemur 2009, Neil Ray, Technomage B5, Black Wolf Inc., Gary Player, James Wingate, Cigar Man 85, and Jordan Royal. I also haven't forgotten the old school supporters like Freelance Ronin, Anti-Gravity 74, Mike the Supreme, Charles Merchant, I Bramblebush, Chris Von Erich, True Chino, Bad Wrench Automotive, Awestruck, Will the Coldest. I know I'm forgetting a lot of name, guys, but bear with me. This is 1,000 episodes over a 5-year period, so try to give me some grace here. There are way too many to name, but from the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you guys, and I sincerely thank you for your support over the years. You guys are the reasons I do what I do. A lot of you guys have told me over the years about the positive impact I've had on your lives. A lot of you guys have told me that I've helped to change your lives for the better. And while I do appreciate those emails and messages and DMs, I need you guys to know that I am 654% certain that you guys have changed my life far more than I could ever change yours. I know you guys disagree, but facts are facts, and y'all can't tell me any different. These last 9 years have been a magic carpet ride. Every day, and I mean every single day, I sit in this studio before I get my day started and I say to myself, I cannot believe this is my job. It has been nothing short of a miracle that what started out as a hobby has turned into a thriving business that could potentially retire me before I'm 50, as well as help people live better lives. I am incredibly grateful to all of my fans and supporters, because without you, TSR Live doesn't exist. Without you, we do not get to episode 1000. So I stand and applaud you guys, because this victory is every bit as much yours as it is mine. And I am honored to call you guys my community. I'm proud to be associated with you, and I consider each and every one of you my friends. So here's to another 1,000 episodes.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 1,000th episode of TSR Live. Oh my god, it actually worked the first time I hit it. Your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is a privilege and an honor to be here with you guys this evening. It is even though I worked my ass off on that montage, it's still hard to believe that I've done 1,000 of these. 1,000 of these. And guys, you know, this is 1,000 episodes. This isn't even 1,000 videos. But it's been an honor, it's been a privilege, it's been a roller coaster, I'll tell you that much. But at this point, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Even though content creation has certainly increased my blood pressure. It's increased my blood pressure, gained a few pounds over the years, steady losing it. But like I said, man, it's good to be here, and I'm glad that I'm able to share in this 1,000 episode celebration with you guys. The super chats coming in hot and heavy. Holy smokes. Okay, let's get started here. Dre Raven with the $2 super chat says, congratulations to episode 1,000, on to the next 1,000. We'll see. I think we can get there. Miami J with the $2 super chat says, congratulations, my friend. Here is to another 1K. Jay Blaze, $2 super chat says, congrats, Don, on 1,000 TSRs. Mark LeBrand, member for 29 months, says, congrats. I will always be here to support you. Appreciate that. Roadblock 85 with the $50 super chat says, shouts out to the Don. Congrats, big bro. 1,000 more on the way. Thank you very, very much for that. Devin Sharpe, member for 35 months, says, proud of you, babe. Over 1,000. Very, very nice. Cigar Man 85 with the $10 super chat says, congrats, 1K episode. You help many men, especially myself. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much. Eben Zur, member for 30 months, says, congrats, DS. Thank you for helping improve lives. I'm sorry, I forgot the Don DeMarco for Mark LeBrant. Oh, my bad. There you go, Mark. I got you. I got you. I got you covered on that one. Let's see. And I forgot Janik L'Italian. I was like, dude, I know there's one important name I forgot. And I'm sure there are many, many more. But Janik, my bad. I will be there whenever you need if you want to do that. If you want to do that interview with me on your podcast. Luke Red Pill Perry, $10 super chat says, happy show 100. Happy show 1000. Thank you for encouraging us not to be what Black YouTube expects us to be. You go against the stereotype and shows us it's okay not to be a Knight Rider. Thank you very much. Mike Steele with the $5 super chat says, happy 1000, Don. Appreciate that very much. Miami J, again, says, thank you for the 1000 episodes of advice changing lives, mine included, and for your friendship. Congratulations, my friend. Absolutely, man. It's an honor to be a friend, Joel. You and I, man, we go back a long way. Matter of fact, I think you found me on episode 2. Incidentally enough, episode 2, I recorded episode 2 in Hawaii with Devin right in front of her. Who knew? Who knew? I would never in a million lifetimes sitting there with that unbelievable view, you know, cascading away and away, right? that I would ever get to episode 1000. Mike the Supreme says, Don told us Myron was going to blow up. Then he says, pause. Yep, I told you guys. The Level Up Man with the $20 super chat says, congrats on episode 1000, Don. I was lost, confused, and miserable, even though I was doing, quote, okay by most metrics. Your story inspired me to change my life. Wow, I'm getting better results 2 years later. I will thank you in person at the CME3. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that very, very much. Let's see. Oh, wow. Dr. B84 with the $100 super chat says, I am getting home from work. I'm getting home from work with work, and I still need to finish, but I got a $400,000 a year salary, own a Lexus GSF. Wow, I think that's like custom made, isn't it? And in the best shape since my 20s. Thanks for everything, Donovan Sharpe. See you at the CME in Miami. You better believe it. Nike Slim with the $5 super chat says, Donovan is the king of classic underground RP movement. Before the Horde came in and the beast underneath, only way from here is up. Appreciate that very much. Blazanity, member for 6 months, says, thank you for the 1000 episodes. Says, keep it up, Donovan Sharpe. G Complex 217 says, want to give props to Donovan for making this 1000 milestone. Appreciate all the knowledge you've dropped over the years. It's been great meeting you a few times in Miami. We'll have to catch the replay, showing some love. Thank you very much, G Complex 217. Dr. Thunder, member for 39 months. Congratulations on 1000 episodes. Let's go. Holy smokes, you guys are being incredibly generous here. Bryce Friday, member for 29 months, says, it's an honor being a part of the family. Absolutely. Jaeger Juarez has been watching since 2020. You changed my life with the 5 British pound super chat. Oh my God. Black Lemur 2009. $500 super chat. Hold on. $500 super chat from Black Lemur 2009. Wow. Thank you very, very much. Oma with the $20 super chat says, much love. Keep it going. Absolutely. Holy God. Righteous Jamie with the $5 super chat says, congrats on 1K and happy belated birthday. I hope you enjoyed it. I did very much, actually. Stephen Proctor with the $10 super chat says, hi, Donovan. I'm relatively new, but I've known you, but have known you since 2022. Can't thank you enough for giving Myron the platform for Fresh and Fit. They changed my life because of you. Well, I appreciate that very, very much. Jeeper Creeper with the member for 35 months says, W for the Lucchese. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. I'm showing my age now. Is that Lucchese? Somebody help me out. Somebody bail me out here. How's that pronounced? Who is Lucchese? Who's Lucchese? I'll come back to that so I can read that correctly. Nate Dogg 1991 with the $100 super chat. Says, I remember finding Donovan because TSR got recommended to me after watching old Patrice O'Neal videos and my life was changed forever. I am blessed to have been a part of the TSR family. You worked your ass off to help men around the world, including myself. Happy 1,000 very, very much. MLD is in the chat. Shout out to him. Holy God. Holy smokes. Dude, I think that's the most super chats I've ever gotten. And we're what, 30 minutes in? 30 minutes in? Mr. Ed says Donovan is the only, hold on, says Donovan is the only Manosphere, one of the only Manosphere creators I still regularly tune in for. Always has interesting content. Thank you guys very, very much. We will continue the celebration, but we will do that while we, oh, what's going on with the, we do it live, y'all. We do it live. So what we are going to do is we are going to react. We are going to react to Adam Sosnick's appearance on Access Vegas. Now, I did see a clip where him and Jen are going back and forth, and it appears that Sosnick actually found his nutsack. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bag on Adam. I have heard that he has taken some subtle and not so subtle shots at me. That's okay. I have, and guys, like, you know, look, man, one thing that content creation has taught me, and MLD and I, we actually had this epiphany together, to be quite honest with you. We actually had this epiphany. We said, you know what? The key to being successful on YouTube isn't going back and forth. It's just not. You can't get into beefs and fights and all that. Really, you just kind of have to keep your head down, ignore the noise, and continue to do what you have to do. And that is 1,000% correct. And so, look, if anybody goes at me, honestly, I just don't have the time. I don't have the blood pressure. I just can't do it anymore. It's just not, I mean, I can't do it anymore. I don't have the time. It's just, it's not conducive to a successful brand. You know, look, if O'Shea wants to talk trash about me, O'Shea, wish you the best. You the man. If Obsidian wants to talk trash, Obsidian, you the man. Tony Johnson, if he wants to put stuff out about me, hey, Tony, you're not the man, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna ignore you too. And so, you know, hey, look, I've heard that, you know, like I said, I've heard that Sosnick has taken some not so subtle shots at me as well as some subtle shots at me. So look, I've got nothing against Adam. If that's the way he wants to view me, that's his opinion and he is entitled to it. I have nothing but nice things to say about him. I wish Natalia the best with the podcast, and I wish Adam and Natalia the best with their relationship moving forward. Hopefully everything works out and things don't blow up. That's just kind of how it goes. So shout out to Natalia for her for bringing Valuetainment to a little over 200,000. Looks like a little over 200,000 subscribers at this point. Hopefully her and Adam will ride off into the sunset and be sort of the power couple of that particular sphere, whatever that is, the viral sphere. So that's all I have to say about that. It is what it is. Oh, the Red Pill Conservative says, the only man I've ever supported on Patreon. Congrats. Thank you very much for that. JR with the $5 super chat says, congrats, Donovan. I appreciate you sharing the game. Love the Red Pill breakdowns on Sharpe Stream. Thank you very much. That's JR's very first super chat. Appreciate that. Did you CJ with the 100 Canadian dollar super chat? Holy moly. Says, appreciate you, big man. Thank you very, 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 very much. Okay, so Roadblock 85 says, what? They actually have a relationship now? Look, I'm not there, so I don't know. All I can tell you is based on what I've seen and heard, it appears that there could be something going on. Adam told me that there wasn't. You guys decide on that. If there is a relationship, I wish them the best, and I wish Natalia the best with the podcast moving forward because she is clearly the one in charge. Okay, so I've heard that this podcast is pretty chaotic, and I've heard it's pretty chaotic, and the reason why is because Michael Surtain won't kick bitches out. I actually read in the comments, someone was saying in the comments, why didn't he kick her out? Why didn't he kick her out? Why didn't he kick her out? Well, Michael Surtain and Rollo have consistently said that's not what they do here. That's not what they do here. And you see what happens when you don't. When there are no consequences to your actions, how can you expect anyone, women or men or women or children, to respect your rules? When you're telling someone to be quiet and they know you're not going, when you're telling someone to be quiet and they know that there are no immediate consequences, they're going to keep talking. This is the reason why girls on Fresh and Fit, when Myron says, hey, shut the fuck up, they shut the fuck up. But that's not what Surtain does on his show. And listen, this is his prerogative. But I'll tell you what. Him and Rollo might have to change this policy pretty soon, because just like relationships, if you let women get away with bad behavior, they're going to behave badly. It is what it is. So without further ado, I'm going to play this. I'll play this at 1.5 speed, and we will see if we can get through this. If it gets to be a little bit stupid, I'll try to fast forward to the good parts, because it is Sunday and my bedtime is in about 10 minutes, give or take.
Stop the cap.
Okay, it's usually at 9 o'clock. It is what it is. All right, here we go.
Let's get it going, guys. Here we go. I'm going to go and start it off with this. The most people we've ever had on the show, so we're going to do it right now. We're going to start off. She's a business owner. She's been on MTV. She is a dog mom. She brought her dog here with us. This is Allie Adams. Hey, welcome, Allie. We can get the shot right there of Allie.
And Penny, the amazing wonder dog.
Hang on a second.
There you go. Can we get Penny on the screen? Hey, everybody over there, can you guys all move to your left? Move it all towards Ashley as much as you can. Move as more towards Ashley as you can. Beautiful. Okay, number 2.
Okay, number 1, dog mom. Dude. Women, you are not a mom unless you have birthed a child. Okay? Having a pet does not make you a mom. Stop it. Number 1. Number 2, here's another thing. Let's stop calling women business owners if they're not business owners. Michael Surtain is a business owner. Adam Sosnick is a business owner. Patrick Bet-David is a business owner. Some bitch with a fucking poodle who's been on MTV, not a business owner. Just because you show your butthole on OnlyFans for $5 a month does not make you a business owner. No, you don't own the business, chick. The business owns you. Stop it.
Well, she's a model. She's a fitness influencer. It is Stephanie. How you doing, Stephanie?
Good. How are you?
Beautiful.
She's also high as fuck.
She is. He's a financial expert. He's the host of Valuetainment Money. The co-host of the PBD podcast is Adam Sosnick. How you doing, Adam?
Good to be with Rollo and Michael in Vegas and Troy.
Finally.
There we go.
Got you here.
She's a bottle service girl, former bottle service girl. She works in a mine right now, 1,000 feet below the ground. It's Ashley. How you doing, Ashley?
Hey, y'all. Oh my God.
Nice.
What other show has chicks
She sounds like she works in a mine.
that work in a mine?
In a mine. There we go.
No one.
Congrats.
Nice.
Oh, God. Dude, they've got the old porn star there. Somebody tell this lady she needs to get Botox. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but dude, come on.
She's a DJ. She's a bottle service at the M Resort at Hillary. How you doing, Hillary? Don't be nervous, Hillary. There's nothing to be nervous about. Nothing to be nervous about, Hillary. And she's an international mattress actress. Did I say that correctly?
Oh, my God. Did this dude say mattress actress? Surtain. Oh, my God. Look, man, I need to call CGA and tell them, hey, man, we've got a new name for corn. We call them mattress actresses. I like that. Lavord 1980, old school with a $50 super chat. Says, no way I can pay you back for how you have changed my life and perspective on things. I've gone from literally down in the dumps to running my trucking business. Love you, bro. Been in and out, but I still rock with you. Congrats on the 1K. Thank you very much, man. And I've not forgotten about you, man. Lavord 1980 is one of those old school guys. Let's continue.
She's from America's Peanut.
Roadblock 85 says bottle service equals prostitute adjacent. Oops. Nope. That was, yep. There we go.
What is America's Penis? Oh, the state of Florida.
Florida.
And that is Tiffany Fox.
What is a mattress actress?
Yeah, what
A
is
porn
it?
star?
Yeah.
Ah.
There you go.
Or it could be
Hey, that's it.
Stanley, sleep number.
There we go.
Purple.
You do your work on a mattress. Got it.
She owns a beauty. She's over here right by the dog as well. She owns a beauty salon and a nonprofit organizer. This is Kirsten. How you doing, Kirsten?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Can you talk in the microphone real quick? You guys, Jen, can you help me
Yeah,
out?
I've got a split.
Beautiful. She's an actress. A writer, a podcaster. It is Jen on the block with Jen. How's it going, Jen?
Really, really good. On the block with Jen. It's not Jen on the block. It is on,
On the block with Jen because Jen's not selling crack.
Holy fuck. Here we go. Already. Ay. Dude, when does this bitch turn 50, man? When does she turn 50? I mean, she looks good for her age, but
If Jen was
Jesus.
on the block, she was on the block. But she's on the block with Jen. I mean, she's a real estate developer's on the block.
Stop bringing
If
up my
you're
past,
Jen on the
Michael.
block,
Stop
she's
bringing up my
practicing.
past, Michael.
There we go.
The
Nice.
Vegas version of J-Lo.
There we go. Nice.
You J-Ho out here.
There we go.
Oh, my bad.
No,
Can you still get any crack?
Here we
Just for later in the show?
No, we,
Did Adam just call her J?
we're going to need some in a little bit.
No, but I got a plug.
Okay, cool.
And his wife. And
Call me crazy, but Adam seems a little sauced, doesn't he? Like, no pun intended. I think he's a little bit tipsy. Devin says those glasses add 10 years. Yeah.
her plug is right next to him. It's a dating coach, a Red Pill content creator. It's Mr. Troy Francis. How you doing, Troy?
Very good, Michael.
Original member of Rule Zero.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. Great to be here. Loving Vegas so far. I was in Miami before, that's why I'm dressed like a pimp. And yeah,
There we go, man.
Yeah,
She is a viral content creator and an exotic dancer. It's Miss Aria. How you doing, Aria? Here we go. Hey, good day.
Oh, no. Viral content creator and exotic dancer. No. Look, dude, if you are a stripper, that's what you are. Okay? I don't want to hear, look, if I don't want to hear you're an entrepreneur if you're a stripper. Okay? If you're a stripper, you're a stripper. If you're a stripper who also sells yachts, you're a stripper. If you're a stripper who owns a daycare center, you are a stripper. If you're a stripper who does mattress acting on the side, well, you're a mattress actress. But dude, viral content creator is literally nothing.
To have you. Beautiful, beautiful. And
Jay Blaze says, Don, without Nat there, Adam can have a few drinks. Yeah, apparently.
I don't know what I did to deserve that. I appreciate that.
That's
Thank
the
you so
kind of man
much.
that she's met you before.
There you go. She has met before.
Hey again, Mike.
She's what are you, like a 23-time Playmate at this point? Something like that. She's a 23-time Playboy cover model. Maybe 15, maybe 10.
exaggerating.
And she's the host of Inside OnlyFans, and she's my BFF. This is CJ Sparks. How you doing, CJ?
Hi, happy to be
Is this your birthday weekend?
August 16th.
August 16th.
Yeah. So she's a 23-time Playboy cover model and the host of a podcast, Inside OnlyFans. Holy moly.
She belongs to the streets.
Yeah, that woman will never have a relationship of consequence with a man she respects and loves.
Okay, ish. All right, got it. Okay, beautiful. And then also she's a bottle server at Tao Beach. She's also a model here in Las Vegas. It is Michelle
Jesus.
Brittany Martin. How you doing, Michelle? Nice. All right, we got everybody here. Good. We got the intro. I had to get through that really quick. There's some technical stuff we had to go through. All right, real quick. Did you have anything you want to start off with?
No, I just want to let everybody know that we will be doing this show today being the 10th, and then we're going to do this back-to-back. So the 17th will be the next time we're doing this as well.
Yeah, so we're doing
and
next
you
week.
have something going on the following
So
week.
the reason why we're doing back-to-back.
I think I have something to do too.
The 24th is going to be Babes in Toyland. We're going to do that to support the Foster Friday Foundation. It's an animal rescue charity. We're going to be doing on the 24th and the 25th of August.
Shout out to Eric H. With the $10 super chat. With the $10 super chat, says happy 1,000 Donovan. Thanks for everything and more. Appreciate that, Eric H. Thank you very, very much.
August is going to be the final.
Ken Rose with the $50 super chat. Holy cannoli. Oops. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I hit the hot corner. Ah, damn it. We do it live. There we are. I always hit that hot corner.
Girls of Summer Bikini Competition prelim over at Wet Republic. The winner of that, we're giving away $13,500 on that day, and then $16,000 on September 8th, which will be the final. So if you guys are interested in coming to that, you can please let us know if you or someone you know wants to enter into that bikini competition. So
I am Labib says the Playmate is a whore. Really? Yeah, I would imagine so.
I did something for Rolo. I watched Barbie last night because I wanted to be able to because I wanted to review it, and I went into this thing thinking, because my girlfriend hated it, that I was going to hate it, and there were some moments that are funny. Like, I'm not going to lie, like I really thought Will Ferrell was actually funny. I think Margot Robbie's a fantastic actress, but there were some parts of the movie that actually frightened me, like legitimately frightened me. I was wondering what do you think about it? I know you did
I did an entire show on it, and I got a bootleg copy of it, so I would not pay for this. So. But
shout out to Hindi.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rolo for not going and paying for this nonsense.
Exactly. Yes, thank you very much. No, I mean I broke it down. I hate to actually have to do reviews on movie stuff like this, because it always sounds like I'm getting like way too involved. Well, you're taking this really, really seriously, and it's like, well, I am, but I'm also have to look at it from like sort of a cultural narrative on top of everything.
Well, it's kind of your job, isn't it? I mean, it's a little bit.
That's funny. It's so funny when people call us out for doing what we do, right? Like the bitch on what was her name? The bitch on the Saucecast. She said, "You're broke and a peasant. That's why you do this." No. I am not a broke peasant because I do this. That's just how it is.
God, yes, unfortunately. yes, it is. Yeah, it is. And I was just gonna say, I thought it was. I think some people were trying to read more into it than it actually was there. The entirety of it was really sort of the statement on I want to say like the war of the sexes, more or less. And you've got like, I don't know who, spoiler. I'm gonna spoil Barbie for you right now. Sorry. So I'm gonna spoil the thing for you. So you know, the fact was it was Ryan Gosling, right? He's plays Ken. So you've got like the Kens and the Barbies, and it's the entire movie is more or less premised on just sort of this battle of the sexes, and it just all it does is play up you know, just cultural stereotypes, and really I think kind of encourages more adversarialness between men and women as a result of that.
Well, I'll go over that.
I'll actually read something to you here in just a second.
Okay, ladies, who here watched the movie? Who did? What do you think about it, Ashley?
I thought it was good, but yeah. So did you hear that whole thing that was going on lately, where young girls were breaking up with their boyfriends because of the Barbie movie?
Oh yeah.
Because
so
why?
They're breaking up with their boyfriends because of the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
What were the reasons why?
Well,
the patriarchy.
Okay. And then like
Oh my
women need
God.
to be like more like single and separated, and then the men.
Okay, I can already see a problem right now. I see two phones and a tablet out. You know what that means, guys? That means that they are looking at the comments. Dude, I swear to God, this is why Fresh and Fit are where they are. This is why Fresh and Fit are where they are. They take the phones. The girls know the girls know they will get booted the fuck out if they get out of pocket one too many times. Here's the thing, man. The reason why these women have their phones looking at the comments is because, once again, no matter how attractive, beautiful women are, they can never, ever, ever, ever get enough male validation. That's it. The only reason why they have their phones out is so that they can see the comments talking about the way they look. You guys know Nina the Pineapple. Nina the Pineapple is known for her ass and her ass alone. That's it. She is a terrible, terrible waste of a woman. This woman should be married to a billionaire with 3 kids and set for life. But instead, she shows her butthole on OnlyFans for $5.99 a month or whatever it is, right? This is and all Nina does when she is on Fresh and Fit, she stares at that screen. She stares at that's all she does. If you guys go back and watch any episode of Fresh and Fit, dude, I sat right next to her and her eyes were glued to the screen.
Men need to find
That's the reason why these phones are out.
themselves, because they don't know themselves, and they define themselves based off of Barbie and the whole ordeal.
Because that was Ken's fault, right? Ken wasn't created to be like, it's Ken's fault that he has to define himself.
Yeah.
It's
So
fucking.
I thought it was entertaining, yes, and I thought it, but at the same
I
time,
thought Will Ferrell was really funny.
yeah, I think there was definitely a lot of funny parts, but it was ridiculous, and the fans that went to go see it were just
Yeah, I know what's going on with Fresh and Fit, guys.
outrageous. Like my whole, like, I went to the actual movies to go see it, and went by myself, and like I had like people like dressed up in all pink. All the boyfriends were there. All their gay friends, everything.
Well?
Huh?
Were the guys dressed in pink?
Yes, they were all dressed in pink.
That's how men get laid now. Is they,
it was wild.
It's called virtue signaling pity sex.
And then
Whoa. Certain. See, look, man, and we're all laughing and chuckling, guys. We're all laughing and chuckling. But that's not what Certain should be. I mean, let's see if he recovers here.
I'm gonna make a shirt.
At the bar, they had like a Barbie drink, and the guy.
Hold on. See, he's got to come back and correct that. I'm not trying to tell the guy how to run his podcast, but you can't be telling people who are watching the dating podcast that there is such a thing as pity sex. There's no such thing as pity sex, guys. Girls don't fuck guys they pity. They don't.
All their gay friends, everything.
Well? Were the guys dressed in pink?
Yes, they were all dressed in pink.
That's how men get laid now. Is they,
it was wild.
It's called virtue signaling pity sex.
And then
I'm gonna make a shirt.
At the bar, they had like a Barbie
Okay, so he's joking. Okay, that makes
drink,
sense.
and the guy was telling me that they were filling up
He's being sarcastic. I was hoping he would bring it back around because I was like, come on, Certain. All right.
alcohol because of this Barbie drink, and everybody was in there with this crazy Barbie drink.
It's been incredibly commercially successful, hasn't it? Because he's tapped into what Michael's talking about.
It's a brand, it's a
What I
thing.
was talking about, which is basically capitalizing effectively on this war between the sexes, right?
Well, it's capitalizing on a movie that's anti-capitalist, but it's capitalism.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You guys understand? Like that's how there's so many levels of irony to this whole thing.
Did you see what they did when it comes to like how they promoted it? They promoted it so well on TikTok that they got guys to go and make TikToks about them wearing pink and going to go see Barbie to make it socially acceptable for men at our age to go see Barbie. So they did all these TikToks with like young black guys and these.
Well, look, here's the deal. I wear pink every once in a while. I've got a pink shirt just like this. I wear it with my white linen pants when I go to Miami. But I'm not wearing pink to go see fucking Barbie.
Like white guys that dress up in all like pink with pink Barbie backpacks, and they're like singing "I'm a Barbie boy" in a Barbie world.
There you go. That's awesome. We are right-headed.
Please tell me she's joking.
Book of Revelation, chapter whatever the fuck. That's where we're going.
There we go.
Guys, I'm sure some of you maybe have a positive review. Does anybody? I don't want you to feel afraid to like. Did anybody see the movie and you enjoyed it? Like I'm trying to be as positive. I tried to be as positive.
Can I read you my daughter?
Go ahead.
My daughter. The reason I even did this stupid video, I'm almost ashamed. I gotta get take a shower after this. Kind of. So, but my daughter said, "Don't see the Barbie movie." I'm like, Okay, now I'm going to see the Barbie movie. Of course, I'm going to see because you just said don't see it. She says, do not see the Barbie movie. I was crying afterwards because of how bad a stupid woke ass society ruined it.
Wow.
It was so incredibly over the top, in your face, woke, man hating. Like there was absolutely, this is all like one run-on sentence here. Like there was absolutely no denying it was man hating. Literally in the movie, the Barbie plan is to emotionally manipulate men to turn them against each other so women can take over.
Well, that sounds pretty nonfiction to me. That sounds pretty nonfiction to me. Women are always manipulating men and turning them against each other. We see it on dating shows all the time.
Like word for word, they said exactly that. They said they try to blind you to with the bright colors and the aesthetics so that you think it's innocent.
Yeah.
Also, the opening scene of the little girls smashing baby dolls' heads, and they call the pregnant Barbie weird. Yes.
Wow.
People stop populating since they want to stop motherhood. There's not any plot.
Cigar Man 85 says Messi wears pink. Inter Miami. Yep, there you go.
And there's no point where they make the Barbie suicidal. Worst movie ever.
Dude, Messi can wear whatever the hell he wants.
I'm so
At the beginning, it's all spoilers.
I'm just so angry because it's not what Barbie really is. Because she used to have Barbies, when she was a kid, right? And I want to throw away all my Barbie attire.
That's so weird for your daughter.
I was like, damn, I guess I gotta do it.
She's definitely your daughter, Robert. She's definitely your daughter.
Anybody else see it? What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. Those glasses make Jen look like she's a legit grandma.
Well, I went with the lovely Sydney.
Sydney, yes.
And of the two of us, I was like, we got to go see the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
She's like, literally looks like Barbie. You met her last night. She's like, okay. But I wanted to get it for the cultural narrative that was going on here.
Yeah.
There was
So much meta stuff going on in here. Like there's so many layers to it. Yeah.
For me, it's sort of indicative of where we're at right now is that the politicization of everything. COVID, vaccine, this, politics, that, politicization. And for me, the biggest takeaway, and you guys can chime in, is I think they said the word patriarchy like a dozen times.
Yeah, maybe more.
So if you didn't know what the fucking patriarchy was before this, you're Googling after the movie. And for me, the whole thing with the patriarchy, and women talk about this. No guys like, it's the patriarchy, bro. It's all women. And it is the epitome of victim mentality.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about that? I'll be goddamned. Adam's batting 1,000. Adam is batting 1,000. So he appears to be different on other people's shows, right? He appears to be different on other people's shows. And listen, it is much more relaxing to be on someone else's platform because you don't have any responsibility. All you're there to do is give opinions. You don't have to switch scenes. You don't have to deal with the lighting, you have to deal with any of that stuff, right? So if Adam could channel this onto Valuetainment, and again, look, man, I'm not going to tell the dude how to run his podcast. I'm not going to do it. But if I were Natalia, I would advise her to tell Adam, hey, the way you were on Access Vegas, this is the way you need to be on Saucecast. Something tells me she would not allow that.
Today in society, you're winning if you're a victim. Oh, I'm the trans victim.
Yeah, Devin says, why would he create an environment where he can't be himself on his own show? That's weird. Look, in the beginning, when I first started reacting to the Saucecast, I was sympathetic to him to a degree. I understand that you have to be respectful of guests and you have to make sure that you keep your pipeline going. But that doesn't that doesn't mean, how can I put this? But that doesn't mean you can't challenge your guests, right? Not only and look, I'm not telling Adam that he should challenge his guests. But again, like when you've got women on there talking all kinds of trash and getting out of pocket and wishing death on people, and for him to just be like, whoa, wait a minute, I got nothing to do with this. That's some bitch ass shit, y'all. It really, really is. Love Adam, love Sosnick, but it's good to see that he's actually grabbing his Y chromosome here.
I'm the gay victim. I'm the black victim. I'm the illegal alien victim. Okay, whatever you want to call it.
Victimizing men by women. Victimizing.
I'm gonna victimize you if you speak in front of me.
Good job.
The problem is you're just encouraging.
That was good. He used comedy to just shut that down. Very good.
Victimhood. And the problem in America today is you're not encouraging actual leaders and heroes. We've neglected the hero-making machine. Men who have built the roads, or built companies, or built America are looked at as the patriarchy. How dare you?
Where the fuck is this guy on Saucecast? Where the fuck is this guy on Saucecast, man? Like, dude, this is Gangster Adam. This is fucking Gangster Adam.
Built this amazing country, and then the mothers
But in Barbie, the women do the work.
There were two instances.
Did anyone come here not from their mother's vagina?
There were two instances in the movie where they make.
Hating on mothers.
But men never built Barbie Land. It's women that built Barbie Land.
Which is not real.
The point is, no, the ultimate irony. The ultimate irony is it was a set on a movie. It was a movie set built by men sitting there to denigrate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ultimate irony, and it was also produced by Warner Brothers. That was also run by men. Now here's the thing. I'm going to bring up a couple of things, and I'm not. So first off, if they had just stuck with parody, I would have been fine with all of it. As long as it was funny, I don't give a fuck. It's not like if you watch Idiocracy. If you watch Idiocracy, all stupid people should be offended by that movie, but they're not because they don't think it's talking about them. And the movie's funny.
There you go.
There's a lot of dumb people who should watch Idiocracy and be like, wait, that's me. I'm that stupid, right? So the thing is with this movie, if they started funny, and I was like, as long as they stay funny, I'm cool with this. And there's this point in the middle. Do you remember where the mother starts giving that speech about we're blamed for everything?
I have the speech for you if you want to.
We're blamed for everything. Is our fault. And I was looking at Rolo. I was like, man, that Ukraine war, man, that's the women's fault. Fuck, man, I was just blaming them for that, bro.
Meanwhile, it's the men fucking dying in Ukraine.
Okay, hold on. But I want to point out the movie. What it does is it's funny, and then there's these like 2 or 3 points where the laugh track stops.
Eben Zoomer says, in all fairness, he is not an RP content creator. I agree, but by the same token, if he keeps letting female guests run a roughshod over his male guests, he's not going to have any more male guests, right? I mean, again, if you're a man, why in the world would you go on, like, I don't know. Like I said, man, I've heard that he's done some pretty shady shit. The way he, did MLD the same way he did me. He tried to do the whole Nick Fuentes thing. He tried to ambush Coach Greg Adams. Hey, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But this is a good one. This is a good one. Nate Dogg says he's a chameleon, but that's my opinion. That's just it. We don't know. Road 85 says he's either putting on here on his own show. He's either putting on here or on his own show. Which one is the real Adam? Which one is the real Adam? That's a good question.
And then here comes progressive narrative. Yeah. And it's like, that wasn't cool because you were funny and you're marketing to kids, and now you go completely serious, and now we're full on progressive narrative, and then we go back to funny. But funny is,
you know what? Check this out. You know what? I'm going to stop it right here for just a second. Here's what I compare this to. Here's what I compare this to, right? So Adam gets loose on this podcast, apparently, right? I guess we will see that. We'll see that here rather shortly. Right? It's easy to be yourself on someone else's platform when you're not really responsible for it. If Michael Sertain's channel gets taken down, Adam Sosnick's not going to give a shit, right? He can say and do whatever. I mean, obviously you want to be respectful and you want to be mindful of being on other people's platforms so as to not say anything to get them taken down, right? But what it really comes down to is that you have to keep that same energy when you're the one in charge. You can't just be yourself when you're not the one in charge. On Soscast, Adam is supposed to be the one in charge, but he does not grab his Y chromosome. Here's what this is similar to. Anybody can have the ultimate abundance mentality when they're banging 2 or 3 girls, right? You don't care about them. You're just clapping cheeks here and there. If one drops off, you replace the other. You get another, one drops off. You're always banging 2 to 4 girls at the same time. It's easy to have the abundance mentality when there's no commitment. It's easy to check a bitch when she's just a friends with benefits. It's easy to stand your ground when it's easy to stand your ground when you don't really have anything invested in her. But guess what? Guess what, guys? Guess what? It takes some serious cojones to keep the abundance mentality when you're not out looking. You got that. Listen. Check this out. If you understand how to handle women, you will check a bitch even if she's the only bitch you have. It's easy to be Captain Red Pill when you're just dealing with plates. Not so easy when you're actually in a committed relationship with someone. That's where the real life happens. That's where the real life happens. Anybody can talk shit and I clap cheeks and I told this bitch I don't give a fuck. Okay, all right. Can you check your girlfriend? Can you check your wife? Can you check your fiance? Can you say and do what needs to be said and done and be ready to go stay in a hotel room or kick your bitch out and pay for her hotel room should she not agree? It's very, very easy to be yourself, right, on somebody else's podcast. But when you're the one in charge, let's see it happen then.
is always making fun of Ryan Gosling. That's what funny is. Now, I will give some kudos. They do make fun of irrationality and emotions with women. So that's fine. As long as they make fun of themselves a little bit, I was fine with that. And like I said, like Margot Robbie is a fucking national treasure. She's a fantastic actress. But in this movie, like there were certain points where they're like yelling at her and you can kind of see like the juxtaposition. I enjoyed the part where she meets the teenage girl and the teenage girl's like, no, you're the fucking problem. And she's like, no, I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed that because that's actually the real part. But the feminists don't see it. That was actually real life, but they don't grasp that part. Anyway, what were you saying?
You're talking about the part
read that?
where America Ferrera?
Please, yeah.
So it was her daughter that hated Barbie.
Yes. Right.
She's like, you're the reason that's wrong with feminism, basically. Yeah. So I'll try to read it fast because it's really quick. She goes, it's literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and you're so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. Ladies, take note. You have to always be extraordinary, all right? If we don't love you at your worst, we don't deserve you at your best. You know this.
Oh my God, no. Obviously, Adam's joking about that. No, women don't always have to be extraordinary. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking kidding me? Women always have to be extraordinary? Dude, take a look outside. Take a look outside. There is nothing extraordinary about women. There is nothing extraordinary about women other than their body counts. Women don't have to be extraordinary. Women are given a pass for being average. If they're overweight, they're exalted. If they have a mental illness, it's because they're trauma bonding. Women have excuses made for them all the time. They do not have to be exceptional.
You have to be thin, but not too thin. You can never say that you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean.
Nobody says you got to be a boss. No, sir. No, sir. Daniel Borey with the 20 New Zealand dollar super chat. Says, congratulations, Donovan from New Zealand, hoping to get to a 2024 CME. Appreciate it.
You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but you don't want to talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, always say that you're looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. Why do you have to answer for men's bad behavior? But
I can explain that.
But if you point that out,
this is all bitch babble. That's all. This is all bitch babble. This kind of bitch babble, and this is Adam is reading some sort of a comment. Anything that's linguistically or anything that rhymes is very, very attractive to women. They're very, very attractive to women, right? If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, right? Now, that's actually one of the true ones. But all of this that Adam's reading is just bitch babble. Stupid.
You're accused of complaining. It sounds like that. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt too much for that. You threaten other women because you're supposed to be part of the sisterhood.
A lot of this stuff comes from other women, though. Yeah. That's the fucking ridiculous thing.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of these strictures, this isn't men. This is other women.
Thank you.
Time out. Finish. Adam, finish.
There's 2 more sentences. But always stand out and be grateful. Never forget that the system is rigged. Hello, the system is rigged. Okay. So you find a way to acknowledge, but also be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fall, never show fear, never get out of line. Here's the coup de grace.
She's literally talking about men. That's what she's talking about. It's interesting. Think about what Adam's reading. This is why women are trying to be men. Women are not held to the same standard as men are. If that were the case, then more men would be in relationships. Am I wrong? I mean, like, seriously. Seriously.
It's just too damn hard. It's too contradictory. Nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. What? And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you everything wrong, but you're also everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of victim mentality here. Hello, guys. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every other single woman here tie herself to knots so that people will like us. And all of that is also true for a doll, just representing women.
Okay, so I just want to point this out.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is why Fresh and Fit lost the YouTube partner program. Because they hold women accountable. Well, whoever wrote this is just talking to talk.
For those of you who didn't see the movie, all the funny stops when that starts, and she goes through that whole tirade, and that tirade is now a special set of words that she uses to deconstruct the patriarchy out of these women's minds. So basically, they're all being hypnotized. So you wanting to do things for your husband, like for instance, give him a back massage or bring him a beer, you would only do that, according to this movie, because of a patriarchy. You could never want to do that because you want to make your man happy. That's impossible. And in order to dehypnotize you, she makes that statement, and the women go, "Oh my God, what am I doing here? I'm a Supreme Court justice." They do that several times. Now I'm gonna bring up this, okay?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Say what you want about Sartain. That dude he's sharp as shit. He really is.
So the first thing is, throughout the entire movie, masculinity is it's over-exaggerated, and it's always seen as a cope for insecurity, meaning every single function of masculinity in the movie. Like, so for instance, if you were to
Rolla just hit the misogyny button. He said misogyny.
Ryan Gosling, he's a really good-looking guy. In the movie, he's fucking jacked. Like ridiculously ripped for this movie. He's definitely he's taking something, right? He's jacked in this movie. And when he does so the whole time, he's popular, he's funny. There's all these things going on, but all of it, his popularity, his abs, every single thing he does is a cope for his personal insecurities, and in some cases, they hint to this closet homosexuality.
Wait a minute. If he's jacked and ripped and good looking, what does he need to be insecure about? Huh? Same with Andrew Tate. Everyone says Andrew Tate buys all these supercars to cope with his insecurities. No, Andrew Tate buys supercars because he likes buying supercars. Andrew Tate doesn't buy supercars to impress your bitch ass. No. No, he buys supercars because he likes supercars.
That's the only thing. There's literally no other reason. Meaning his masculinity serves absolutely no purpose other than a cope and a hiding mechanism for the true femininity that he should feel in order to cope, in order to love Barbie, to garner acceptance for Barbie. Does it make sense? Okay.
What do you think was the biggest point where he was the biggest simp?
At the end when he tries to kiss her and like at the very
he just sits like this.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Waiting for it. And she's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
No,
oh
so
my
here's the-
God.
This is the part personally that offended me the most. Ready? So Barbie even admits this. She goes, "I'm sorry, I took you for granted." Do you guys remember this? So now a man, just consider if you guys have a brother or a son. He's dating a woman. He's dating a woman who is clearly disrespecting and putting him in the friend zone. Like, oh, you're my boyfriend, but we don't have sex. Just totally disrespecting him. And God forbid this man chooses to set a boundary and go change himself. So basically,
you can't respect a man unless you're having sex with him.
No. In this case, but here's the thing. She shouldn't say that's my boyfriend. She shouldn't say that's my boyfriend.
But also,
she shouldn't say that's my boyfriend.
He even wanted to hang out with her, and she's like, no, it's girls.
So it's girls night every night. And by the way,
Now, see, here we go. Here we go. See? Now the girls are starting to push back. Bryce Harper is using... Sorry, guys.
Kirsten, when you watch the movie, she admits that she's wrong for this. There's like a very small apology at the very end. But my point is, additionally, so a woman has now disrespected her boyfriend, and he chooses to make changes in his life, and that is additionally because of insecurity. No, that is exactly what every man watching this should do. If you are in a situation where somebody is crossing your boundaries, you should leave the situation, and it's not out of insecurity, it's out of your own necessity for self-worth. Your own self-worth. So
or that you just don't like your boundaries being crossed, right? Look, I don't want other men hitting on my girl. That's not an insecurity. That's just me wanting to protect my fucking relationship. Well, if you don't like, well, men are gonna hit on your girl no matter what. That's very true if she goes to the bar or the club, which is why I don't commit to women who go to bars or clubs.
Obviously, he acts ridiculous in the show. He's like dancing and doing all this crazy shit. But him deciding to leave Barbie and go on his own to do his own journey, that was not the wrong answer. It was the right answer, but he was made fun of and criticized. And in the end, he was this little stupid boy for trying to do this whole thing where he goes off and he tries to take over the world. He goes, yeah, patriarchy, bro. By the way, the way he said patriarchy made me laugh a couple times. He goes, yo, patriarchy's great. Patriarchy's great. It was pretty funny.
Well, it is.
When he goes to the real world for the first time and he sees Sylvester Stallone and
men run.
He's like, what? Men actually run the world. What's happening here?
By the way, it seems like it's a cultural tool to undercut masculinity or any guy's ability to have autonomy for himself. Because if anything you do,
Kirsten, can you grab the mic and get closer to you real quick? Jen, can you share that with me?
Because if anything you do, if anything you do gets put down to, okay, well, this is just a cope, this is just you being insecure, then it means that the guy has no autonomy. The reason though it's so massively popular is because women, generally speaking, buy the tickets. Women sort of control the expenditure, right? I mean, they played it.
No, mostly women bought it.
They played it.
No. Yeah, see, the bitch on the right, she's that bitch. But men still buy it. No, we don't. The women do. Like, this is the type of bitch that blames men for sex workers. Well, the sex work industry wouldn't be around if not for men. Are you kidding me with that? So people are putting guns to these women's heads? It's always the man's fault, either directly or indirecely.
They play a cultural blinder here, but I don't believe that this is ideologically driven. I think that they made the movie to make a bucket load of cash because they knew it was in line with design.
Okay, so Kirsten, go ahead. What were you saying?
It's just, why is it so popular?
Kirsten, why is Transformers popular? Because it's real? Is it because it's real? Why is that what Transformers?
People like the action and the fighting. So the storyline is why it's popular.
No, it's popular because it's in line with the cultural fashion, which is to denigrate men at the expense of women. And so a lot of people buy into that. A lot of women buy into that.
See, she asked why is it so popular, as if to suggest the reason why it's popular is because it's right.
Jen, go ahead.
Okay, you said that victims are winning. If you're a victim, you're winning. I've never seen men be more victims.
Yeah, no one disagrees with you.
In the past couple years, men are whining and crying and belly aching online about women. Why are we ignoring that?
Who are those men? Who are those men?
And you said, hold on. And you said if you had a son or a boyfriend or whatever, I would slap my son in the back of the head if he was this involved in Barbie.
What do you mean?
I would slap. No man should be this involved in a movie that's it's satire.
All right, okay, all right. Score one for Jen. Score one for Jen. She said something sensible.
It's satire about fucking toys.
Okay, so here's the problem.
No. It's not satire. It is definitely not. Like she's okay. We're good. Satire for toys. No, this is not just toys. Barbie is not just a toy. Okay, Barbie is a cultural staple. Like, Barbie is almost like a curse word to feminists. Men expect us to look like Barbie, so they went and made a movie out of it.
What do you mean? You get upset with your son if he saw the movie or if he was playing with Barbies?
No. I would be upset if he was this emotional over a movie about toys and satire.
See, here we go. If you talk about it, it must be emotional. Dude, Jen is already off the rails. We're sitting here discussing a movie. If you show any sort of passion, you know what's funny? It's funny. If you show any sort of passion or have any inflection in your voice, if you don't sound like the strong silent type, women automatically want to say you're being emotional.
Dude, I'm not emotional. I said Will Ferrell was funny.
I'm sure.
How about this? You're a podcaster, right?
Yes, I am.
Hey guys, you ever see the movie Barbie? Yeah. All right. What are your thoughts? No, I don't want to talk about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know, but you're exaggerating, baby. You're exaggerating.
Ooh, there it is. There is the first sign of disrespect, which means he is already under her skin. Did you guys hear that? Listen to this. Did you guys hear it?
Is that a bit better, Jen? We're talking about the movie.
I know, but you're exaggerating, baby. You're exaggerating.
She said you're exaggerating, baby. You're exaggerating, baby. There's that term of endearment. There's that term of endearment. Drake Raven says, Abuela, you're on a panel discussing a movie. You know what? We're going to start calling her Abuela Jen. Abuela Jen. Timothy Wooten says, is this the same Jen from the block? The very same. That is Jen from the block.
Look, I come from a background.
It's a bit of a cope, isn't it?
I come from a background where my father would walk in and he wouldn't get into the affairs of women. These new men, these modern men.
It's big dick syndrome.
You suck.
Okay.
You turned into. Can I curse? You turned into a bunch of bitches in a salon. I don't even. I'll land the plane here. I don't recognize this masculinity. It looks very much like what we do in the
Okay, what does this have to do with Barbie? So what Jen is doing here, she used this as a fake segue to talk about the emotional fragility of men and the fact that they bitch about women. We discuss the problems of women. Yes, there are some guys out here who do nothing but complain about women, right? But there's a reason Fresh and Fit is the #1 men's podcast on earth. There's a reason why the Red Pill is going mainstream. Is because what we talk about here is the truth. And people who want to silence the truth, like to use shaming language. All you guys do is complain about women. No, we point out the issues facing men when it comes to women. Like, she can't deny that there are problems. We are men. We are going to discuss this. And this is why we don't bring women into these conversations. Because women like Abuela Jennifer, women like Abuela, right? We'll talk, well, you guys do nothing but complain about men. That's fine. If you want to reduce it down to that to make yourself feel better, that's fine.
It's a cope to say that, oh, it's just a movie. It's just a...
Jen, you didn't even... Jen, I got 2 problems for you. Jen, do you have an issue with the whole idea of if you have children that them being gender...
Uh-oh. Here we go. So Michael Certain, he's about to make an honest mistake. And we've all made this honest mistake. And he is going to assume that, number 1, Jen is going to listen to him. And number 2, Jen is going to argue in good faith. Neither of this is going to happen. Black Lemur 2009 says, doesn't that mean grandma?
Yep.
Well, yeah. That's why we call her Abuela.
Affirming care where they're being suggested to go and have surgery and change their gender when they're like 9 or 8 years old.
That's
Do you have an issue with that? That is crazy.
Yes.
So trying to indoctrinate young kids is crazy.
Yes.
However,
I don't think
You think, hold on, well, the majority of the PG movie.
No, they did a whole movement. Like,
Nah, man. No, see, that's the thing. See, now I understand where Jen's coming from. She's trying, her argument is, what's the big deal? She wants to say, what's the big deal? It's just satire. No, it's not satire. Commercials aren't satire. The M&M, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you guys know, if you just pay attention, you see the programming everywhere. You see it everywhere. You see it in commercials where the mother is in charge. The woman sits, guys, it is on a molecular level. Have you guys seen that new Cookie M&M's commercial where they're dancing to the it takes 2 to make the thing go right? So we're watching 2 M&Ms dancing. One is a guy, one is a woman, and the boy M&M is dancing, and the woman is looking at him like, what the hell are you doing? Like he's doing that for her approval, and she's the ultimate judge in terms of what dances work and what not, right? Then the yellow M&M, the peanut M&M, does a split and cracks. So So even in M&M commercials, they show men as these buffoons. But Jen would say it's just candy, it's just a cartoon. No, this is why women are acting like they're acting.
G movie.
Little girls are breaking up with their boyfriends.
PG-13. There's no cussing. How's it PG-13?
I think it is PG-13. Are you a man hater?
There's no.
Are you a man hater?
You know what? I believe that.
Well, I don't know. You sound like you're saying that no man is good enough.
I never said no man is good enough.
She's saying that
All men these days are men or bitches.
No, I didn't say that.
Ooh. I'm gonna shout out Sauce. I'm gonna shout him out.
I will roll the tape back.
Don't misquote me. We're not on tape. This is video. But don't misquote me. I am obsessed. I am obsessed. Okay, I hate simps. I hate punks. I hate men that are neck deep in women's issues. Like you're sitting next to me and
yeah, but women can have bigger dicks than men too.
I am obsessed with masculine men. What I'm seeing today today is 10 years ago. If you would have told me that men would be bitching, moaning, and crying about Barbie, I'd be like, no, that's never gonna happen.
Nobody bitching about Barbie.
Go deeper. You're a smart lady.
Go
deeper. We're not talking about we like playing with dolls. We're talking about cultural narratives and what's happening in America.
Yeah, but
You're smart enough to recognize
but
that,
here's the
right?
thing. The reason why this cultural narrative, you're being biased, the reason why this cultural narrative seems to tickle your butthole is because it's women acting in power.
No, it's not. Stop.
What? See, there we go. Adam said it exactly right. It ain't about playing with dolls. It is about the cultural narrative. What does Jen do?
Hold on, Jen. At no point did I ever complain about women acting empowered in this movie. My issue was that men are treated like fucking farm animals in this fucking movie for kids.
Can I drop
that
one?
was my issue.
Let me drop one more thing here too, because I stand fucking vindicated at the end of this movie because they use the word superfluous in this movie. Dr. Phil, look it up in the fucking dictionary.
We're talking shit about men now. It's a huge thing.
No, that's fine.
No, Dr. Phil knows what superfluous means, Rolo. That's why he got offended when you called him out.
No, but so the reason, to your point.
This also isn't a kids movie.
Yeah, no, that's
Definitely not a kids movie.
500% a kids movie.
To your point.
Ice Dragon Kid says Jen can't understand nuance. No, she does. She just chooses to ignore it.
Indoctrinating young women.
1,000%
Let me direct traffic here for 1 second, okay?
Have you seen the movie?
No.
So you can't even talk.
Not to talk, because I feel like
We haven't seen the movie.
I don't care.
I talk because I feel like it. I don't care. Well, why do you talk about women? Because I feel like it. There we go. The bitch hasn't even seen the movie. The woman hasn't even seen the movie, and she has strong opinions about something she hasn't seen.
I've heard you, typical man.
Let's go!
If I didn't see the movie, I would shut my fucking mouth.
Well, that's you.
Okay, exactly. Because
Oh shit! Oh my god! Yo, look at this shit! Oh my god! Yo, Adam is. Look, yo, I'ma tell you what. I didn't know Adam had this in him. I didn't know he had it in him, y'all. Yo, watch this shit.
we haven't seen the movie.
I don't care.
Watch.
Typical woman.
I've heard you, typical man.
He said typical woman.
Let me tell you something.
Let's go!
If I didn't see the movie, I would shut my fucking mouth.
Oh my god.
Yo. Drunk at dude. Oh my god. Dude, I love Drunk Adam. I love Drunk Adam almost as much as I love Angry Rolo. You guys remember Angry Rolo? You remember Do you remember Angry Rolo when we used to do the Red Man group and Rolo would go off on these rants? I used to be like, oh shit, there he goes.
Okay, exactly. Because I have respect.
Look, see here.
Some girls do have bigger dicks than.
Here's the thing.
Who the hell keeps saying some girls have bigger dicks than men? What are you talking about? That's not funny. That's not cute.
Here's the thing. The reason why I made a big deal out of the word superfluous because
time out. Everybody be quiet.
When I was on Dr. Phil, I mentioned that. I said, hey, look, you're being like I'm on the second show. Actually, I said you're superfluous. You are actually an embodiment of what I was saying. When I got into that part, it was exactly what they were talking about in the Barbie movie. We have made men superfluous. They're nice to have around, but we don't need them. Every last time.
Okay, Rolo. See, Rolo's making a big mistake here, and I understand because Rolo's a brilliant guy. He's got a degree in psychology. But Rolo. Not one person on that panel with a vagina knows what superfluous means. For all they know, it's probably a superhero. Probably from the MCU or something like that. See, again, Rolo and Certain are both making the egregious mistake, pardon me, of actually thinking these women are listening.
Every your show, on whatever podcast, on this show, on Fresh and Fit, I hear the same damn thing. I don't need a man, but I want a man. That
There you
movie was the narrative of that movie. The theme of that movie is they're nice to have around, but we don't actually need them.
Boom.
Men are superfluous.
But why is reality? But now you're talking about reality. That is the reality. We want you, but we don't need you anymore. That's reality.
No, women do need us. Women do need us. Oh, no. No. Certain he is well equipped to debate this. We don't need you. Yes, they do. Women, listen, women don't need us in their homes. They don't need us for relationships, but they need us for everything else. And I'll put it to you this way. How can I put this? Any power a woman has is because of a man. It doesn't matter. This is why women need men. Women need men to survive. Period, point blank. Women need men. If Troy were to reach over and catch Abuela here with a right with a left to the jaw, and no men could respond, she'd be screwed. Who's gonna come in there and arrest Troy? A woman? No. Men are any power a woman has is because of men. Period.
CJ, go ahead.
Go, CJ.
I was just saying I need a man. I don't.
And also,
I'm not. Thank you so much.
Thank you very fucking much. She's like, fuck it, I need a man.
Anyone in the chat?
No.
But also, I want to bring up too. Like, I want to be a mom someday. What if I have a son? I don't want my son being like listening to all of this and being treated like.
Now, why do you want to be a mom, CJ? Let CJ talk.
Well, CJ, you are a Playboy cover model, so you're gonna have some splaining to do.
CJ, go ahead.
Why do you want to be a mom?
I just do. I had a mom growing up,
would
so
be
I
an
would like to be a
excellent
mom.
mom.
I haven't really thought about.
The reason why she wants to be a mom is because she's biologically hardwired to want that. Ken Rose with the $10 Rumble rant. Dude, swear to God, Ken Rose, dude. Ken Rose, like, he super chats, he sends me Rumble rants, he sends me Cash Apps, probably sends me flowers.
Not that much. I don't feel like it's.
How old are you, CJ?
I'm gonna be 38 in August.
So, what do you mean you haven't thought?
Say what? This bitch is 38? Oh no.
I haven't really thought about it that much. I don't feel like it's.
How old are you, CJ?
I'm gonna be 38 in August.
So, what do you mean you haven't thought about being a mom? You're 38. Of
Oh my God.
course you've thought about
Okay,
it.
so I have thought about being a mom. I haven't thought that much as to why. It just feels natural.
At what age did you start?
I'm not really like thinking.
What age did you start to feel that natural instinct?
Yo, I'ma tell you. Now look, she looks good for 38, but guess what? Just because the outside, just because you look good on the outside, look, her outside looks like she's 26. Her inside still look 38, y'all, including those eggs. But look at the look on Adam's face. Yo, Adam, do you see the look? Hold up, I gotta screenshot this because Adam is looking savage. Yo, Adam is. If you guys see the look on this dude's face, he looks like he's about to straight up fillet this broad. Hold up, man. I did not, dude. I have a new respect for Adam, man. I honestly did not know he had this in him. I did not know he had this in him. This is incredible. Dude, he's funny. He's funny. He's witty. He's poignant. This is great. Hold up. Let me get the screenshot real quick. Hold up. This is funny as hell because if you guys look at his face, he looks like, yeah, I'm about to get this bitch. Watch. Check it out.
It just feels natural.
At what age
I'm
did you start?
I'm not really like thinking.
What age did you start to feel that natural instinct?
He said, what age did you start to feel that natural instinct? What Adam is getting at is this a little late for you, sweet cheeks. Look, check it. Look at Adam. I have never seen this look on Adam's face. Never seen this look on Adam's face. He, believe it or not, he actually is more attractive like this. Pause. See, I used that correctly. What Adam is getting at here is he's asking her, well, what age did you start to feel that motherly tug? In other words, you've waited till 38, almost 40 years old to start having kids? Nah, baby, it's too late for you.
Probably about 5 years ago.
Why did it take so long, CJ? You're
I
a
only got sober about 4.5
Los
years ago.
Angeles.
I always felt like I could never take care of
drinking.
Oh my God. Did you hear that?
5 years ago.
Why did it take so long, CJ? You're a
Because I
gorgeous
only
girl.
got sober about 4.5
Los
years
Angeles.
ago.
I only got sober about 4 years ago. There's always a reason, guys. Always a reason. So she's... So she was either an alcoholic or a drug addict, and she's attractive. You want to know what this woman's body count probably is?
Yep.
That's her body. That's her body count. That is absolutely, positively her body count. Holy shit.
Always felt.
Holy shit. So she got sober at 34, which means she probably spent her 20s and her all the way up to her mid 30s drinking and getting her cheeks clapped. Now, Devin does say good for her for not putting a kid in her addiction. Okay, I'll give her that.
Like I could never take care of a house plant.
Were you an alcoholic?
So now that I can, yes.
Okay.
CJ.
I still identify as an alcoholic.
Are you sober now?
I am. I go to meetings.
Are you afraid of it?
Yeah.
CJ.
Yes.
All right, listen, man. I'll give her credit for that. I'll give her credit for that, man. Look, she used to be, or she is an alcoholic, but she's not anymore. Good for her. Good for her for beating that disease. However,
She belongs to the streets.
yeah, there's no hope. There is no hope. And you know what's interesting is that her disposition seems very feminine. It seems very demure. She's not out of pocket. So who knows? Look, I think kids are out of the question for her, but I mean, look, she doesn't have any kids. I mean, I met Devin at 39. Dude, I met Devin when she was 39, and she was drinking all the damn time. So, I mean, look. But Devin was married for 20 years. So, yeah. Look, man, congratulations to her for beating alcoholism, but that doesn't mean, listen, we can give her flowers. That don't mean you got to give her a ring.
Hey, CJ.
Friend of Bill?
Friend of Bill, yes. Really?
Well, CJ, let me just say one thing. Number one, you're a hot-ass big bird. That's just straight up. Good for you.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
But I'm not picking on you, because actually I'm proud
I
of
don't
you.
feel picked on.
Cool, but I haven't said what I had to say yet. I feel like I wish that you would have had that epiphany phase 10 years ago.
I wish I would have as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So, and I think that it's incumbent on you to tell more women why they should have that epiphany phase at 27, 26, 24, 28, not 38.
Yo, I'm going to tell you what, Adam is fucking savage right now. Guys, I cannot believe what I am seeing. Dude, I'm telling you straight up. I saw the clip. I saw the clip and I was like, okay, Adam grabbed his balls, but yo. And look at the look on Adam. Look at the look on his face right now. He's like, look, I'm here for it, man. Bring it on.
Why can't I tell anybody that?
But they need to have an epiphany?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How old are you?
But to have kids.
Okay, time to have the epiphany.
But to have kids, you're geriatric
I
after
want to go back.
35.
I want to go back to what Michael said, because Michael was talking about indoctrination. I want to go back to something Michael said. Why is it that you feel like this movie will indoctrinate the sons and the boys and whatever? But when you watch John Wick, you watch Terminator, you watch all these films where these guys got big guns and they're running around,
Because that's what men do, sweet cheeks. That's what men do. Like, is she kidding?
shootings. You're not afraid that your son's going to be indoctrinated to buy this.
No, actually, we kind of hope that they're indoctrinated. We hope that we hope that our sons see that this is the way men act.
Let me answer. She asked me. I'm not afraid. I want my son to be very comfortable with firearms. That is going to be one of the first things that I teach him.
Goddamn right.
To responsibly use firearms. Now, in that case, is it exceedingly? Okay, here's the difference.
No, CJ is not Sertain's girlfriend. Sertain's girlfriend is Sertain's girlfriend is super hot. She has really really dark hair, but I don't think that's Sertain. JR with the $2 super chat. The fit comedian with the $10 super chat says Shit, sorry about that. Well, yeah, she is ignorant. The fit comedian says, if you don't need us, why do you say you have a boyfriend? Wait a minute, hold on. If you don't need us, why do you say you have a boyfriend if a guy approaches you that you don't like? Oh, wow. See, women do need us, man. They do need us. Even when they're making us up out of thin air, women still use men that don't even exist. Malcolm X with the 10-pound super chat says, congrats, Don, on episode 1000. Brother showing support all the way from London, England. Brother, appreciate that very much. Actually, let me be culturally appropriate. Appreciate that, bruv. Did I get that right? Bruv. SPSJP 1287 with the $5 Rumble rant says Jen is a prophecy of what Melina will be at 40 once Zerka inevitably red pills Destiny. Dude, Destiny is, oh my god, dude. When I talk to Destiny like live, I'm going to tell him that he's out of Melina's league. Like, he is out of Melina's league. Dude, listen, I've got my issues with Destiny, but he could do so much better. He could do so much better than Melina, man.
In John Wick, always know it's John Wick. I always know that's actually Keanu Reeves. In this movie, it's a parody. And you haven't seen it yet, Jen, until
I've seen a lot of
okay, but it's a parody.
Yeah, but you haven't seen that parody, Jen. You see how she has an answer for everything? Michael, dude, Sertain is telling her, hey, look, John Wick is literal. This is a parody. You haven't seen the movie, Jen, so you know, well, I've seen a lot of parodies. Baby, you got to watch the movie to comment on the movie.
Parody until there's a point where it's not a parody anymore. Now it's a shut the fuck up, little girls, and listen to what I'm about to say. You're about to be blamed for everything. I woke up this morning, I was like, man, inflation's at 3%. These fucking women. That's all I could think. It's ridiculous.
The matriarchy.
The movie teaches, you can say, like, something's not.
Scott B says Sasa's way out of Nat's league like light years. Look, man, Adam, look. Adam told me that there's nothing going on between him and Nat, but their interactions would really lead you to believe that that's not true. I'll just leave it at that. Sean Morris with the $5 super chat says, nice to see you on Sunday, Don. Will you do a reaction on the Fresh and Fit situation? Yes, I will. That is coming tomorrow.
It's not a big deal. Like, remember, Andrew Tate wasn't a big deal to a lot of people till he was a big deal because he got huge. This movie's not a big deal till it is a big deal, till it's the #1 movie in the country. And then we get to a point where, like, there is indoctrination. It is indoctrination specifically aimed at children. And I don't have a single problem with all the women being doctors and lawyers. That's all great. I have no issue with that. I do have an issue with things. There's with two things. Number one, the pregnant Barbie got horribly made fun of twice in the movie. You remember that? That Will Ferrell sees the pregnant Barbie. He's like, ooh, what the fuck is that? It's so funny because pregnant Barbie was completely. She was a joke.
It's crazy. That's how people are made. Like, if pregnant Barbie is gross Barbie, then what are we doing? We're gonna run out of people.
Sort of follow through the entire movie.
Remember Weird Barbie too?
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm curious because I want to understand the panic. I really.
No, it's not panic.
What do you think is going to happen to the
There it is, the panic. Nobody's panicking. We're simply discussing a movie.
boys are going to watch Barbie?
It's a strengthening of a cultural narrative. It's a strengthening of a cultural narrative that is already out there.
Can do it too.
And it's the biggest grossing movie in the world.
Our issues are all different, Jen. I absolutely have no problem. Like, if a woman wants to be an astronaut, that's totally awesome. I have no issue with that. Some astrophysicist, whatever. But my issue, what happens then is that you make fun of the girl who's pregnant, and then additionally, what happens is a man and women are going to get into a discussion, maybe in high school, maybe in college. And what happens is when a man says, "I feel like doing this because I'm attracted to women and I want to work hard for my family," this movie adds to a narrative where he is now always like, "Oh, you want to work hard and take care of your family and have guns? Oh, I watched that Barbie movie. That's a cope. That's your masculinity hiding your insecurity."
Thank you.
No, this world is full. This world is created. All these walls, everything in this society was created by violent fucking men who are willing to kill other violent men in order to conquer a territory, to provide a safe space for the women and children in their lives. That is the reality of the situation. Woo! They built these things, and men competed with other men. Do you understand? Women don't have as much testosterone as men in general. It's about 17 times more. Damn right. It's about 17 times more testosterone that men have as opposed to women. And so we are more competitive and we are more assertive, and those things are not.
I don't know. Jen probably has higher levels of testosterone. I mean, getting skeeted in as much as she does tends to raise your testosterone levels. Just saying.
Hopes. That's how we survive. That's why there's 400,000 elephants on the planet and 8 billion humans. We fucking won. That's why it happened. And so we don't need to shame those things that made us survive as a species. They're not copes. It's not secretly that, oh my God, I cry at home because I want acceptance from women and that's the reason why I went to the gym. It's not. I went to the gym so that my family never has to want for shit. My mom, my fucking nieces and nephews and cousins, they can go to any Ivy League school they want. They will never have to worry about shit because I work my ass off. It is not for the validation of women. And so because of that, my masculinity is now being shamed and everything I'm doing is a cope. That's why I'm doing all this stuff. No, it isn't. I have 22 people who work for me. Those people, they get to feed their families as well because I'm willing to work my fucking ass off. And that entire movie was them shaming. Now, I'm not a victim because fuck them. I'm still gonna be a millionaire. I don't give a shit what they write on the movie.
Right.
That's not my issue. My issue is now we have a whole group of young people have been told to push the victim button whenever they have a problem. That wasn't kind of victim. That wasn't sort of victim. That was full on a diatribe. That was, you could quote America. What's their last name? America Ferrari. It was nothing but victim mentality. And so that.
Damn, dude, Sertain is on point.
Making women the victims or men the victims?
Making women the victims.
Can I answer your question specifically?
Before you go.
Uh-oh, don't do it. Don't do it, Adam.
Men cannot be victims. In this world, in Barbie world, men can never be a victim. And that's the issue. Go ahead.
So I want to answer your question directly.
No, men can never be victims, period. Anytime men are victimized, we're told to suck it up. 73 people watching on Rumble. 494 people watching on YouTube. 301 likes, man. 60% engagement. Appreciate that very much, guys.
Respectfully, ask your question again.
What question?
You just asked a question 1 minute ago.
The one that you did to Michael.
What was the question you asked? You don't
What's
remember the question you just
relax,
asked?
Sir.
You said.
I don't do coke, so you gotta relax. We gotta speak the same.
See, now there she goes. Relax. See, dude. Jen talks. Jen doesn't even listen to what she's saying. She can't even remember what she asked. Adam is saying it was a question you asked. And she's like, calm down. Jen is just all she does. All she wants to do is provoke and harass and instigate. She's not there to debate. She's just there to argue.
Okay.
You don't do coke or coke?
I don't do coke, so we have to be here.
Hold on.
I've been trying to say.
You see that? She couldn't remember what the fuck she said, so she decided to, hold on now. We gotta cope. Da-da-da-da-da. No, you didn't remember what the fuck you said because you run your goddamn mouth too much.
Say something, but with the feminization of men. Yeah. The reason why they want to feminize men because there's a video I saw with the Russian guy. He talked about demoralization of a nation to normalization.
Check this out. If you want to conquer a nation, you either kill or feminize the male populace. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. When villages were being raided back in the day, guess what? They killed all the men, took all the women and children for themselves. That's what it is. That's what it is. If you want to take over a country, if you want to weaken a country, all you got to do is weaken the male populace. Mission accomplished.
And it's attacked in the book by, it's in The Art of War by Sun Tzu. They talk about demoralizing people to normalize it, and that's divide and conquering. So when you feminize men, that's going to be who's going to be defending your homeland and your country. So when you have a bunch of bitch boys men that play the victim card and all this other stuff, because that's what society's trying to do.
Oh, God. Now Jen is going to talk about the fact, well, all men do is complain about women.
You're not going to have men be the forefront of protecting us and having our freedom. That's why they're trying to go after people like Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate's trying to make a man embrace his masculinity. So wait, hold on, sweetie. I've been trying to talk, and I'm trying to be the woman that's on the men's side about this. So pretty much.
She's a pygmy? Okay, fine.
No, keep going.
Did this bitch just call her a pygmy? Oh, my God. She's got all the sign language. Wow.
Trying to make a man embrace his masculinity. So
she's like, meh. Like, listen, man, the mattress actress is making all the points. But Jen's like, meh. She's not there to have a discussion, gentlemen. She is there to argue. She is there to disagree with anything. Abuela is a misandrist, guys. She hates men. And look, if I were damn near 50 and single and having so much semen in me, I got to shave my mustache every day, I imagine I'd probably be pretty pissed off at him too.
So wait, hold on, sweetie. I've been trying to talk, and I'm trying to be the woman that's on the men's side about this. So pretty much.
She's a pygmy? Okay, fine.
It's a pygmy.
These men are trying to respectfully talk to you, and you're the one that's getting offended.
Thank you.
You can say whatever. I have no problem.
I'm not offended at all. I'm not offended.
But the thing is, it's like it's all in the programming. They're trying to demoralize us. They're trying to make us little bitches because the government is trying to take over.
Oh yeah, Brandon. Oh yeah. Jen is definitely feral. You kidding me?
We have a really big government. If you haven't noticed, our country used to be a very small government back when it was formed. It has gone bigger and bigger and bigger. So the government is pretty much putting us in an agenda to make us little bitches. That's why feminism is dead. I don't think we need feminism. Feminism now is for the trans community. It's not for women anymore.
The question that I always ask when I'm on these shows and there's feminist girls on there, I always say to them, so hasn't equality already been achieved, right? Like how much more do we need to go? And the reality,
I feel like I'm more of a man than a woman.
The reality of this movement.
She says, I feel like more of a man than a woman. And Jen was like, oh, that's funny. Like, when is Jen gonna realize that this is like, dude, this is like, it is. You want to know why Jen still has this confidence? I've already solved this. The reason why Jen still has this confidence is because men are still fucking her. Men are still fucking her. This is the problem with American women. They view sexual market value as real value. They think as long as men want to fuck them, then they must matter. Nope. Women like Jen don't matter. She doesn't matter. She doesn't matter. She is the occasional slump buster for somebody who happens to be last at the bar. That's really all there is to it. Jen is literally, dude, Jen is literally good for nothing but fucking. Anytime she opens her mouth, it is sewage. It's ridiculous.
The reality of this movie.
Hey guys, one at a time. Troy's talking.
The reality of this movie is that if equality's already more or less been achieved, and I think most of us probably would agree with that. I know that I've got some female friends who wouldn't agree with that, but I think most of us probably would. This movie is driving even further nail into the coffin against masculinity. Like it's going even further. Like how much further do you want to go?
That's what the woke want to do. They want to take a man's masculinity away.
Now, whether it's a deliberate sort of strategy like yours,
talking to the microphone.
Whether it's a deliberate sort of strategy like yours,
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Hold on, Troy. We're going to do real quick. Hold on, we're going to do real quick. Brittany, Michelle, do you have anything you want to say about this?
I mean, I've never seen the Barbie movie. The only thing I know is that Margot
Robbie.
Yeah, she got offered $250,000 to do feet finders.
Feet finders?
That's
probably the most important. Quiet, everybody quiet, let her talk.
There's a couple things that showed her feet in it. I saw this meme the other day. That's the only thing I know really about Barbie.
That is an important
That's it.
Feet finders, the fuck is that?
What do you think about this topic?
I do, thank you. I want to know, so you guys are saying that you think that you can teach someone how to be gay?
No, that's not it.
Oh my god!
These days I actually disagree.
What the hell?
I think you might teach someone. I think you might teach someone that it's socially acceptable for them to act gay when they don't know if they're gay or not. Because here's the thing, Arya.
Oh my god, dude, Sertain just rescued this chick. The black chick, she not too bright. Oh my god. Is this like supposed to be teaching people how to be ignorant?
I want you to consider this. When I was part of my
stay in school, kids, stay in school.
Maleness is me being attracted to women. It's probably more than 50% of my maleness, right? My experience as a human, I'm just like you. I probably like beautiful sunsets and fucking puppy dogs. And there's a commonality in our maleness as men and women. But my maleness just as a man is me being attracted to women. That is something I was moderately aware of at 9, but fully fucking aware of at 17. Do you understand? But I'm supposed to have gender affirming surgery when I'm not even aware of my maleness. Do you understand? That's the issue. So that when you go back to that whole thing, I am not qualified to make a decision about whether or not I want to change genders at that age because I'm not aware of the thing. The thing that makes most men like is that moment, going through puberty and then having that explosion of testosterone in your life. And so because you haven't experienced that, yes, I think at that point.
Oh, it's like OnlyFans, but for feet. I thought, don't they have feet pics on OnlyFans?
Because you have not fully experienced your maleness.
True Cheeto says, somebody quick, ask her to name 3 countries.
Can be indoctrinated, I do believe, yes.
You personally, so at age 9, if you would have saw the Barbie movie, you think that would have swayed how you feel
but the movie was not indoctrination for homosexuality. There was very little talk about There's maybe 2 scenes.
That movie, but can I give you some stats real quick?
But that's something that you guys argued about.
Well, we're not really talking about homosexuality.
We're not talking about that, but I will give you some stats.
We're talking about shaming masculinity. Go ahead, Adam, and then I want Ali to talk.
So we were just with Rogan last week in Austin, and Patrick was explaining to Rogan how America's just basically getting gayer. So if you look at generation by generation,
he's right.
If you look at the traditionalists who are basically 70 plus, right, 75 plus, 1% of our grandparents identify as gay.
Okay, so just to be fair, it was non-binary, which didn't exist when our grandparents were that age.
Oh my god, what does non-binary mean, guys? Doesn't non-binary means okay? I guess non-binary means you're either a man or dude, I don't fucking know.
So it's not gay, but it's not bad. It's because you're
whatever the rainbow mafia is. Where I'm going.
Rainbow mafia.
And just for the record, there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Of course.
But the stats tell otherwise. And then the generation after that are baby boomers. I think it's like 4%.
Yes.
Those are our parents.
As that.
Or
then
my parents.
You have Gen Xers who are basically, I don't know, in their 50s, right? You're Gen Xer. It's like
well, I mean, I'm a Gen Xer. Me and Devin are both Gen Xers. She's 47, I'm 46. So
a boomer, you fucking idiot. Anyone older than 30 to Gen Z is a fucking boomer.
And then you have millennials.
There's angry Rollo. Yeah, like Gen Zers think anyone over 30 is a boomer. And
early 40s, and it's like 10%. And then Gen Z, who are basically 25 and under, 20% of Gen Z identify as LGBT.
Yes.
You explained to me.
What?
And then of all those generations.
What? Are you kidding me? Did he just say that 20% of Gen Zers identify as LG? What? Oh, non-binary means no. Oh, no. Jesus. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Who gives the least fucks?
The oldest one.
The oldest one. I'm 80 years old. I give a shit. I'm gay.
Meaning what he's trying to say is that they're not coping to say, I'm actually gay, but I don't want people to know I'm gay. I'm in a nursing home. I'm 75, and I fought in World War II. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
It's the Gen Z who is the most enhanced thinking about how people judge them. And it's cool to identify as part of the LGBT movement. So the question of nature versus nurture, this is clearly not a nature situation. It's not natural. This is nurturing the LGBT.
So from a nerdy way to...
Okay, again, Adam is making he's making the same mistake that Sertain and Rollo made. They are overestimating the intelligence of their panels, guys. You can't have... And listen. Dude, hot girls are not smart because they don't have to be. This doesn't mean there aren't hot girls out there that aren't smart. But look at the girl on the right with the big hoop earrings. She looks like Adam is speaking French to her. She has no idea what nature versus nurture even means.
Explain it. Natural selection would allow for some people to be of alternative lifestyles, but natural selection does not change in a few generations. It would take thousands, maybe hundreds of years for a change in this, for you to have an increase in the amount of homosexual men or women or whatever to happen. That would happen over the course of hundreds of years, not over the course of 50 years.
20 years.
20 years. That doesn't work. Natural selection doesn't work over the course of 20 years.
The coolest Charles Darwin motherfucker out there.
Therefore, heritability cannot be the explanation for this. It must be society.
Are these people genuinely homosexual, though, or are they just identifying as something within that spectrum?
Ostrike with the $5 super chat says, you want to see something scary? Find the video of tribesmen surrounding a taking down elephants with only spears. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. HBP Cast says, oh boy, oh wow. Dude, I'm not getting out. Dude, now, okay, well, I'm not getting into stats. I don't know about the, what the fuck is HBP 6038? Dude, see, now here we go. Here we go. This is why I don't like, and look, man, stats and studies have their place. And I'm not trying to be hard on you, HBP, but stats and studies have their place, but you can't base your entire argument on them. I'm not saying that you are, but anybody who bases their entire argument on stats and studies just doesn't have anything original to add to the argument. They're not basing it on empirical data. They're not basing it on anecdotes, what they've seen and heard and experienced. No, they are basing their opinion on the stat or study performed by someone they don't know, probably in a country they've never been to.
Here's the interesting question. If you make the argument that homosexuality is heritable, but you can't make the suggestion that trans is, because trans is something you don't genetically take on, right? You don't inherit trans, but you can, your genetics, there are studies on this, don't come after me, that state that there's a certain amount of population that's always going to be homosexual. That's fine, but my point is those different people.
Yes, right. Listen, man, when you talk to genuinely homosexual men, they tell you, I knew right away. I knew at 5, 6, 7 years old that I like boys. That's what they say. That's what they say. They're like, look, I knew immediately. Like, I was afraid to come out and this and that and the third. Yeah, HBC says I just meant non-binary people make up 3%. Oh, my bad. Okay, no problem.
Like, for instance, queer, which I don't...
Love Seat Shouty said, I spent years trying to grow my channel playing games. Now my following is bigger because I use that energy to start making games. Very good. Thanks for the motivation through your hard work, and congrats on 1,000 episodes. Good for you, man. Look, you guys know how I feel about video games. You know how I feel about video games. They're a waste of fucking time. They're a waste of fucking time. If you're playing video games for more than an hour a day and you're not getting paid to do it, you're never going to reach your full potential, right? I watch an hour to an hour and a half of Netflix. It's completely mindless entertainment. But this dude is actually making video games. Shout out to you, man.
I kind of understand what that means. That's the Q in there. Those things are very different from other people. Also, here's the other thing. I will say this. As far as bisexuality and lesbianism comes, those are two very different things. A man being homosexual and a woman being lesbian are not the same genetic expression. They are very, very different. Men's sexuality tends to be binary. They're gay or not gay. Women's sexuality, I know women that are fully into women and tolerate penis, and I know women that are fully into men and occasionally have a fucking threesome.
There you go.
So women have a spectrum when it comes to their sexuality. Men do not. Men tend, and the reason why we know this is because there's a great book on this called Dataclism, where they go over this, and bisexual men tend to message men on dating apps. They don't message women. Whereas bisexual women will message men and...
Yeah, there's no... There you go. Look, if you tell a woman that you're a switch hitter, if you tell a woman that you are a switch hitter, she is going to assume that you are happy or zesty. If you guys remember on Love is Blind season 1. Oh my God, what was her name? Carlton and I got her name in my head, man. Carlton and Diamond. Carlton says to her, well, I've dated both genders. If you tell a woman that you have dated both genders, in her mind, you are zesty. There's no in between. There's no in between. Male sexuality is binary. You are either a switch hitter or you're not. Just like, and I agree with Certain, women's sexuality is all over the place. There are women who are fully into women who tolerate dick, and then there are women who are fully into dick, but will have a threesome with a woman every once in a while. And guys, I say this all the time. I think it was law number 28 or 29 of the 49 laws of Sharpe. Most women have hooked up with more women than most men. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Right? Dude, most girls have fooled around with a girl at some point in time. If Devin were to come to me and say, hey, Donovan, I have a confession. Okay. When I was in college, I kind of fooled around with this girl, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, okay, whatever. But if I were to go to Devin, be like, hey, Devin, got a confession to make. Yeah, what is it, babe? Well, I went to this frat party and, I kind of fooled around, kind of fooled around with a dude in the fraternity. Wait, you fooled around? No, we just kissed. We just made out. And then there was some heavy petting, but no, it didn't go any further than that. Guess what? I am out. Devin is out the door. Devin's out the door. Is it fair? Is it not? Doesn't matter. That's the way it is. CigarMan85 with the $2 Rumble rant says, will Natalia defend her man Adam against Abuela Jen if she were there or not? Join Team Abuela. We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Vegeta stare at each other for a half an hour. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Women. So bisexuality with women is a spectrum. For men, it tends to be more binary. So that's saying it's not the same genetic expression on both sides.
There's even teacup rooms.
Yeah, but when you go back to what you said before, trans is not something you inherit. Trans is something that culturally you come into and say, this work, because there may have been people who wanted to be trans in the 15th century during Genghis Khan, but were like, no, I'm not getting my fucking head cut off, so I'm not doing this shit. There's probably people who wanted to be trans in Iran in 1984, but that's not going to fucking happen. So that there's a different way of looking at this. One is genetic, one is cultural.
I think it's something that like you're kind of born with. Like my mom, she left my dad when I was 2 for like a woman, but it's like they were like, oh, it's a choice, whatever. But if you're with someone for 10 years, another 10 years, another 8 years, it's like, and you never been the boy, it's kind of not like really that. You don't like boys at that point. Like I feel
right, it changes you. Okay, well,
let's go around the table.
When I was 8 years old,
are you a lesbian?
I'm not. No, I mean I like guys. I mean I'll kiss a girl for attention out of bar.
Yeah, there you go. But if a guy says I'll kiss a guy for attention,
honest. How often are you kissing dudes for attention?
Yeah, we don't. Like,
I had a neighbor when I was 8 years old, and she would take in our trash cans for us, write me love letters, and we were 8 years old, and her name was Crystal, but she identified and told us to call her Keith. And like when you're 8 years old, how do you you don't know that unless that's how you really feel inside.
So one more time, as men,
there's no such thing as lipstick lesbians, guys.
This is not to denigrate anyone's sexual preference, but as men, as heterosexual men, our heterosexuality is tied to our masculinity. But as women, your heterosexuality is not tied to your femininity. Women, straight women, dance on each other, grind on each other, grab each other's boobs. If two heterosexual.
I have never thought of it that way. I have never, ever thought of it that way. Our masculinity is tied to our sexuality, but women's femininity is not tied to theirs. That makes perfect sense.
Women, Allie and Kayla, for instance, if they were to kiss each other on their birthday, no one would accuse either one of them being gay.
I actually thought I was a boy because when I was born, my mom wouldn't touch me.
Oh my God.
My mom wouldn't touch me and would be like, that's my baby boy, that's my baby boy.
Yeah.
So when I was born, I thought I was a boy. That's why I'm like, some women do have bigger dicks than a lot of men. And then like,
this bitch is so god. See, this is the bitch that keeps talking about some women have bigger dicks than men. Dude, get out of here with that. Come on. Seriously? Your mom treated you like a boy? This is why you're on Access Vegas with a hand tattoo. You can always tell who the people are with the extra fucked up parents. Of course she has a hand tattoo. Her fucking mom treated her like a boy. Jesus.
It's just a metaphor.
Literally.
No, she stopped. She's making a metaphor. Yeah, she did.
Or like,
No, she said.
No. You're making a metaphor. Stop it.
Literally.
I don't think she literally knows what literally means. Yeah.
No,
What?
like when I was born, my mom would be like, that's not my baby girl, that was my baby.
Hillary, you don't have a penis.
Exactly, Hillary. That's exactly what I was going to say. Just because your mom treated you like a boy doesn't mean you have a dick.
I don't have a dick.
So it's not literally. It's not literally that. Don't say it.
Dude, she keeps saying it. Some women have bigger dicks than men. She said that 3 times already. Jesus.
But I thought that.
My dick is literally big.
Go ahead. What do you think about this whole subject?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that, I think it's insane that we're asking children, to decide.
There you go. Thank you.
I think if you ask them, like, do you like a banana or do you like an apple? They're like, oh, well, maybe I do like a banana. I don't know.
Is it not okay to let them figure out whether they are
like
gay?
Who they are?
Cool. At 17, 18, 19, I have no problem whatsoever.
Without giving them options.
High school.
I usually when they're about 17, 18, that's when they go.
Listen. I want you to let you guys understand.
Oh, that means Lucchese. Okay, appreciate you telling me who that was. Lucchese. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that.
These same people who are allowing for the freedom of these people to change their gender at that age mandated that these same people had a vaccine before the age of 9. Okay, they mandated that. They also said that these people cannot smoke. When I say people, these minors, they cannot smoke, they cannot drink, they cannot join the U.S. military, they cannot run for Congress. They can't do any of those things. In those cases, correct. In those cases, it made no difference. But here's the reason why. The only reason why you would need to do this at such an early age is because of indoctrination. There's no other reason. If your argument is, hey, let them make their own decision, let them make their own decision at 18. And the only reason why you'd want to do this before that is why? Is because if you have someone transition before puberty, the transition takes better.
Yeah. There you go.
That sounds like indoctrination.
There you go.
I am a parent of a 5-year-old, so if my 5-year-old came to me now with this conversation, there's no way on earth I would allow her to go through with a procedure.
There you go.
Or anything of any sort right now.
Yeah.
You are 5.
I have a question.
How bigoted of you to not let your 5-year-old choose their gender.
I just can't imagine having my child come to me and say, these are the decisions I want to make.
Yo, Adam is a fucking savage on this show.
And I want to make it now. Like, you haven't even begun.
WTC Fidman in long time no see. Says, remember, no woman is masculine. They may try to act like it, but women are protected by the law no matter how badly they misbehave. Let a dude try that and see where he ends up. Absolutely.
To know who you are. So
I think in our time back in the day, everything was called a tomboy. So my mom let me wear Jordans. Great.
There's a big difference between a tomboy and gender reassignment surgery. Dude, and here's the deal. Jen being from New York, gotta rearrange the boys down there. Yeah, there we go. Tell you what, guys, having a 36-inch cock comes with its drawbacks. Big dick problems. What are you gonna do? Jen being from New York, sometimes girls dress like hot tomboys, right? Like you've seen like the city girls, like the dancers, they got the jeans, like Aaliyah. That's the perfect example. That is the perfect example. Aaliyah dressed like a tomboy. Now, when little girls are small, they are, they're tomboys, right? They're, they wear jeans to go and play out that, go and play outside. But when they get older and realize that they like boys, okay, they're still kind of a tomboy, but now they're starting to be a little bit more feminine with it.
Yeah, she was like, it's okay if you don't wear pink, you can wear blue. It's whatever you want, but it was never like, yeah, you think you're a boy.
No, yeah,
so you're just a tomboy.
Well, the problem is the medical procedure is now becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
So now it's becoming sort of like not the default, but it's certainly becoming closer to the default. So
Yes.
it's like, well, you're a tomboy.
Oh my God. The U.S. Department Against Hoflation has chimed in. Special announcement. He says, listen to an American man speak. He's not a hater or an elitist. Very good. Appreciate that public service announcement by the U.S. Department Against Hoflation.
Well, hang on a minute, mate.
Oh, Aaliyah was that bitch.
You need this procedure. I was anecdotally talking to a young woman who, by the way, very liberal. She's studying psychology, and her opinion was, and she, as I say, very liberal New York girl, she was saying basically that she feels, and she knows certain professors in her academy who privately feel, that actually there should be more research being put into what are other ways of approaching gender dysphoria, because at the moment the default is, well, get your junk cut off, and the difficulty with that is that anything else, any other conversation is being shut down, by academia, because it seems bigoted.
Have you seen
wow, very good.
The panel that they did where it was, they took a bunch of people that did actually transition, and they regretted it, and they actually detransitioned against people that actually transitioned. So, like, people that...
Wait, you can detransition? How does that happen? Like, let's go through this here. Let's just go through this here. Okay, let's just say I'm a dude and I decide to transition, right? Lop, off it goes. I regret it. So what happens when what do they do if I decide to retransition? I mean, do they keep my junk on ice in case I change my mind? Do they keep the nerve endings on ice? Yeah. Mr. Sharpe wants to okay, all right, bring him on and we'll just snap it back on. It don't work that way.
That detransition was trying to say that, like, they wish they had more counseling before and actually address the core issues. And
there you go.
They wanted to inevitably, or maybe didn't want to, but
WTC Vidman says Scotch tape. Yeah, my bad. Obviously.
There was never any type of like.
Yeah. Diligent Son says duct tape. You know what? I'm gonna go one better. Gorilla Glue. There we go. Gorilla Glue, and you're all set.
Like getting to the core of it, and that they literally went in. They had one conversation. They approved it with the medical, and they went and got their transition.
Yeah.
And then even like one of the girls, which was originally a guy, her private closed because she couldn't keep it he that went to a she couldn't keep it.
Oh my
and,
God.
And like now messed up her whole thing because she was
Yeah.
like kept saying her mind is messed up now. She doesn't have any of this.
Yeah, and the problem is that you can't even discuss this. It's very difficult to get research funding because it's seen as transphobic.
Yes.
Because if you say something, well,
Yes.
it might not be that you're genuinely gender dysphoric, it might be some other issue.
The issue is you want attention. That's basically what it is.
Thank you, Rolo.
So, I think I have a unique position on this whole thing, which is that because we're looking at a generational difference here, where it's like Gen Z is like, what, 25, 26, 28%, something like that.
Yeah.
The percentage that identify, right, as homosexual or transgender or what, gender alien, whatever the fuck it is, right? The reason why is because they want to feel special in an age where we're more globalized. Everybody thinks that the internet is this, and we're doing it right now, right? Everybody thinks that the internet is...
Alston S, shout out to you with the $25 Cash App. There was no message. No, wait a minute. Actually, there was. It says hashtag 1000. Thanks, Donovan. Appreciate that.
This huge extroversion, when in fact it's really an introversion. And so what happens is people want to feel special.
HBP Cast. Oh my God. HBP Cast just one up me. Flex Seal. I stand corrected. If you want to retransition, Flex Seal is the way to go. That's the winner. That's the winner so far. That's the leader in the clubhouse.
The gay is boring now. Gay, once we ratified like homosexual or like same-sex marriage, that wasn't enough. Now we have to have something else. Now we have to be. There's 72 different genders. I'm a demi boy. I'm a whatever the fuck I am, right? So my point is this: is like you're not trans. You're not a demi boy. You're not a fucking furry. You're gay and you're boring. That's what you are. And you're just looking for something so that you can stand out in a crowd that is now a worldwide, global crowd.
I'll tell you what.
Wow. How about that? You're a switch hitter and you're boring. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense because there are a lot of switch hitters who, see, that's the thing. When switch hitters decide to use 18 different kinds of genders, that leads me to believe that you're not really a switch hitter. You only became a switch hitter to be different. But now that it seems that everybody's a switch hitter, just like Rolla said, they're looking for a way to differentiate themselves even more. No, you're a switch hitter who is, well, boring. And that's okay. We don't care. Do what you gotta do.
You're saying Rolo hit the nail on the head. It's like, to use like a gay fashion term, it's like, oh, you're gay? That's so last year. It's all about the tea now. Unless you're not cutting your dick off and transition as a kid, that's so last season. Just to be a gay or lesbian.
So I have a question. So it's like,
Yo, Adam's on fire tonight.
Like wanting to do this as like kids or like...
Oh my God, Jay Play said transmaxing. Oh God.
Teenagers and stuff. Well, I don't understand, and also people detransitioning.
You guys can tell it's close to my bedtime.
Why don't we make it at the age where the brain is fully done developing? Because like, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Do you see what happened? As soon as she mentioned the logical things, wait until their brains are fully developed, everybody jumped in.
25 years old.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Because over where Troy's from and stuff, it's known as like it's genital mutilation, and the UN recognizes it as like a really big humanitarian issue, and that's what we're doing here in the United States. Is we're doing genital mutilation to children, which should be child abuse.
Same with on animals.
Mike Steele says, notice Jen hasn't talked for a while. Wonder why. Well, there's a good reason, Mike. There's a very, very good reason. It's because she doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. See, this conversation is way above Jen's intelligence level. She doesn't have the cerebral capacity to comprehend or add to the discussion. All she wants to do is argue, fuss, and fight. That's literally what she wants to do. All she wants to do is talk about how men bitch about women. And because they're not talking about that, she can't say anything.
Is genital mutilation.
It's child abuse.
Yeah, but same with on animals too. It's the same.
Buying new genitals, you gotta be sure about. It's like buying a new house.
Okay.
More than that. I sort of a metaphor there.
What's your name again? Tiffany, are you like a red pill porn star?
Yes, she is. She's a red pill mattress actress. And I'm gonna tell you what. Mattress actresses are red pilled as a you know what. You better believe it. Both male and female. They know what's up. Shane will win with the $20 super chat. Says, thank you for the laughter, guidance, and value you have provided in our lives. Great 1,000th episode. Looking forward to 1,000 more. Appreciate that.
100%. Yes.
I know this is not my wife.
Go ahead, Jen. Everybody quiet, Jen.
I don't think that agendas are demographic specific. When we think about agendas and the feminization of men, they're also telling women you can be fat.
Wait a minute. Did she say femination?
Are demographic specific. When we think about agendas and the feminization of men.
There it is. Feminization. She's also probably bitch that calls it relationships. Have you noticed that? Like, Destiny and now Abba and Preach are calling them relationships. No, it's relationships. O'Shea calls it white supremacist. No, you fucking idiot. It's white supremacist. You're a white supremacist. Oh my God. Learn to speak, nigga.
And they're also telling women you can be fat. They're also telling women you can be a man.
You just
ask you a question.
Agree with that as well.
You can.
It's an operative.
It's not my business. It doesn't affect me at all.
Okay.
It doesn't affect me at all. But when we're talking about everything is gayer now, is that the fact, or is it just people are more comfortable doing whatever they want?
I think people are just saying it more, to be honest, because they want to feel special and unique. Because if we look at getting aside from the trans thing, if we look at homosexuality, I just find it very difficult to believe that just because it's cool in the culture that a guy is actually a heterosexual guy is actually
there is no way. I don't give a fuck how cool it was. I'm not fucking men. I just don't understand.
Right.
I don't care how fucking cool it is. I'm not.
But you're a man.
If you want to suck a pussy, suck a pussy. If you want to suck a dick, suck a dick.
Oh no, that's not happening. The level up man says Jen talks faster than she thinks. You're right. I am also afflicted. like listen, I'm gonna keep it real. You guys know I keep it a stack. I tend to talk faster than I can think sometimes. That's why I've tried to slow down my speech.
Go ahead, Troy.
Michael, remember it was called back in the fucking 80s. You had Boy George, you had all these, the new romantics and stuff like that. It doesn't make you get.
You've never been more British than you are right now.
The problem is, gay people, I think the problem is lack of masculine men. Where you guys can talk on the side of masculine men, a lot of men have forgot that their purpose is to provide and protect women.
Hold on, wait, hold on, I got you. You know what? Okay, that's very good. To your point, and to your point as well. You're saying all these guys are like pussies and they're not manning up and they're not living up to their responsibilities. Perhaps that's because we have cultural narratives like fucking Barbie.
Oh, that's it. Got her. That's it. That nigga just dropped you. Men ain't shit. Blah 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 blah. Men are bitches. They need to man up. Well, this isn't a narrative. This is just us making a big deal about a toy. Which is it? Right? Which is it? You can't be talking out of both sides of your mouth. We are talking about the fact that movies like Barbie, commercials, television movies, have now indoctrinated us for years and years and years. Yet, Abuela, who hasn't even seen the movie, wants to poo-poo. It's just you guys talking and complaining about women. You can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. You can't complain about men being a bunch of bitches and not manning up, but by the same token not admit that there is a narrative that is making them that way.
No, it's not coming full circle. Because listen, even back in the day, watching my father be a very masculine man, guess what? I had uncles that were not.
How do you think he became a masculine man?
He probably didn't watch TV. You don't remember all the TV shows like Homer Simpson where they're all bumbling. All the men in all those shows were bumbling dolts. Every single one of them. They were never.
Oh my God. Michael Certain is messed up again. He used a word that Jen does not understand.
They were the hero. They were never the good guy. It was always the wife who was smarter, the daughter who was a genius to take care of the stupid husband and the stupid boy who kept getting in trouble. That is the narrative for 55
mom
fucking
has
shows.
to save him from himself.
But wait a minute, but why are we acting like, listen, the majority of humanity is cattle, male and female. The majority
Okay, so that leads me to my next. Can I lead to my next case? Let me go to my next part of it.
Can I respond to one thing?
Go ahead, come on, stop real quick. Let's go to her, and then we'll go.
Let me respond to one thing. Because this whole conversation initiated with your very poignant question about, like, so what's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with the Barbie movie? Why are you beta men talking about this?
No, I said, what's the panic?
Right.
Like, what's the panic?
And I'll tell you, and nobody's panicking here, but I'll be very direct with you. So it's been
so emotional.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a slow drip for years, drip of basically toxic masculinity and basically the rise of feminism. But the narrative, the theme, the slogan, the future is female. How many women have heard that before?
I've heard that.
Okay, the future is
well,
female.
there you go.
So what does that mean for men? So that we don't have a future? What does that mean? So all of a sudden, the future is female has opened up the floodgates for men being second-class citizens, women running the world, and the slow drip has turned into a tidal wave of basically men being simps. If you want to be a fan of Andrew Tate or Rollo or Adam or Troy or Michael, you're toxic and you're fucked up. And
whoa, Adam. Whoa, Adam. Let's bump the brakes here, buddy. Let's bump the brakes here, Adam. Let's bump the brakes. Let's bump the brakes a little bit. You ain't the same as Rollo or Certain. At least not yet. So listen, Adam's on a roll, but he can't say if you're a fan of Tate or me. Not quite. Not quite, Sosnick. Look. He's got quite a ways to go before he can start putting himself in these conversations, but let's just pump the brakes a little bit. Jamie Hoffman with the $2 super chat says, walking in late feet. Appreciate that.
And there's something wrong with you. But if you start watching Barbie and you're all about the patriarchy, and you're basically feeding into that narrative, you're a female, you're a boss babe, and it's basically ruining the exactly traditions that we've created of all of society, not just in America. So to answer your question, it's not a Barbie thing. It's the tidal wave that the trip started with that is basically seeping into America now.
Go ahead, Troy.
Whoa! Oh my God! I cannot believe that I just gave Adam a Mike Tyson TKO on this podcast. Wow.
Just one thing on the homosexuality. To be fair to the gay community, I mean, in London, some of the gay guys, we're talking about masculinity and femininity. Some of the gay guys in London are fucking jacked because they're all
They're all fucking sexy.
But what this might relate to, maybe, is
and you're all sexy. Yeah, well, fine.
Declining testosterone.
Yes,
maybe you guys.
Something I talked about. As we get further and further away from a survival scenario, what's going to happen is, but it wasn't just that people needed more testosterone in order to live in a more agrarian society. It's additionally the people who did not have high testosterone were able to breathe.
Jesus, I don't even know what agrarian society means. Good God, he's using words I don't know.
Meaning the guy in 1850 with broad shoulders who was able to kill, hunt, and farm was rewarded in society by having more children because he would have a strong wife and have a bunch of kids. And so his children would also have that increased testosterone. As we get further and further in society, and once we have people living behind, working behind
natural
desks,
selection.
they require less testosterone, but they make a lot of money, and so they're the ones having children. And so that's one of the reasons why. I bet you if we looked at the guys who stormed Normandy and the guys right now, their testosterone levels, I bet it's the same. If we look at NFL players in the 70s, I mean, other than the guys on roids, the NFL players in the 70s and the guys now, I bet it's the same. Boxers back then,
Just the 49ers.
the top of the society, I bet you it's the same. But in the middle, obviously, we're not rewarding men for being masculine is not the right word, but physically strong.
It was interesting. I saw that show that you guys did when Zerka was here and with
Adam Lyons.
But then the show afterwards with Glenn, and you guys were talking a bit about testosterone and TRT and stuff. And there's the being jacked and being strong and being like a killer. There's that side of it, but there's also the mental acuity and the mental agility and stuff as well, isn't there? And it does. I mean, getting aside from the physicality of it and
agrarian means agricultural. Oh, agrarian. Okay, I've never heard that before. Agrarian. Okay. All right.
And this bloke, wrestle you to the ground or whatever.
Mike's pre-agrarian hunted meat and pick. Okay. All right. Hey. We are all about education and learning new things. I've never claimed to know everything, but there aren't too many words I don't know the definitions of, but that was definitely one of them.
Also, it seems to me like a lot of guys.
Oh my God, we're down 4-0. Come on, Zach.
The eye coach, the dating coach, they're kind of pussified, and it's not about their physical ability. It's like how they're coming across.
They don't give themselves permission.
They're very weak, they're very simpy, they're very fucking pussified, and that I think is a big problem.
How did that start though?
Yes, the James Bond of the manosphere. Yes,
become those guys.
They watched the Barbie movie.
I think
that's the problem.
I think it's cultural selection. Meaning, say from 1950 to now, society would select for a certain type of individual to breed more, and that has changed now. Now it's happened where the wealthiest men in the world are overweight, short, and not exceptionally strong.
Does that have to do with the food too? Like, isn't there more estrogen in the food?
I mean, there could be, but I don't think that's population-wise. I really do think it's a matter of there was a necessity to be big and strong, and those men had more children, and that is not the necessity anymore.
Well, you have Lizzo saying fat is beautiful, big is beautiful.
No, I'm talking about evolution. Now, here's the one thing.
Oh my God, these fucking dude. The mattress actress. I don't think that was her. That was the other chick. Dude, she's.
I don't think that's population-wise. I really do think it's a matter of there was a necessity to be big and strong, and those men had more children, and that is not the necessity anymore.
Well, you have Lizzo saying fat is beautiful, big is beautiful.
I'm talking about evolution. Now, here's the one thing.
Oh my dude, that bitch just says shit just to say shit. Dude, here's how you know someone is really fucking dumb. I'm gonna turn the sound down. And I'm gonna make this super slow-mo. I want you to watch this chick. Just watch. What she does is she goes and then backs up. And then backs up. That's what dumb bitches do because they know they're saying dumb shit. She's adding nothing to the conversation. Nothing. All she's watch. Just watch. She's like a little girl. It's ridiculous. Watch her. She's on the left. Watch. See? Look at that shit-eating grin on her face. She knows that whatever just came out of her mouth was just fucking babble. Ay, God almighty. This is why it's hard to talk to women like this. Jesus Christ. Oops, forgot to turn the sound back on.
I want to lead with the whole Barbie thing, and this is the idea of the patriarchy. I think it's a meritocracy, not a patriarchy, but for lack of this, for sake of argument, I'm going to say there is a patriarchy. If there is a patriarchy, the victims of the patriarchy are Who commits suicide more? Who is more likely to be homeless? Who is more likely to die in an accident? Who is more likely to work a 9-to-5 job with no compensation? Who is more likely to be taken? Who is not 80% of victims of violent crime are? If there is a victim of a patriarchy, the victims of the patriarchy are low status men, because even the girl at the trailer park can marry her way out of it. She
Wow.
Socioeconomic class. One thing.
The victim of the patriarchy is low status men. Wow. The level up man says she just wanted to hear herself talk. You know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. That was ridiculous.
White trash ass up. Right.
One thing my girlfriend,
But he's right.
and I have in common is that when I was her age, I was just as broke as she is now, right? And I'm in a very different socioeconomic class. As a man, I don't care at all how much money she has. I could not care less. And from her standpoint, where she didn't get with me because of how much money I had, she had no idea for the first week we were together at a resort in Mexico. Well, it doesn't matter. If you read the 37 culture study, what you find is in all 37 culture studies.
Okay, Sertain, you were at a resort in Mexico, right? Like, she didn't know how much money you had, but she knew you weren't broke. Sertain, it's all good. It is what it is. Like, look, man, look. I think women should just start keeping it real. I think women should just start keeping it real. Yeah, you know what? What made him attractive was his money, right? Yeah, the reason I got with him is because he drives a badass car. The reason she got with him is because he drove a badass car. Success leaves clues, right? Success leaves clues, competency, all that good stuff. But women are afraid to be called gold diggers, right? Women are afraid to be called, gold diggers. Here's the difference. How can I put this? You want to know, it's interesting. The only kinds of women that other women call gold diggers are like basic bitches. Like just hoes, right? Because if she actually provided some sort of value to him, she wouldn't be called a gold digger. She'd be called his helpmate. She'd be called his, dare I say, partner. They'd be called a power couple, right? The only women that are called gold diggers are sluts, hoes that are just trying to, hit somebody for a lick. Hit somebody for a lick, right? It's okay to say that the first thing I noticed about him was his car. His house wasn't bad either. It's okay. The first thing I noticed about Devin was her ass. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, the first thing that attracted me to Devin were her brains. No. I saw her ass and I went and I approached her. That's how it works.
Women 200 to 300 to 500% more care about resources more than women do. Women care more about a man's ability to acquire resources than women care about a man's.
There it is.
Men would marry a McDonald's server, and women would not. And so that's the difference.
Can I ask a question about the panel? Because I think what you're saying.
Yeah, HBP Cast makes a good point. Like when she tries to tell you that she didn't know how much her husband would make if he had a master's degree in industrial engineering. Even Hannah Jeter said, well, when I first met Derek, I didn't know who he was, really. Yes, you did. Everybody knows who Derek Jeter is, and that's okay. The reason you fell for the guy is because he's Derek fucking Jeter and everything that comes with it. It's okay to say, I'm attracted to him because he is a future Hall of Famer who's worth zillions of dollars. He's a good-looking dude. Come on, man, you don't have to cap about not knowing who he is. Yeah, I knew he was Derek fucking Jeter. That's why I let him shoot a shot at me.
I think it's such a great point. Ladies, how many of you are comfortable paying your man's rent?
Fuck no.
Ooh.
Okay.
You already know Jen's comfortable with that.
You guys live
Jen's already cool with that.
Can I answer that?
You guys live together.
Did it 3 times, won't do it
He
again.
just sits there, works out every day, looks pretty.
I would like to
You're
say
paying the
that.
rent. Go ahead.
So from experience, if you guys
Let her go.
So from experience, I dated a guy that was maybe 7 years younger than me, and he did not have a job. I was making a lot of money.
Where did he strip?
Oh, yeah, this nigga. Yep. There it is. Yep. See? 7 years younger than me. He didn't have a job. This nigga, dude, this was a 6'4" nigga with a 6-foot dick. There's always a reason, guys.
From experience, if you guys
Listen.
Let her go.
So from experience, I dated a guy that was maybe 7 years younger than me, and he did not have a job. I was making a lot of money.
Where did he strip? I'm sorry, not
No, just actually a regular person. Like, we just so happened to.
At least if you're gonna get a broke dude, get a male stripper.
Stop it. It's so funny how girls talk about how they paid his rent and put him through school, but the nigga was a basic nigga. No, he wasn't.
No, I mean,
Right, Ali? Right, Ali? Get a male stripper, at least.
So why are we with this guy? Come on, let this
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jesus.
She'll fuck you up. Go ahead.
I'm respectful. So, anyways,
Take notes, ladies.
I like the fact that he did not have a job and I was making a lot of money.
like
and
the fact-
he
Oh
was,
my
he was
God.
available to me, and it was just something that was fun.
He was a cock boy. Gotcha.
Yeah, so he was fun at the beginning. So this is the problem. As I got serious and wanted to have a little bit more, I'm starting to look at him sit on the couch, just go work out, and I'm like, so all you have to give me is good sex. And what you're telling me, and I said, and I'm like, so I started to actually for the first time feel the pressure of a man. I'm like, if this house burns down, I'm gonna have to put the dog on my back, I'm gonna have to carry you, and I'm gonna have to walk out the store.
Oh,
Tell
shit.
me your name again?
Ashley.
Ashley, welcome to our world.
Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what it is, man.
We're paying the rent.
Yeah,
while you sit your ass down.
She experienced what it's like to be a man. She experienced what it is like to be a man. Just give me good sex, I'll take care of the rest. But guess what? Bitches don't even want to do that now.
Good yoga all day, and we're cool with
To
that.
bring it back down to the point, I forgot. I am a woman and I want to have kids. So I'm like, dang, if I have kids with this person, and let's say the doctor said you need to be bedridden for 3 months, what are we gonna do? So the stress and the pressure came to me, and I said, never again will I ever date a man that is like this.
Well, that's
So
interesting.
nobody would do it. You were the one, and you've been reformed.
That's, that's very interesting. It just so happens that there's another lady on the panel who has a similar experience with a homeless guy. They related to it last time. Perhaps she would like to interject with all this. She would like to
homeless
express her
guy?
experience with
We
this.
all dated a bum, and I'm not about
Jen,
Did Jen date a homeless guy? Is she down that bad that she had to date a homeless dude? Scott B says a regular dude on a firefighter calendar. Dre Raven says a regular person with a 6-foot schlong. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. A regular dude with a fucking 12-pack.
Jen's got it. Jen has a floor.
a literal bum?
No.
He was homeless? He was homeless?
He's a homosexual.
He was homeless? He was homeless?
If you motherfuckers would be quiet, I can tell my story.
Was he
But
really
I
hot?
did want to. But I did want to go back to something
Yeah, he was a hobosexual, yes.
Michael said real quick, because I think it's very important before we get into that whole spiel. You said if there is a patriarchy, hypothetically, men are suffering from it, right?
Look in Ukraine.
Okay,
Yes.
so then why such an emphasis on all these channels and spaces? Why such an emphasis on women? Why aren't you fighting men? Why?
There it is. See? That had what she was talking about has nothing to do with her dating a bum. Nothing to do with her dating a bum. If you guys be quiet, I'll tell my story. But just to go back to what Michael said, if men are really the victims of patriarchy, why do men complain about? All Jen does is bitch about the fact that men complain about women. That's what she does. That is the only that is her wheelhouse, and she's bad at it too.
Why aren't you on
What's the
podcast
Matrix?
talking
When we talk
men?
about fighting the Matrix, what do you think we're doing? When people...
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about.
No. Oh, she doesn't understand. The Matrix is a metaphor for actually the establishment that is
Oh my God, this fucking bitch.
made of men that try to control us. We absolutely do, yes. 100%.
See, there it is. There it is. See, this just proves that Jen doesn't listen to us. She don't listen to us. Mike said, it's part of the Matrix. Everyone in that room knew exactly what he was talking about, except for her. She's like, oh, I'm not talking about a movie. Oh, Jen. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think women could.
That's basically all I've been doing this week is fighting other fucking men.
Yeah.
Thank you
That's
very
why they
much.
have these men of action things, because that's him fighting men to bring them to
Not be on the couch.
Exactly. Yeah, so he's trying to help them.
Anyway, go back to what was your point?
Okay, no. So my
To be clear,
point
was your point that on these male shows we talk too much about bitching about women and not?
That's exactly my
So
point.
you
It gets views. It gets views. I don't care. I like to pay the rent.
Which is fine, but and I would probably want to hear what you guys say.
AdSense.
The
That's all
ultimate
I
point
care
of why we do these shows is for male improvement.
To educate men.
But to educate men, because the Achilles heel for men are all you bad bitches. And basically the whole premise is men focus on self-improvement, make your money, stop fucking looking around at all the shiny objects and the fake titties, and make your money and do what you gotta do. And if you become that dude, then you can have all the bitches. Okay, not just the one that disrespects you.
Okay, well, I agree 100% with that. Iron sharpens iron. You should be concentrating on masculinity and building men, not
But
teaching the nature of women, because men will never get.
the nature of women is for self-improvement. See? She agrees with us. She agrees, but she disagrees. She doesn't. This is the thing. Jen is the typical woman who doesn't want us to give up the game. That's why she says female nature. Gentlemen, that is the sisterhood uber Alice in effect. Women like Jen don't want men to know what we know. That's why women like her are always bitching and complaining about, talking about female nature. Yeah, female nature is a thing. You can take the quotation marks off of that.
Men need to understand the nature of women. The huge value of these shows, all these shows like this, is that guys, probably for the first fucking time, really, because this is quite a new format, get to hear women themselves expressing the things that they think and the things that they want. And guess what? It's fucking the opposite of what a lot of blue pill guys think. A lot of guys are sitting there thinking, oh, she's such a beautiful princess, she's so amazing, blah blah blah. In the meantime, she's on a show like this, saying that she wants to fuck the pool boy because leave
my life alone.
Hey, one more time. I want to express this one more time. We just talked about right here. The women were not comfortable with paying a man's rent. No. Again, the 37 culture study by Dr. Buss. Women were more interested in men's ability to acquire wealth than the other way around. So which of the two genders is constantly competing? Which one, guys? It is the men. That is why we have more testosterone, because evolution created us to compete. If we are the ones competing, that means we are stratified based on our competency. And so the victims of the true, if there is a patriarchy, the true victims of the patriarchy, the lowest rung of the patriarchy is poor, low status fucking men.
That's right. Because poor, low status women, just like you said, women can grow up poor and broke and come from nothing. They can marry out of that shit. Men, we gotta work our way out of that stuff. We can't marry into wealth, and if we do, we don't have the respect of our wives.
How many homeless hot women do you see? Zero.
Thank you.
She used to be homeless, and now she's killing it.
So you can name one homeless hot bitch.
And there's one in Vegas.
I know so many.
Oh, here we go.
All right,
I know, dude. I know someone that is not an argument.
There's so many homeless men. Any pretty girl can find.
I have two things. One, she will never date a bum. That I already know. Two is this: is that if you want, you get the men you deserve. You get the men that you create. Okay, so when we're talking about, oh, these guys need to stop talking about it, just the problem that most women have with the red pill, with these shows like this, is they would rather you talk about becoming a better dude because they want you to be a better dude for them.
Thank
not
you.
They want to be better for themselves. Because
oh boy, here we go. The dumb bitch is about to say something again.
They want to be better for them.
They also might not be comfortable with female bad behavior being broadcast.
Let me finish just real quick.
But don't you want better women for you?
Yeah. Great. But here's how you get that.
Let me know where they're located.
Here's how you get that. You understand the nature of women.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you. Jen doesn't even know why she's arguing. She doesn't even realize that she's protecting the sisterhood.
The problem that women have, women have with the red pill is that they see it as like men revealing these unflattering truths about women's nature. That's why they don't want guys talking about this stuff. They don't want to have this. They would rather stay in a position of sort of being mysterious. You'll never figure us out. Fuck that. We have already figured that shit out.
That's not my issue.
No, that is absolutely your issue, Jen. And that's every woman's issue. Women hate it when you tell them about themselves. They hate it. Dude, this is what women hate about the red pill. They hate that we have, how can I put this? They really, really hate the fact that we have so accurately and thoroughly dissected them down to the nanomolecule. And they're like, oh shit, we're not mysterious anymore. We don't have this air of mystique about us. And women think that that's all they need. No, you don't need mystique, you need femininity.
The other problem is this, is that if guys, women love the red pill when it's guys going, yeah, man, get in the gym. Yeah, man, be on your money. Yeah, man, learn some game. Yeah, have some social skills. They love that fucking stuff. But when it comes to, well, women tend to love are opportunistically and men tend to love idealistically, or we talk about hypergamy, or we talk about the war brides dynamic, we talk about alpha widows, we talk about anything that is even marginally unflattering to female nature, that's when they have a problem with it. So it's all about like men becoming the best versions of themselves, no problem whatsoever. The problem is you don't get it that way. You get one with the other. You don't get them in separation. It's not picking.
Bingo! Got her again.
Of life. You need us.
You need us. There's 23 chromosomes. There's 23 chromosomes that fit together.
I cannot wait till we get to the astrology part.
Michael, tell her about that double helix.
Real quick. Kirsten, I need you to grab the microphone. I need you to take it to your mouth, and then I need you to go.
Kirsten, do what you do every weekend.
Stop talking.
And men are here to protect and provide for us so that we can continue on as a species.
Okay, so now here's the thing. I want to talk about this real quick. The arena that each gender competes on is defined by the opposite gender. I want you to hear me out real quick. Hold on, listen. I know the exception. Okay, we're talking about in general. So meaning that women tend to dress the way they do because men find those things attractive and appealing. They do. Then I know some women will say, I only dress hot for me. That's fine. But somehow you got a penis inside of you somehow. I don't know how that happened. But you're only doing it for you. You're not doing it for men. Okay, got it. Whatever.
And you do it when you're home alone.
You do it when you're home alone.
Yeah, right.
Just doing it for you.
Well, they do it when they're home alone, Adam, for OnlyFans.
Yeah, with your fucking makeup on, because you're not doing it for men. Yeah, we totally believe that shit.
My neighbor downstairs.
Anyway, okay, so now here's the thing. So if you want to say, for instance, this is an argument you might get from someone from like say Victoria's Secret. Well, the only reason that we put these Victoria's Secret models up there, skinny and tall and gaunt, and have the features that they do with facial symmetry and hip to waist ratio, is because men see them that way and they objectify the women. So what you could say is the argument is the arena that women compete on is defined by men. And if that is the case, then the fucking opposite is true. Which means if you guys are complaining about things that men do, Guess why they're doing it? It's because you reward them. I promise you right now. If
there it is.
women
Wow.
came together and made a stand and said, we will not fuck any more narcissists and psychopaths.
There you
What
go.
What would happen? You guys understand how natural selection works? If you selected, all of you selected against men who are assholes and are psychopaths and narcissists, what would happen to them? This is an indefatigable truth. They would disappear. But you don't.
But we're toxic and we like toxic men.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. There it is. There it is. Thanks to feminism. Thanks to feminism. Sartain is 1,000% on point. Women complain about the behavior they reward men for. He's an asshole. Women reward assholes. He cheated on me. Women reward cheating. He tells me to shut up. Women reward that behavior. He's toxic. Women reward that behavior. God forbid he puts hands on me. Women reward that behavior. Modern women reward bad behavior. Men aren't stupid. We've been seeing this for years. We said, okay, tried being the nice guy like they tell us on TV and movies. That didn't work. That didn't work. For whatever reason, I just don't have the same panache as a John Cusack or a Bradley Cooper. My bad, right? But then we look at the real world. We look at the real world and we say, okay, women say that they don't want toxic, controlling, abusive, cheating boyfriends, but all of their exes are toxic, abusive cheaters who are drug addicts, drug dealers, whatever the case may be. Women complain about well, I'll tell you what, single moms create the men they complain about. Modern women fuck the men they complain about. We said, if modern women are going to reward us for exhibiting a certain kind of behavior, then that's the behavior we're going to exhibit. Men, we're problem solvers. We are solutions oriented. There is a problem. I'm not getting laid. Let me try it this way. That didn't work. Let me try it this way. That didn't work. Let me observe. Oh, I see what's happening. This is the guy. These are the traits that you have to exhibit as a man to get laid. That's what we did it. If women rewarded nice guys for getting laid, then guess what? We'd all be nice guys. But they don't. Being mean keeps them keen.
Hillary just skipped to the final. My final point.
Most narcissists are charismatic.
Yeah, correct. But my thing is,
Hillary, stop talking. Like, Hillary's a dumbass. Like, dude, she is a fucking dumbass. Oh my God.
my point is, I can.
Right. Why has he not called me? Yeah, exactly. Dude, True Chino, why has he not called me today? Right? When you text women regularly, the more you text women, the less they text you. This is just how it works, guys. This is how it works. Hoes complain about the men they fuck. They complain about the actions of the men they fuck. What do you think we're going to do? Oops. Of epic purport. Come on now.
Maybe not all of you, but most of you have gone on a date with a guy who was super fucking nice. And if you rewarded that behavior, then...
Ooh, MLD says, bad boy game works on broken women. Correction, MLD. Bad boy game works on American women. And American women are broken women. Bad boy game only... Dude, I remember a long, long time ago. Here you go. Good wood, Castellanos. Yes, sir. I remember a long, long time ago, man. Pardon me. Roosh put out an article that says, game is for the broken. Game is for the broken. The more of an asshole you have to be to a woman to get her to respect you, the more broken she is, right? Women of quality, women of potential quality, women of character reward good behavior. Women of potential quality reward gentlemanly behavior. Right? Hoes don't reward good behavior with their bodies. They reward bad behavior with their bodies. This is why we exhibit bad behavior. We don't even care that it's bad behavior. We just care that it's the behavior that gets us laid. That's it.
Then the world would be full of nice men. But you left that date. And you went home and you told your roommate about how you had a nice date and he was kind of fun, and then you went to go fuck your toxic ex. And in doing so,
Michael, I suck that dick.
Hey, yo, shut the fuck up, man. Like, seriously, shut up.
There we go. She fucks the nice guy, right? Tiffany fucks the nice guy too. Okay. Anyway, the point is,
dude, shut up.
If you guys ever read When Men...
Dude, Hillary has absolutely... Dude, she is useless at this point.
And badly by David Buss. At the very end of the book, he talks about this, and women find this the most offensive part of all. If you really wanted men to change, you could change all of it.
That's right.
Not
That's
rewarding the behavior that you don't like. Guys will start being nice.
There it is. But this is the reason why women reward bad behavior. Stay with me, gentlemen. Stay with me. The reason why women reward bad behavior is because they're hoes, man. Only hoes reward bad behavior, y'all. Only hoes reward bad behavior. There's not a virginal woman on this planet that would reward you for taking her out on a date, trying to fuck her, not fucking her, and then ghosting her. She's like, okay, well, that guy sucks. All he wanted was sex. All he wanted was sex. Unbelievable.
When women start fucking nice guys.
Again, one more time, I'm going to say this, and there is no argument against this. If you wanted men to be nice, all you had to do would be to only fuck nice men, and the entire world would change. But the reason why men are the way they are, the reason they are competitive, the reason they are assertive, the reason they go to the gym all the fucking time, is because those are the behaviors that you reward.
No,
and if you
young
believe
girls
anything,
do.
you can believe anything.
Jesus, Hillary, shut the dude, I swear to God, man. Jesus, I can't, dude, I'm going to tell you what. One of my pet peeves is that when somebody is talking and they're clearly on a roll, there's always that one fucking bitch that
young girls, it's old girls,
It's
whatever.
like you are who you eat and you are who you fuck.
Hillary, shut the this girl.
She said young girls. I said
You mean the type of girls that guys want?
It's the 21-year-old
Not old
son,
ass annoying women?
inexperienced, that
No,
will
it's like you are who you eat and you are who you fuck. So it's like you're
You are who you eat and you what? You are what you eat and you are who you fuck? That makes literally no sense. Dude, get her off the panel. This woman is useless. Oh my God.
Wait. Let's let the birthday girl tell us if this is true or this is not true.
What?
Are you more into like a different kind of guy at 30, soon to be 38, than you were 20?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Rollo. Look at Rollo. Dude, Rollo's setting her ass up. I already know where this is going.
Fuck the rich ones, right?
It's been like that for a little while, but I mean, there were some losery rich ones.
And CJ, where has that gotten
Always
you?
been rich.
Yes.
Into AA.
38 and single.
Maybe that wasn't the best path.
Getting paid to party tomorrow at the Sapphire Pool.
CJ, what did you say?
Hey, at least she kept it real.
What did you say about Bad Boys? Did you say you liked the Bad Boys for a bit?
At one point, did you like Bad Boys? At any
Of
point,
course,
did you like Bad Boys?
of course she did in her 20s, but now that she's 38, not so much.
I think toys at this point.
Well, I mean, I dated a dating coach, so maybe he was.
Did you date? Did you ever date anyone who lied to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is the point I'm trying to make is I know ladies are like, well, he was nice in the beginning. Well, ask your guy friends, because my female friends come to me and be like, hey, do whatever you want, but that guy's gonna cheat on you 100%. Like I have no doubt whatsoever. But you don't want to see it because you ladies, I'm blaming men also, right? OnlyFans exists because of men's weakness. I totally agree with that. I'm not saying that. But women's behavior is defined by what men find attractive and acceptable. But if that's the case, then the opposite is true.
There you
and
go.
The reason why men do any of the things you're complaining about is because you reward that with sexual intercourse.
So you're saying
period.
men and women are fucked up?
No,
Women are more fucked up. Women are more fucked
No,
up.
they're both fucked up. They're both fucked up.
Doesn't it?
Oh, see, now Jen is trying to make it a conversation. See, she knows Michael is right about what he's saying. But so both men and women are fucked up. Oh, so women are more fucked up. Looking for a reason to argue.
Happen often enough that we can chalk it up to fucking nature. When we are young, we want the bad boy, we want the muscles, and then you age and then you want to slow down. Everybody goes through that.
Everybody goes through that. Do you hear this? When you're young, you want the bad boys. Everybody goes through that. This is why you're 49, single, and childless. This is why most women.
She belongs to the streets.
Do you hear what Jen just said? It has been normalized. Yes, Luke Red Pill Perry, I'm well aware that the Phillies are down 4-0. Dude, we dump trucked them yesterday, but I thought Zach Wheeler was gonna bring us through. Marcus Noir, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Marcus Noir to welcome him to the TSR family. If you would, Marcus, put your age and location in the chat, and as is customary of every first channel member, put your age and location in the chat. This is going to be chat-wide. Lord Venom with the $5 super chat says, great job on reaching 1,000 episodes. All of the love and respect for you. Keep up the amazing work and changing men's lives. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yes, what Jen just described is the reason why she is single and childless at damn near 50. It's the same reason why Miss Big Bird is single and childless at 30-fucking-8. Yeah, you go through the bad boys and da-da-da-da. Dude, going through your hoe phase ruins you. It ruins you. It fucks up your psyche. It fucks up your physiology. It fucks everything up.
Yeah, but the high
It is
status,
nature.
I understand, Jim, but then the high status man doesn't want you anymore when you get older and slow down. That's
There it
unfortunately
is.
what happens.
Thank you.
I think women
depends
do
on what you
different
look
damage than
like.
men, though.
I agree with you, but here's the thing: when I have a choice, because when I was 22 years old, I read the Rich Cooper's book with all the red flags in it, and I was like, man, these are not red flags. These seem like fucking fun ass women, tattoos and all this stuff. Like, this is great. But then I realized, you want to know why? Because I didn't care about being in a relationship. When I was 22, I would follow a girl with a big set of fake tits around a party all night long.
How's that changed since you
still got it.
If she was talking to some other dude,
I mean, I ain't mad at that. You know, look, I'm into fake tits.
I would just follow her all night. I didn't care because I had no personal boundaries. I had no personal self-worth or net worth at that point.
So you were a creeper?
I was 22 years old. I was just a horny dude. I was in fucking college.
See, so you're a creeper? See that? You see that? When a man shows interest in women sexually, when a man shows interest in a woman sexually, so you're a creeper? Like, come on.
So trying to have sex with, Tiffany, do you really think a dude in college trying to have sex with women, like this idea that men are all super discerning in college is ridiculous. No, these dudes are guys when you're in your early 20s, you didn't care. You would put up with anything. And now I'm in my 40s, and if a girl I was on a date with, I wasn't even dating, went and talked to some other dude for 20 minutes, she'd come back and I'd be fucking gone. There's no way I would tolerate that behavior.
It's what you put up.
Correct. So, but that's the thing that changes over time. But here's the thing with me. If I have a choice, back then, I didn't care if a girl was old or young. I just cared if she was hot. That was the thing. But as I get older now, this is the problem. It's not that the 33-year-old, there are 35-year-olds that are stunning. My best friend CJ is stunning, and she's 38 years old. But the thing is, the problem is, if I have a 21-year-old version, that's who I'm going to pick. That's just
There you go.
It's
Thank you.
It's a function of supply and demand. You see what I'm saying?
Dude, Rolo's got all of the fucking, he's got all the soundboards.
Now you're talking about language with economics.
But how do you not know she's a fucking born again virgin at 30?
It's all supply and demand. All
Because that's not a real thing.
Wait, who? Oh my god. Dude, this better not. This absolutely positively better not have been this fucking ignorant bitch. This bitch says, how do you know she's not a born again virgin at 30?
Oh, now you're talking about language with economics.
But how do you not know she's a fucking born again virgin at 30?
It's all supply and demand.
Yeah, that was that ignorant ass bitch, Hillary. Oh my god.
That's not a real thing.
It's all supply and demand. All this stuff that Michael's talking about. Michael's talking about this through the prism of.
Guys, let Troy talk.
Michael's talking about this through the prism of evolution, and it can be looked at through that prism, but it could also be looked at through the prism of demand and supply, right? And it's like, you know, what's the fucking demand? The demand is for the fucking bad boys. Certainly amongst the hot, you know, most.
This is incredible. What you guys look. What you guys are seeing. This is the difference between men and women. The women are literally just they're useless. They're not adding anything to the conversation. Like, completely useless. The guys spitting facts. Guys, this is the dichotomy.
Desirable young women, which, let's face it, most of these high-value dudes are fucking going for. That's the reality of it. Now, in terms of that Rich Cooper book, I took that book and I used his fucking checklist of red flags. I'm like, yeah, if she takes these ones, I'm going after it. Do you know what I mean? But it depends what you want.
Red flags or green flags if you're not getting married.
That's right.
If you're not getting married, it depends what you want. And every guy out there, I think, has to decide, okay, what do I actually want? What do I actually fucking want? Do I really want to get wiped up? Do I really want to get into a conventional relationship? Because on Twitter, you know, we're being told by these trad dudes the whole time, you know, find a traditional woman, settle down, buy a farm in Montana, have 15 kids, blah, blah, blah. Well, fuck all of that. Why not just come to Vegas and party, right? But you've got to decide for yourself what the things that you want are, and then go after that. But if you're going to go after these party girls, if you're going to go after these hot young women, you're going to have to take a leaf out of the Chad book. You're going to have to take a leaf out of the Dodd Tribe book. That's just the fucking reality.
Can I add on to that? You hit on supply and demand.
Go ahead, and then I got to get to super chats. Go ahead.
When it comes to supply and demand, and that's a basic law of economics, now you're talking about language. So Taz's Angels back in the day was a famous quote. I don't even know what that is. He said, a bad bitch turns 18 every single day.
Yes, sir.
The problem that
Yes,
ladies
sir.
need to understand is that men get better as they get older, and unfortunately, women get worse. CJ, you're gorgeous. I'll pick on you for a second. What men are solving for is different than what women are solving for. I am so much better at 40 than I was at 22.
Real talk.
Even though I was working out and playing football, I had no money, I was broke, I had no status, I had no network, I had no net worth, I had nothing. At 22, you're Playboy cover, bad bitch, hot ass, big bird looking girl, doing your thing. And at 38, I would rather have the 22-year-old version of CJ. Why? Because I'd rather have a woman who doesn't, I don't care about your money. We already established you ain't paying my rent, I have to pay your rent. Facts. So I'd rather I'd rather have a beautiful young girl that I can indoctrinate to my views.
Attaboy.
Take her to Vegas for the first time.
Yo. This is yo. This is some gangster shit by Adam. This is how it's done.
Have a woman who doesn't, I don't care about your money. We already established you ain't paying my rent. I have to pay your rent. Facts. So I'd rather
Bingo. That's how you check a bitch. That's how you check a bitch, Adam. Hell yeah.
Rather have a beautiful young girl that I can indoctrinate to my views, take her to Vegas for the first time, take her to Europe for the first time.
Thank you.
Not a girl who I've been like, hey, we're gonna go to Aspen. She's like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend took me to Aspen. It wasn't that
Dude, he's talking real shit. He's talking real shit, man. Who the fuck wants to be with a bitch who's been everywhere and done everything?
Hold on. You go to all the clubs in Miami, and you don't have to worry about getting in because she kisses all the bouncers on the cheek. And
Yes,
she walks
thank
around
you,
the club.
thank you.
Yeah, like that girl. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we can't get in. She's like, I'll just call Troy.
Yeah, I know the owner. I was on his boat last week. Really, you're on his boat?
Unattractive to a man.
You guys, ladies, I'm gonna say this one more time. If you have any unaccompanied photos in Dubai on your IG, take those motherfuckers
Oh
down.
my God.
Immediately.
Facts. To date a guy that's in the club all the time, just like a guy doesn't want to date a girl that's in the club all the time. Yeah, you're washed up. Everyone has access to you. You're not exclusive. What's the value?
Oh, baby. No, baby, baby, baby. Oh, no, no, no. See, there she goes. There she goes. Comparing the male clock to the female clock. Nah, sweetie, we ain't the same. We ain't the same. Yeah, you're washed up, blah, 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 blah. No, no, Men are washed up. Dude, men are washed up when we're dead, man. Stop it.
You think a girl would not date a guy who's all up in the club?
I don't, and that's why Supreme is such a valuable brand because it's exclusive. Only certain people have access to it.
Supreme is a valuable brand. That's the episode.
I have no idea.
I'm giving you an example of a hype
Not
brand.
Versace, not Gucci. We got some low standards.
Anything limited edition that limited people have access to, people want. It's a hype item.
All right, she just, I'm going to read
This is so funny. She thinks she's smart. She's stupid.
super chats here, but like she just presented you with an economic proposal here. Scarcity makes the price go up. Rarity makes the price go up.
Right. And because hoes are a dime a dozen, they ain't worth shit.
No, but it's the perception of desirability.
Oh God, Hillary's about to say something stupid. Oh my God, listen, I'm gonna give Troy a Don DeMarco. I'm gonna give Troy a Don DeMarco because Hillary's dumbass was about to say something stupid. Watch, watch.
Rarity makes the price go up.
Touche.
Look. Bitch, what the fuck is she gonna say?
It's the perception of desirability, though, isn't it? And for guys,
Shut up.
if the guy's fucked a lot of girls or appears to be wanted by a lot of women, that's going to make his value appear high.
Oh, look at this cap. Look at this cap. Look at truck stop Renee Zellweger when Troy talks about when Troy talks about the concept of pre-selection. Watch dollar store Renee Zellweger cap with her face. Watch.
And for guys,
Watch.
If the guy's fucked a lot of girls or appears to be wanted by a lot of women, that's going to make his...
Oh, stop it. Oh, come on. That's gross. Really? So you'd rather date a virgin? Get out of here.
His value appear high.
You guys are picking on CJ, and like, what if she hasn't had sex in fucking 5 years? I haven't had sex in 2 years, and I'm fucking 30.
What about that?
Oh, no. We are definitely... Oh, my God. This bitch... Did Hillary just say she hasn't had sex in 2 years, and she's fucking 30? Oh, hell no. Hold up. Come on now. Why? By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Dude, that was captacular. Let's listen to that again. Dude, girls are now straight lying to
Picking on
niggas.
CJ, and like, what if she hasn't had sex in fucking 5 years?
Yeah, what if she hasn't had sex? I can promise you, CJ looking like that, she was fucking today. Stop it.
I haven't had sex in 2 years, and I'm fucking 30.
What about?
Get the fuck out of here. Bitch, you are full of shit.
It's about fucking born again virgin type shit.
Oh my God.
Wait. All right. I gotta do these. Okay. Well, let me get these. Okay, so we gotta get to these. Okay, so here's one. This is actually pretty good. I don't even the ZAR, whatever his name is. Great show, guys. I've got a question for.
Dude, Hillary is literally like, dude, she has got to be the most. Honestly, Hillary's more annoying than Jen. Hillary's more annoying than Jen, man. Like, I can't, because she literally says she is dumb. She is not intelligent. She's just talking.
Rolla, which women is better to be with long term? A deeply religious woman who has no genuine desire for you, or a non-religious woman who has a genuine desire for you?
Yeah, non-religious woman.
How about this? A girl who's a little bit bad. A little bit evil. She's evil sweet, right? She's right on that cusp is a sweet spot.
The first one sounds like a fucking nightmare, Rolly, to be honest. That first option sounds terrible.
I don't like nobody's marrying a nun. Okay, that's no. But see, the thing is like, which would you rather? A deeply religious woman who has no genuine desire for you? Well, of course not. I mean, anybody who like I would just answer the question. Genuine desire is a litmus test for any relationship. That's how you will keep it healthy.
Eric Weston says, I literally don't see a difference. No, I would take the non-religious woman who has genuine desire for me.
But do you guys want to answer that question? He says, which woman is better for a long-term relationship? A deeply religious woman who has no genuine desire for you, or a non-religious woman who has a genuine desire for you?
Well, the answer is obvious. If she doesn't have desire for you,
I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with me.
Exactly.
Period.
I think maybe he's asking.
I think about like maybe a virgin or somebody that's like slept around. Or something like that. I think she did it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Do you see all these women? I think she meant, no. The dude meant a religious woman who has no desire for you and a non-religious woman who has desire for you. Like, what are we doing? And Mike Steele says, lack of religion does not guarantee a cheater. That's right. And religion does not guarantee, that doesn't guarantee someone who's faithful either.
I understand the obsession with the virgin thing. I get low body count. I'm not trying to get this.
Kevin Spaniel says his behavior as a guest versus host is staggering. I'm telling you, it's like we're watching two different people, man. Like, I am, like, dude, honestly, Certain is clearly starring because he is really, really fucking smart. Like, I really wish I had his cerebral brawn, because that dude is sharp as shit. But Adam, man, Adam's going in.
Point be with a girl.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie Hoffman with the $2 super chat says, stream on fire. Goddamn right.
Never been with anybody?
Yeah.
That's not my
It's a bit weird, man.
All right, I got another one here. Two-bit users. I think the last good TV dad was Andy Griffith, and he was a single father. Since then, it's been ridiculous idiot dads who are lost without their wives. Yes, they need mommy to save them from themselves. What is this? Gay guy. North South says gay guys can hold a marriage for 25 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, because they fuck around because it's not monogamous.
Yeah, that's true.
And let me tag onto this. Uno says thanks for the $5 super chat. He says studies prove that there is no gay gene genome to predict. So being gay is often a defect in some human psyche and can occur early as a result of trauma.
Discussing verbiage defect.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
So here's the thing.
I have a whole.
There's literature that shows that it has to do with. There's a correlation between the amount of testosterone the fetus gets in utero and then it gets in during puberty. It's not genetic in that case, but there may be some extenuating circumstances that cause the fetus to get less. There's still biological circumstances. They're not environmental. So that's the only thing I want to make.
Not only that. How can I gotta be careful here. Young boys who suffer sexual abuse at the hands of grown men, a lot of times they engage in homosexual behavior because that's all they know. I remember, and this is really weird. I remember I was watching this hockey special, and there used to be a hockey player. His name is Theo Fleury. Dude, fiery player. I actually saw him play live. This was at the back end of his career. It was at a Hurricanes game. I used to go see the Carolina Hurricanes play all the time when I was at High Point University, and I forget which team he was playing. I want to say it was the New York Rangers. Anyway, Theo Fleury was sexually abused by his junior hockey coach, and I remember Theo Fleury saying, in a weird way, he was the only one. He was really the only person I trusted. So, in a weird way, yeah, it can psychologically mindfuck you to the point to where, if that's the only way you know how to function, then yeah.
$10 super.
Tony Esquire with a $5 super chat says, "What's good, Donovan? Excellent show. Appreciate that."
I don't think you choose to be gay.
$10 super chat. Oh god damn. You know, like whenever I do this show, it's like I usually have my standard people in the chat, and this one everybody just comes out of the woodwork. Fat Lip O Dip. Thank you. Great name. Shout out to Nick Fuentes. The railroads have nothing to do with it.
Railroads? I don't know what you're talking about. I do.
I figured that'd be something.
It has to do with a memo that the guy who was running Germany in 1939 wrote, basically saying, "Do not liquidate the Jays." That's what he said, and it was in his handwriting, and it proved that
Hitler
he was liquidating the Jays. Therefore, there was
a nuclear code deal. He says, "How is everyone's Kenergy tonight?"
Okay. I was gonna, hey guys, for his birthday, I'm gonna get him a shirt that says, "I am Knuff." Have you seen that?
Yes.
I am Knuff.
Well, did Kendom relate to condom or no?
No, it's just Kingdom.
Jen, you have a fan. eBlack TV says, "Here for Jen."
Wait a minute. Hold the fucking dude. Hold up, dude. This bitch is
Well, did Kendom relate to condom or no?
No, it's just Kingdom.
Does Kendom relate to condom? Yo, this bitch is so stupid. This bitch is so stupid that it's almost funny at this point. Does Kendom equal condom? All these sex jokes, but she's a born-again virgin at 30. The Art of Violence with the $2 super chat says, CJ Sparks used to date RSD Tyler. Oh, that makes sense.
Jen, you have a fan. eBlack TV says, "Here for Jen, only $20."
Hey.
Let's see. Okay, Troy Francis is here. Troy can finally take notes from Sartain and Rollo. What did Andrew Tate take from your book? Barbie sucks.
I fell asleep the last hour.
So here's another one. This was actually good.
I'm gonna skip ahead here.
So they're getting 6 months.
Played your case.
They are. No, I'm not fucking feeling this anymore.
Or it was probably the roommate syndrome.
Then it goes back to no.
Jen.
And he won't fuck me the first night. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
oh, there we look, listen.
I like, hey, Kirsten, it's a microphone. I promise.
Long-term guy. They'll make that guy wait 90 days or however long it is.
Hillary, don't talk.
What's happening? They're both sort of talking.
Dude, when I see Hillary move towards the microphone, I start to get nauseous. Does anybody else get nauseous when we see Hillary move toward the microphone? Jesus.
To each other and laughing about this.
Somebody cut her
And
mic.
This is an example of cognitive dissonance. So you have two concepts.
Listen, look at Hillary pretending to know what cognitive dissonance is.
Do I fuck the guy, the hot guy, on the same night lay because he's there and it looks like it's fun and I want to have sex with the guy? Or do I make the dude wait because he seems like he might be a good dude for the long haul? It's cads versus dads. I think I want to stay with this guy. I'll take him home and introduce him to my parents. He might be somebody who's actually a good long-term boyfriend, but I'm going to make him wait. But I'm not going to make the hot guy wait.
Kirsten, it's a microphone. I promise.
Yo, he is always telling him about the mic.
Money, looks, time frames. I base it off of the connection I have with the person because without that, sex is bad.
Which
It's
is based
always
on
bad.
what?
Oh, this bitch. Here we go. And look at Jen. Jen's looking at her like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Kirsten's trying to act like, well, if he's hot, I wouldn't fuck him. Oh, stop it. It's so funny how, somebody call it, it's so funny how women try to act like they're sexually, women always try to sell purity. They try to come off as these women who are so discriminate about the men they have. Well, it depends on the vibe and da-da-da-da-da. Kirsten, you're on Access Vegas. If you're on Access Vegas or Fresh and Fit, use a hoe. Use a hoe, sweetie. Like, stop it already. There's a song, Mamas, don't let your boys or babies grow up to be cowboys. Okay. My rebuttal song is Mamas, Dads, don't let your girls end up on Fresh and Fit. If you are a woman and you are on a panel with other women talking about relationships, chances are you are a hoe, and that's why you are there. None of these women has any idea that the reason this show exists, his Certain show exists, is to show the world the true nature of women. And God damn it, here they are proving it to us once again. You are not discriminate sexually. Otherwise, you'd be married with a fucking kid now. Stop it.
What is the connection?
It's like it's almost like gravity. Like you can't see it. You can't like.
Yeah, this is called sexual attraction, baby.
Is it like helium? Is it odorless?
I've got some books for you.
See. Look. The deal is this: women can't describe what they're turned on by, but they know it when they see it and they feel it.
It's quite describable.
Can I say something around? Because like if I go out on a date with a guy and he won't fuck me the first night, I'm like, what?
Yes,
There you go. Dude, straight up, law number 41 of the 49 laws of Sharpe. If you do not try to sleep with her on the first date, she will not respect you. You heard it right there. And guys, this is only hoes. Hoes punish guys for not trying to smash on the first date. Now, not every hoe sleeps with every guy on the first date. That doesn't mean she doesn't want to, but she's not going to do it. Now, you could try to smash her on the first date, and she might reject you, but she'll have more respect for you if you don't actually try to smash on the first date.
Excuse me, I'm coming after.
Okay, listen.
First psychology goes a long way with me.
Let me ask you a question. Aria, have you ever been on a date with a guy and he didn't come off as a nice guy and you were very attracted to him and you didn't make him wait 90 days? Has that ever happened?
Yes.
You put him in the not nice guy category. Has that ever happened?
Oh, if he's a not nice guy, I won't have sex with him.
You won't have sex with him. Have any of you
This bitch says if he's a not nice guy, did this bitch really just say I won't have sex with him? Did she really just fix her mouth?
And he didn't come off as a nice guy and you were very attracted to him and you didn't make him wait 90 days. Has that ever happened? You put him in the not nice guy category. Has that ever happened?
Oh, if he's a not nice guy, I won't have sex with him.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Here we are, girls telling us once again, if he's not a nice guy, I won't have sex with him. Guys, this is all cap. Do not let these women lie to you. Don't let them lie to you.
Have sex with him. Have any of you ladies done that before where it's like, well, I don't want to have a long-term thing with him, but he's hot, so I'm going to have sex with him as a short-term option?
Raise your hands, ladies.
You're all lying. You have raise your fucking hands. Raise your fucking hands. Okay, so here's
I've never had one night stand with a man.
So here's the point.
Oh my God. Who just said I've never had a one-night stand with a man?
I don't want to have a long-term thing with him, but he's hot, so I'm going
This better not be Hillary.
to have sex with him as a short-term option. Has any of you done it? You're all lying. You have obviously done this. Raise your fucking hands. Raise your fucking hands. Okay, so here's
I've never had one night stand with a man.
So here's the point.
Okay, whoever the hell that was is capping, but thankfully it wasn't Hillary, because I was about to get up and walk out of here.
What do you think the guy you microphone? It's called microphone.
I don't waste my time.
What do you guys think about the guys who then find out later that you made them wait and then you let Chad fuck on the first night? What do you think that does to the...
Why would they be upset? Are you fucking serious?
That laughter right there, that's fucking cognitive dissonance right there. That's exactly what the microphone, please.
Michael, I usually know if I want to have sex with somebody, usually within the first like 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
Me too. So I just wanted to say something about women.
No, Hillary, shut up.
I wanted to say something about women and sex. I think women, a lot of the times, if you don't enjoy sex, don't have sex. I see a lot of women, whether it's, and I'm glad you wait, what is it, 90 days? That's your business. If it makes you feel good, great. But I think that women use sex
that's
as
cap.
a tool. They don't really enjoy it.
Jesus.
That's why they have all these
Holy shit, she is stunning.
stipulations, right? I'm going to wait till this.
She's a hot 38-year-old, that's for sure.
I'm going to wait to this because you don't have money. I'm going to wait to this because, you know, you may be... It's like, why are you... Exactly. It's like a card they play. Sex is a card they play. Don't have sex unless you enjoy sex. Women enjoy sex, but we've been conditioned to think it's a gift or a prize or a reward.
No, actually, I'm sorry. We're the ones who've been conditioned to that, to believe that, because women have told us that.
Right,
yes,
but women
that is the problem, though. And then men treat it like that because they don't have any abundance, so they are the ones who treat it like
I think
a prize.
CJ Sparks has a thing or two to say about this.
It's $9.99 on OnlyFans. Go ahead.
Go ahead, CJ. Rock and roll, CJ.
I just came in where she said
Let him have
that
it.
women don't like sex, but I think you were making a point. I don't think you were making.
Aria, can I ask you a question? All totally objective here. I'm not trying to be judgmental. You really don't see how a man who is, like, I say, top 5% wage earner, has abundance with women, would say that you being an exotic dancer would...
Dev, for whatever reason, Mike Steele says he's blocked from the chat. Yeah, Devin, if you could, yeah, Mike Steele says that he is blocked from the chat. We need to make sure that he's back up and running.
He wouldn't hold that against you at all.
The Art of Violence with the $2 super chat says, best is to get her turned, then leave. She chased big. Real talk.
For a long-term relationship. You legitimately don't see that as a thing.
So,
see?
truly, I don't understand like why men put such labels on exotic dancers.
But do that. My first question is do that. Okay, so
it doesn't. Who gives a shit? I could say the same thing. Like, really, I don't see why women don't. I don't see why women put labels on guys who don't have a job. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Like, I could sit here and tell you why we have labels against exotic dancers, but guess what? Who gives a shit? It is what the fuck it is.
At least admit they do. Okay. Now, if you don't understand, we can explain it. But go ahead. Ask your question.
I would love you to for you to do that because getting into exotic dancing, like I don't even have sex like that.
No, for sure.
Often, like it's maybe like I went maybe 2-3 years without sex, and I got.
Oh my god, dude! Come on! Oh my god, guys, this is the new move. This is the new move. This is the new move with women. Born again virgin. I haven't had sex in 2 years, guys. It is all cap. It's all fucking cap.
Exotic dancing because that's the only place like right now, and I have a bachelor's degree that I know that
you
I
went
can
to college and became a stripper?
Yeah, I mean in Vegas, yeah, half the girls are.
Oh, dude, listen, man, listen. Every stripper, I'm surprised she even has a bachelor's degree. Every stripper I ever dated fucked always in school.
I'll introduce you to 2 PhDs that work in fucking Sapphire right now.
That's kind of a college track here.
It's so much money, yeah.
Just ignore him.
Pay for
It's like a woman.
anywhere that I can make.
By the way, Jen, I just subscribed to your channel. You now have 400 subscribers. Congratulations.
Guys, stop. This is getting really bad.
Oh my god, did Adam just... Dude.
A college track here.
It's so much money, yeah.
Just ignore him.
Pay for
It's like a woman.
anywhere that I can make.
By the way, Jen, I just subscribed.
You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why this chick has a bachelor's degree, but she's a stripper? You want to know why? Because she's dumb as a box of rocks. That's why. Just because you have a bachelor's degree does not mean that you are intelligent. Because if you had a bachelor's degree, you would have a job that requires a bachelor's degree. Nope. Instead, you have a job that requires you to be hot and at least 18. There you go.
Your channel. You now have 400 subscribers. Congratulations.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh yeah. On the Block with Jen she definitely has a channel. She has a channel for sure. Let me look for her dumbass. She has 400 subscribers. On the Block with Jen. Oh my god. Does she really? She's got 4,000 subscribers. She's got 4,000 subscribers. Yeah, she's fucking terrible. Her channel is On the Block with Jen. Yeah, it's a shit show over there.
Okay. Stop. This is getting really bad.
You're a podcaster. You're a podcaster with 400 subscribers. Go check out Valuetainment.
Adam, hold on.
I fucking love it. Adam came in with the steamroller.
Jen, stop.
Bitch. It's not 400.
Ooh. Did this woman just call this man a bitch? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Guys, this is why American men are going overseas. This is why American men are going overseas, man. This woman just called a grown-ass man a bitch. Grown-ass man a bitch. And the only reason why she can get away with that is because she knows that Adam can't reach over that table and cave her face in. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why she said it. Only reason why she said it. It's the only reason why any woman gets out of pocket is because they know they won't get knocked the fuck out. Watch this. She just called him a straight up bitch. This bitch is way out of pocket. God damn.
You're a podcaster with 400 subscribers. Go check out Valuetainment.
Adam, hold on. Jen, stop. Jen.
Oh, wow. Wow. Roadblock 85 says, sorry, fellas. I'd have to catch a charge. Unfortunately for me, the place where Adam is sitting, the location, I can't do anything. Not that I would anyway, right? But holy shit. This woman just called another man a bitch. By the way, I've actually locked horns with this bitch. Actually, year and a half ago on the lead attorney's channel. This woman called me a bitch-ass nigga. She called me a bitch-ass nigga twice. But then as soon as I clapped back, TLA then checked me. I don't fuck with TLA like that no more. I don't fuck with him like that no more. You're gonna let a non-black woman call me a bitch-ass nigga on your platform that is mostly black people. And it was funny. All the simps in the chat were like, well, he triggered her, and he this and that and the other. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, well, can't run with this audience anymore. Luxac Dan. Oh, Luxac Dan, I haven't seen you in a while. Says, Rolo and Mike should have castled her. I think they should have. Because this is crazy.
Stop. Go ahead.
Respectfully, I'm on her side. This dude's kind of an asshole.
No, because I'm telling the truth. It's funny. I've only been an asshole to one actress. And the girl that got offended that I wouldn't like.
Yeah, welcome to our world, Adam. See? Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. No, he was telling the fucking truth.
You're an asshole the way that you're doing it. You don't have to be disrespectful. Because they're treating you like a girlfriend.
Nobody's being disrespectful, chick.
Stop.
See? Here we go. You see what happens? You see? Now we got two women calling him. Now we have one. Dude, Jen just called him a bitch. She just disrespected this guy, and this woman is co-signing on it. We are kind of an asshole. Mm-hmm. Jamie Hoffman with the $2 super chat says, do you have any audiobooks? Yeah, I do. Go to tsracademy.com, and they are all over the place.
Jen, we're stopping down the whole show, Jen, so please stop.
Here's what's going to happen. I'll go back after this and keep going on with an amazing career, and I'll never remember your ugly ass again.
And you think I'll remember
you?
Oh! Remember you?
Yes, because if you want clout, you'll take these clips.
Jen, stop.
400 subscribers.
Jen.
No,
a dime a dozen? Bitch, you're talking to a multi-millionaire. The fuck?
Yes, you are.
Multi-millionaire, 6 foot. Never.
Adam, don't respond to her.
This is why they need to start kicking bitches out. And the reason why Jen, she's not even listening to Sertain. Not even listening to Sertain. She's not listening to him because she knows she's not going to get kicked out. When you allow women to get away with bad behavior, they are going to continue the bad behavior. This does not happen on Fresh and Fit.
Don't respond. Jen,
having fun.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna clean my toilet.
Hold on. Clean toilet.
Clean your toilet.
Who's the whore that you're talking about?
Hey, can we get back to Super Chat, please?
Yeah, we got Super Chat.
Let's go back to Super Chat.
Do you see? She keeps talking.
Turn down the Puerto Rican.
Hey, hold on. Look, Amber, Jen, you gotta stop doing that. Seriously. I know he's done some, but you are tripling down with the insults, and it's not productive.
He's picking on her.
She just called him an asshole. Just to be fair.
And by the way, I'm totally cool with the asshole people.
It's like I want to let Aria finish. Guys, I don't mind if you have like logical conversation.
She started with the name calling first. She called him a bitch. Man. Like, seriously? She called him a bitch, dude. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
About it. For you to say he's a dime a dozen is kind of ridiculous. You need to see his show.
He is a dime a dozen. He's a dime a dozen.
I'm a dime a dozen. You have sex with homeless. Stop. Jen, he's not a dime a dozen, and his girlfriend's not a whore. Those are two things that are objectively not true.
Will make him look like he's homeless.
Okay.
Oh, really? And how many of those men in your contacts give you a ring? See, Jen is like, oh, the men in my contacts would make him look like a. Oh, well, listen, that's all well and good, but it doesn't count if you don't have a ring. You see, because if you know a bunch of rich men but you're not married, we have a word for that. You're called a whore, Jennifer. That's the problem. You can show me all the contacts in your phone, right? But if these niggas are just smashing you out, it doesn't count. They're worth millions of dollars. They're not giving you none. All they're doing is giving you dick. This is why you are 49 and single and childless. But she wants to call Adam a dime a dozen. Ay, 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 ay. And now Adam has gotten a taste of his own medicine. He's gotten well, not of his own medicine. Adam now understands what it was like for myself in MLD. Now he gets it. The difference is, at least Sertain is jumping in and checking this bitch.
We got it.
Who does that? Jen, come on, for fuck's sake, Jen.
You're a tool.
We need to move on with the fucking
Turn down the Puerto Rican. Thank you very much.
Go ahead. Aria, finish what you were saying.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about how being an exotic dancer can cause you to have a label. Because here's the thing. I used to manage a strip club, and I'm fully aware of the situation where women.
Yeah. The Roguelike 85 says the other women are even looking at her. Dude, when other bitches start jumping in,
would be in a situation where they'd be physically attractive, physically fit. They'd actually made a pretty decent living, and in a lot of cases, they were good mothers to their children, even though they were dancing. All these things were true, but men still held it against them. And here's the reason why, because you were going to ask before. There's this thing called, so for instance, if I repeatedly, if you go into military training, if you're repeatedly under live fire, the first time your heart rate's like 140, like what the fuck? And then after a while, after you're under live fire, because they practice with live fire sometimes, what'll happen is you'll get down to like in the 80s, your heart rate will go down. After the 5th or 6th time you jump out of an airplane, it's not even super, it's still exciting. It's always exciting, but it's not super exciting. You get immersed to it and you start to lose the ability to connect. You could lose the ability to connect with a man if you're constantly in physical contact with other men, and that physical contact, that physical intimacy has been transmuted into you receiving money. Does that make sense? I'm trying to be as non-biased as possible. One more time, Kirsten, it's hold the microphone.
But don't the same concept apply to men? Like you just have an abundance of pussy?
No, sweetie. See, Kirsten thinks men and women are the same. They're not.
So
here's the thing. There's been studies on this, and it doesn't seem to be the case. Men who have high body counts tend to be able to be happy in relationships. Women with high body counts have a harder time to do it, and it has to do with oxytocin and their ability to pair bond and connect. Men can separate sex from intimacy. So that's the issue. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but my whole thing is, if it's a consistent, this is what happened with me with the girls that I knew that were strippers. When they stopped stripping, they became so much hornier because all of a sudden they can now physical intimacy meant sex with a partner as opposed to physical intimacy was something they tolerated in order to receive money.
There you go.
Do you think that like men are about like the social status of like that's mine and nobody has access to what mine is?
For sure.
And when they go and dance or they do like OnlyFans or something like that, or it's like now other people have access to what is mine.
She nailed it on the head. And it's not even about what's access to mine. It's access to my girl, right? I don't want my girl showing her lady bits to other men. I don't want that. That's just not something I'm gonna do. Sorry. REI 12 Figures is in the house. Good to see you in here, my friend. Welcome to episode 1000. She just explained it perfectly.
Spoils it somewhat, doesn't it? If thousands of guys, no disrespect, but
Thrilla72 says, why is she on her phone? Because they're looking at the comments, which is something they should never do. Yeah, that did happen. Yeah. And it looks bad. It looks bad on the show. I think, listen, Fresh and Fit have been at this for a while, but I think as time goes on, I think Sertain will tighten things up a little bit. Hopefully Sosnick will tighten things up. We'll see.
Thousands of dudes have seen your girl, your wife naked. I mean, that kind of just takes the edge off it somewhat, doesn't it? I mean,
then what do you think about porn actors? They get married.
Same. It's not the same. It's not the same, dude. Male porn stars get married and have families all the time. Female porn stars, not so much.
It just so happens we have a professional here.
I've been waiting to speak on that. So the thing is, when you're a sex worker,
I'm very respectful of your profession, by the way.
Thank you, much appreciated. So Sex workers, it's
Bow,
like, you
chicka,
know,
wow,
when
wow.
you're a sex worker, you have to take the tougher skin of accepting what role you take and accept, because it's a scarlet letter. Whether you do porn, whether you dance and all that other stuff, that's something of yourself you give up. So your selection of men is going to be a lot more slimmer, because men want a slut, but they're slut. And the thing is, it's like, you know, some men are freaky. They like girls that are freaky. Like I'm a very polyamorous woman. Like I'll go to a swinger party and I'll fuck like half the people there. I don't give a shit. I do condoms. I test regularly, but you know what? Sex is fun. But the thing is like a lot of people don't think that way either, because of, you know, people being indoctrinated, ideologies, you know, influence of friends, television, media, all this other shit. But the thing is, like, men want what's theirs, and what a lot of other people haven't had. Because it's sacred to men. Because it's like, as women and stuff, you know, we want to think like, oh, you know, we're pretty, we can get this man, we can get that man, and you know, like, we use ourselves as a weapon. And you know, men aren't really into that. Men want someone that's a housewife. They don't really like, most men don't want a hoe as a housewife. Me, I have a high mileage vagina. I want a high mileage. So,
She's in a high mileage vagina. I like that. HMV.
Write this shit.
That was, yo, I got to give her a Don DeMarco for that one. Yo, she said a high mileage vagina. Bobo Anderson says, talk about your boys fresh and fit. I will tomorrow. I'm not going to do that tonight.
Thing is, you gotta own what the fuck you do. You gotta own what you do, because you know, there's the thing. I won't have respect for an escort that hides what she does. I have respect for an escort that's like, yeah, I'm a fucking hoe, so what? I pay my bills.
That's right.
You gotta own
That's
your
right.
shit, girl.
Okay, that really, well, I do.
Yeah, Luxac Dan says Tiffany's been red pilled by Fresh and Fit, but she's way too late for a relationship. Best she can hope for is a side chick. Yes, I agree. Yeah, she was red pilled by Fresh and Fit because she's been on Fresh and Fit a few times.
I do appreciate your honesty. I do appreciate your honesty, Tiffany. The issue goes back to the thing is like where the judgment comes from. As men, we get our validation from a different place than what women do. A lot of times with women, a lot of times for women, their validation is going to come from attention. They're going to get a lot of attention. This is why women can have several guy friends who just give them a ton of attention, orbiters, whatever. And when I worked at the strip club, this might not be the same for you, but I noticed the mood of the women changed as they were tipped more on stage. As
Yes,
they
of
made
course.
more money.
Of
And when
course.
they made less money, their mood would be worse. So
Yes.
they're literally getting attention and validation for their physical attractiveness. And that validation is something that worked for them, that made them feel good. For men, our validation isn't just the sex that we have with women, but it's the fact that that woman has a genuine desire for us and chooses to have sex with just us.
There you go.
That's the difference. And so
there you go. And chooses to have sex with just us. Chooses to have sex with just us. Just like that troll called in here talking about Destiny's got more money than you. His woman is hotter than you. Listen, he probably has more money than I do. Melina is definitely more attractive than Devin. But my nigga, it doesn't count if she's fucking other dudes. You can't say, yeah, my girlfriend's hot, but she's a stripper. My girlfriend's hot, but she does OnlyFans. My girlfriend's hot, but she's a mattress actress. No, it doesn't work that way.
I know you're not having sex with your clients at work. The issue is you understand what happens is over time you're going to start, your body just starts to transmute physical touch from a man as being, oh, this is work. You see what I'm saying? And it may have
transactional. Dude, wow, that is incredible. That is incredible.
With intimacy. And the other thing is, like he said before, like there's a level of, hey, this is mine. For men.
Bobo Anderson says, one thing I like about you, Donovan, you take the good with the bad, unlike your homies Fresh and Fit. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off, Bobo.
It's like the physical, again, when women,
Let me guess, Bobo, you're black. See, look, this is just what I talked about. This is just what I talked about in the opening monologue. And by the way, for those of you guys who didn't see the beginning monologue of it, I'm going to play it again at the end. But in that monologue, I talk about niggas just like Bobo Anderson. Just like Bobo Anderson. Niggas can't stand when other black men... Okay, now I got it. See, now I got it. Now, yeah. See, Bobo wants us to think he's laughing. You're not laughing. You're a loser. You are a loser. One thing about trolls is that they always like to laugh and use all these crazy emojis. You're not laughing. You're a fucking loser. You're a loser. But just like I was saying about niggas hate to see other black men succeeding. They hate it. That's why Bobo Anderson is hating on Fresh and Fit.
When men cheat, women ask, do you love her? When women cheat, men ask, did you fuck him? That's our main thing. Is like,
No, Michael. We know if women cheat, did you fuck? Of course she cheated. We want to know how big. Andre Cable says, Sharpe, leave race out of it. Oh, no, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. Leave race out of it. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Man, fuck out of here with that. I'll add race any fucking time I want, nigga.
Women, the cheating tends to be...
Dumbass. What other niggas? Yo, seriously. What? Yeah. See, Groove Masters, crabs in a bucket. See, now we got now we got nigga tube coming over here. I don't need y'all I don't need niggas sniffing around my chat. Y'all can go fuck yourselves. Go watch O'Shea.
And for men, the cheating, in case you
Dumb
didn't know
niggas.
this, the men, the cheating is the fucking penetration.
Thank you.
That is the cheating. Oh, but I just gave him a blowjob. That is going inside.
Oh my God, that
the
is
cheating for us.
definitely.
That's the way it works.
And by the way, Certain, if she gave him a blowjob, she definitely fucked him.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because our validation comes from sex and your validation may come from attention, for these other men getting to see, it's almost like I've heard women say this before. Like they'll do porn and then they'll be in a regular relationship and they'll be like, well, you know, I fucked this guy on the porn set, but I didn't even enjoy it. And I'm like, well, he enjoyed it. He didn't fucking the guy.
Yes,
You
of
enjoyed
course
it.
he did.
You see what I'm saying? So
Of
now
course
it's
he
not
did.
special for us, which is why I would never tolerate a relationship where my girlfriend was sleeping with someone else. If it's a girl I'm seeing and she sleeps with someone else, not my business. I'm not looking. I'm a 22-year-old kid. I don't fucking know.
There are people that are into that though.
For sure, but that's a different proclivity, and I think most of those men are bisexual. But I'm not going to get into that.
It's also a fairly small sector of people. Let's be honest. But I think it comes back to the debate.
Mike Steele with the $5 super chat says stripping has the same mental effect on women as prawn does on men. You know what, man? That is a very good point. I've never thought of it that way. I've never thought of it that way, man. Roadblock85 says that's why they're 3 hours late. Yeah, you know what? It's right. You guys are right. Yeah, you know, look, you know these are niggas that are coming up in here because y'all are 3 hours late. Man, I've been at this for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Niggas late as hell. Leave race out of it. Fuck off.
On the supply thing, doesn't it? Yes. Like ultimately, you know, a guy values a woman more when he feels like the supply is scarce. In fact, he wants the supply.
Okay, I think we've seen enough. Unless there was another blow up with Jen and Adam. I don't think there's another blow up with Jen and Adam. So, yeah. Luxac Dan says all the reaction channels coming out of the woodwork to throw shade on the Manosphere and Fresh and Fit specifically. This is what happens. This is what happens. HBP cast, this is funny, says, I blame Independence Day for people thinking they can wife strippers. That's right. That's right. It was, yeah, Vivica Fox was the stripper. That was when Vivica was looking at her like Vivica. That's when Vivica was Vivica. Like back when 50 had her. God, Vivica was that bitch back then. Skydaddy8 on the Rumble side says, congrats, Don, on your 1K episode. Absolutely. Jay Blaze says, we need more of this sauce. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to tell you what. And listen, dude, Sosnick does not need my validation. He does not need my approval. I am well aware of that. But it would be so cool. It would be, oh my God, it would be awesome if he could just be a little bit more like this. A little bit more like this. Thriller72 says, why ninjas, he says, why are niggas like that, Donovan? It boggles my mind. Sometimes I don't want to be around other black folk because of the jealous. You got to understand, Thriller, there's a difference between black men and niggas. I'm a black man. O'Shea is a nigga. That's the difference. Kevin Samuels was a black man. Obsidian is a nigga. That's the difference. And look, check it out. I don't have to sit here and explain to y'all the difference between black men and niggas. You know it when you see it. You know it when you see it. Real shit. Miami J says, happy to come back and you're still alive. Sorry for texting you earlier. It is what it is. It's all good. Like, you're my boy. I didn't know that Geeky Anomaly was blocked until he texted me. So it's all good. It's all good. Shova1123 says, booty call Vivica. Yo, booty call Vivica was nice. That was a bad bitch. That was a bad bitch. Cigarman85 says, Donovan, those shades are fire. I need a pair. Oh, shit. I forgot where I got them. Damn, I forgot where I got these. Well, you're a regular, so if I remember where I get them from, then on the next live stream or whatever, remind me to find out for you, because I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Yeah, Thriller72 says, did that happen in Independence Day? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vivica was nice in Independence Day. I was like, God damn, like I ain't into black girls, but damn. Yeah, like that was when she was a Vivica. Whew. Man, she was a bad bitch, but whew, she does not look the same. She does not look the same. Couple more comments here. EP Signature. Oh, EP Signature in the house. Good to see you. He says, Bubble has no point. If he did, he would have called in on Fridays when they take calls from us. Exactly. Exactly. REA 12 Figure says, what other race or nationality hates to see their own men succeed? Look, man. this is, like I said in the opening montage, I am not going to make that mistake again. I will associate with black men like Minister Jap, Hotep Jesus, Book of Alpharonomy. Those are my guys. Afi Kingdom, those are my guys. I don't associate with niggas. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going. Dude, the black American race is so degenerate. Not only do other black men hate it when black men succeed, we are the only race of people whose women openly celebrate our deaths. But black women are confused as to why we don't protect them anymore. For what? You don't protect us anymore. No. Nope, we sure don't, because y'all ain't worth protecting, so y'all can go fuck yourselves. Which is what y'all are doing any goddamn way. Let's see. WTC Vidman says, and they're pissed that guys like Donovan and Fresh and Fit give men the guidance that they never got. Look, man, I'm telling you, man, unfortunately, and I don't really know what the numbers are on this, but it appears, just based on the numbers on YouTube, it appears that black people would much rather be entertained than educated. And there's nothing wrong with being entertained, but black people want to be entertained at all costs and oftentimes at their own expense. They're always, well, this nigga's talking about that nigga and there's this beef and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not involved with that no more. I'm not involved with that anymore. And by the way, O'Shea has now been in medical school for what, 13 years? Still not a doctor. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Big J TV says, I'm not a big fan of Fresh and Fit, but them getting demonetized was whack. They all knew it was going to happen, man. They all knew. Dude, they've been preparing for this for months. They already knew what it was. Yep. Roadblock 85 says, yep. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Samuels. Yep, exactly. When Kobe died, black women openly celebrated, only because he had a non-black wife. When Kevin Samuels died, Jada Pinkett, Jesus fuck, Vivica Fox. Now, she retracted the statement, but Vivica Fox says, well, when you put that kind of karma out into the world, whoa. Like, what are we doing? Free Gender with the $5 super chat says, only men form connections with people they sleep with. Women form temporary life fantasies. Damn. All right. Okay. WCT Vidman says, it sucks because they deserve better, but they're not even willing to fight for it. Incorrect. They do not deserve it because they're not willing to fight for it. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a damn. I'm done. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Sweet says, no one celebrated Kobe Bryant's death. Sweets, you gotta wake up, bruh. You gotta wake up. Yeah, a couple of trolls. You can, look, like Roadblock 85 said, you can tell it's niggas because they're all 3 hours late. No one celebrated Kobe Bryant's death. Oh, wow. Hang on a second. Let's just go ahead and just dispel this here quickly. I'm glad, I'm just going to put it here in YouTube. Black women are celebrating the death of Kobe Bryant. Oh, well, how about that? Ooh, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. How about that? The first video that came up, well, was mine. Here's another one. Yo Mama Black, Kobe hated black women. Black women shouldn't mourn the death of Kobe Bryant. There you go. There it is. There you go. So yeah, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. Yeah, Devin says selective reasoning is an art form. Yeah, I mean, you got that right. This was a fantastic episode Oh my God, a 2-run homer. Oh my God. Oh my God, we're only down by... Are we down 1? Yes! Wait, there was a runner on, wasn't there? Anyway. Fantastic show tonight, guys. Well, I drink a lot of water today. Great show. I greatly appreciate all of your support. I really do. Like I said, I can't believe I do this. I can't believe I do this for a living. I really can't. God, we're down 1, but we got 1 out left in the 9th inning. Anyway. Oh yeah, you guys can see the reflection of the game on my glasses, can't you? See, there it is. But yeah, guys, like I said, man, it's been an incredible journey. It really has. I'm like, dude, like, honestly, man, my life doesn't come without its challenges, but honestly, guys, I love my life. I really do. I talk about the fact that I love my life almost every day, man. And I owe it all to you guys. I really do. So here's to another 1,000 episodes. Again, my thanks to all of you who have supported me over the years. Janik L'Italian, if you're still watching, yeah, hit me up, man. Hit me up, and we'll definitely do this. The Level Up Man says, let's keep this going. Dude, I'm 46 years old, and it's almost 10 o'clock. It's almost 10 o'clock. Like, I gotta get to bed. I gotta get to bed, like, seriously. Oh, motherfucker. That's it. We lost. Oh, well. Tony Esquire with the $5. Okay, you motherfuckers gotta quit super chatting me now. God damn it. Y'all gotta quit super chatting. I gotta go to bed. But seriously, all jokes aside, thank you guys so much for your support. Like I said, man, you guys will never ever know how much I appreciate you guys, your support over the years. You guys have been with me through thick and thin, all the scandals and everything. It's been humbling. It really has. So, like I said, man, my thanks to you guys for episode 1000. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the Fresh and Fit situation. Have a good night, guys. I first joined the Red Pill community unofficially on March 18th, 2014, when my very first Manosphere article was published on Return of Kings. And now here we are, over 200 articles, 12 books, and now 1,000 episodes later. It is hard to believe that I've been a part of this community for almost a decade. It really blows my mind at this point. I was raised in a non-traditional military household. My dad wasn't the stereotypical drill sergeant military dad. He was a laid-back, kind-hearted, good-natured dude. He actually served in the Army and the Air Force over the course of 30 years. Early on, my mother was the typical military wife. It's funny. My mom was actually a soccer mom before the turn, even coin. One thing that was typical as a military family is that we lived all over the place. We moved a lot. Fort Lewis in Washington State, Aliamanu Military Reservation in Hawaii, also known as AMR, McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. I mean, we were all over the place. Hell, we got to live in Hawaii for a second time, which was really cool. Like most male Gen Xers, I was fortunate enough to have grown up in a time where masculinity was celebrated. At least it was when I was a kid. Like many men my age, my heroes as a kid were Mr. T, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, so forth. My favorite shows as a kid were Knight Rider, The A-Team, Airwolf, Miami Vice. Me and my brothers loved all the Rocky movies. We loved Terminator, we loved Rambo, Top Gun, or anything with Chuck Norris or Van Damme in it. But all throughout my teens and 20s, I didn't realize that there was a seismic shift of epic proportions going on in America. And I know you guys know I'm not exaggerating here. If I'm being honest, no amount of hyperbole can really fully encapsulate the quick and steady decline of American culture as it relates to how men and women interact, both in and out of relationships. I relate the erosion of Western culture to the frog in the boiling water analogy. The culture turned up the heat a little bit with sitcoms like The Cosby Show, right? Like, we all loved America's dad, Cliff Huxtable. But there was a clear yet unspoken understanding that Cliff's wife, Claire, she was the real head of household, while Cliff just kind of served as the figurehead. The temperature in the water got a little bit warmer in the 90s with shows like King of Queens. Yes, Carrie Heffernan was hot, but she was brash and she was loud and she was masculine. The culture turned up the dial a little more when they introduced shows like Living Single and Friends, which normalized and even glorified casual sex. Not only did these shows influence women, they actually started influencing men too. My best friend in college used to always tell me that he wants a woman with a career. And guys, this is back in the mid to late 90s. In 3 short decades, we've gone from men wanting women like June Cleaver to men wanting make-believe boss babes like Agent Scully from the X-Files. Well, now the water is well past 212 degrees, and it got there thanks to what is now considered to be the flashpoint in terms of sexual relations between men and women today, and that is the show Sex and the City. Carrie Bradshaw and her band of Mary Man-Juice guzzlers put the nail in the proverbial coffins of female Gen Xers, millennials, and now Gen Z women by banging half the male population in New York City and looking like they're having the times of their lives doing it and still ending up with Mr. Big at the end. Sex and the City absolutely crippled relationships here in America and the West. And I think a lot of people think that the damage it's caused is irreparable. We now have 3 generations of women who honestly believe that the blueprint to true happiness is to put off starting families in their early 20s, to pursue careers and sexual hedonism, freeze their eggs in their 30s, and find Mr. Right in their 40s. All of this was in the backdrop when online dating started to take off, which skewed the dating market even further. Fast forward a few short years and the advent of the smartphone coupled with the efficiency of dating apps, and we've got the Pareto principle on steroids, where only the top 10 to 15% of men are really the only ones getting any regular action. And some figures show it might not even be that many. And unfortunately, most Western men are like the frog, boiling in water and not realizing that his environment is no longer conducive to his survival. Now, some men jumped out when the water got to, say, 100 degrees. These were the guys who figured out earlier than most how to be successful with modern women on a short-term basis. Guys like Ross Jeffries, Neil Strauss, guys like Mystery, those guys showed us how to score one-night stands really by perfecting the art of short-term seduction. Well, when the temperature reached about 150, 160, guys like Roosh, Royce, and Rollo emerged. ReturnofKings.com and ChateauHartiste.com were similar to one another in delivery and purpose. Early on, these sites more or less continued the work of Strauss, Jeffries, and Mystery's teachings. The difference was that we at Return of Kings were also focused on long-term relationships, marriages, children, a slew of other issues that have plagued Western men for decades. As I stated before, Return of Kings is where I got my start in this community. Around about 190 degrees is where the largest number of men finally woke up. Notice I didn't say most men, I said the largest number of men. This is the point where men who had an inkling or suspicion that there is something amiss in dating. They've seen and heard enough to the point where they really started questioning things. Eventually, curiosity does get the better of them. At that point, they start to Google things like how to get girls, or why are girls so difficult to please, or how to win back my ex-girlfriend. And the next thing you know, they find us. The 212 degree mark is where bad things start to happen. These are the men who get burned by infidelity, marital cheating, paternity fraud, divorce rape, family court bias, false accusations, and so forth. They know they're cooked. The guy knows that there is little he can do about the fact that he signed the temperature without telling him. Me personally, I jumped out of the pot at around the 205 degree mark because I'm a stubborn, hard-headed idiot sometimes. Looking back, just about every relationship I've ever been in has shown me in some way, shape, or form that women are not who or what we were raised to believe. Now, it wasn't my marriage to a woman who not only committed paternity fraud, but withheld sex from me for 1.5 years that finally woke me up. Nope. It wasn't the woman I rented a house for in my name with all the utilities in my name that woke me up. Wasn't that either. It wasn't even a woman who had a kid at 13 years old by a man who was 32 years old, turning my life completely upside down that finally got through to me. It was an insignificant 3-week relationship with a low-quality Latina that finally prompted me to Google why do girls get over breakups so easily, and the rest, as they say, is history. Throughout my time in the content creation space, I've been fortunate enough to have collaborated with 3 different channels that have all reached 1 million subscribers. Fresh and Fit, Pearl Davis, and of course the late great Kevin Samuels. I had each of these creators on long before they blew up. I had Kevin on for the first time way back on May 5th of 2018. This was back when he was a men's image consultant. A little over a year later, I had Myron Gaines on. I used to host a panel show called The Six, where both Myron and Kevin were on the panel for about a year or so. Those were legendary panels. Well, about a year after that, I collaborated with Pearl. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, stop clout chasing, Donovan. None of those people needed you. Well, maybe. But let me ask you this rhetorical question. What would have happened if I had never reached out to collaborate with them? Would Kevin and Pearl still have blown up? Would there even be a Fresh and Fit? Now let me give you this rhetorical answer. We will never know. Look, guys, I'm not arrogant enough to actually believe that these channels reached 1 million+ subs because of me. That would be stupid. But I do know this. I was there with each one of them from the start. I had Kevin on a total of 46 times, which is more than any other channel by a country mile. And yes, I was the person who suggested to Myron that he could make a good living in this space.
So I know some guys are probably wondering, Myron, how did you meet Donovan Sharpe? How did you make this happen? Because a lot of people have asked, like, hey, man, how did you guys become friends and everything like that? So it started, man, I actually got a consultation with Donovan, and we were talking about, you know, shooting stuff about fitness, game, everything like that. I was like, hey, man, you're a pretty knowledgeable guy. Would you like to come on the show? And I was like, dude, it'd be an honor. And he had me on, and we talked about fitness. We did a show, and then we started doing it pretty much like weekly, bi-weekly, where we would do like fitness shows. And then I'll never forget, Donovan was like, hey, man, you need to make a YouTube channel. You need to do this. You can definitely make a pretty good living for yourself doing this stuff.
And yes, I flew Pearl out to the CME last year, put her up on my dime, and had her on a couple dozen times before anyone knew who she was. This isn't clout chasing, guys. These are facts. So while I'm not dumb enough to think I made these people who they are today, I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't a very important, consistent, and most of all, early rung on the ladders of each of their successes. There's something to be said about recognizing talent early. Anybody can get lucky and fall into a collaboration with a future YouTube star. Anyone can be in the right place at the right time. But to have been at the bottom floor of not 1, not 2, but 3 channels that have all amassed 7-figure subscriber counts, that's no accident. I knew all 3 of them would be stars, and I proved that early and often by investing my time, my money, my influence, and my platform to each and every one of them when they were coming up. Nobody can deny that. And those who do?
Oh man, hey.
As great as my time has been in the Red Pill community, it certainly hasn't come without its challenges. Early on, I collaborated with O'Shea Duke Jackson, who, unfortunately for me, is the male avatar for degenerates who race bait, simp, and engage in the endless self-hatred and victim mentality otherwise known as the quote-unquote black community. O'Shea did all the usual things that niggas do to black men. He sold me on the idea that us collaborating could help the both of us, then of course he turned his back on me in the end. He told Black YouTube that I was trying to start a Black 21 convention behind his back. Dude flat out lied. And I proved that he was lying with receipts in the video above. O'Shea reaffirmed a lesson I learned better than 3 decades ago. And that lesson was that a disproportionate amount of black people in America react negatively to success, prosperity, and true community. I will not make this mistake for a 3rd time. Speaking of the Black 21 convention, the man O'Shea lied about and said he was working with me on this, none other than the guy in charge of the now defunct 21 convention, Anthony Johnson. Anthony's someone I clearly should not have trusted. I literally did nothing to the guy. Before he turned on me, I hosted the Red Man Group for almost 2 years. I spoke at 3 of his events. Devin and I even helped him fight chargebacks after he attacked Rolo. But what's this knucklehead do to thank me? He doxes me. He doxes my fiance. He makes up this crazy story about us getting married and how I've adopted my niece and all this other crazy nonsense. He and I locked horns for 2 years with our competing events. And I have managed to outlast him. And the reasons aren't complicated. You see, guys, if you deal with people in good faith, you have a much better chance at having a favorable outcome. Anthony has spent almost 3 years basically taking a blowtorch to his brand. So no one should really be surprised that the 21 convention went down in flames. Now, I've had other rough patches along the way. The mistake of collaborating with Tori, Steve the Dean Williams, and Obsidian, those come to mind right off the top of my head. And look, guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was blameless in all of these situations. Yes, I sold O'Shea 4 articles I sold to Roosh, with the only difference was that it was, quote, blackened, if you know what I mean. That was wrong. I had bitten off more than I could chew, I was overextended, I took a shortcut, and I got caught. There are no two ways about it. I was wrong, I made a mistake. But I did make O'Shea whole again by submitting 4 original articles over the next few days. So no, guys, I'm not an angel. I've made mistakes, and I've done some shady shit both on and offline. Yes, I've written several bad checks and got caught. Yes, I've been sued 3 times. Yes, I've been arrested nearly 3 dozen times. Yes, I've knocked out a few guys, which has made me a multiple-time convicted felon. Those are my skeletons, guys. My life is an open book at this point. Now, if you want to pretend that you care so much about my character flaws that you don't think you can learn from my experiences, then I can't help you. I've never purported or presented myself as this bastion of morality. I'm a man who's made many mistakes in life who happened to be lucky enough to have had the financial means to keep my freedom. Jordan Belfort, who spent, 22 years in prison? That dude still commands 5 figures for his conferences and speeches and seminars, and people line up around the block to give him their money. These people couldn't care less about his prison stint so long as he could help them make money. My supporters are the same way, and I am incredibly grateful for them. Another unexpected challenge that has positively devastated me were the sudden and unexpected deaths of people in this community who I loved, admired, and respected. Red Pill Mike was the first. Back in August of 2021, Mike died from complications related to the beer bug at 46. I'll remember Mike for his profound comments and thought-provoking super chats. James Martinez, who was an avid supporter of mine, died tragically in a car accident in Jamaica at just 44 years old. James always held me accountable, and I always appreciated it. Alan Roger Curry, who is widely recognized as the godfather of pickup and seduction, also recently passed away. Look, man, Alan was giving guys game like 20, 30 years before it was even called game. Alan and we collaborated many times in the early days, and he really taught me a lot about the psychology of women. Alan is truly one of, if not the OG of this community. Alan was 59 when he passed. Then, of course, was Kevin Samuels, whose death absolutely rocked this community and the country for that matter. He was and still is the smartest person I have ever met in my life, and he almost never steered me in the wrong direction. Kevin's influence is still very prevalent here, which should go without saying. Unfortunately, he and I had a falling out over a dispute with a mutual acquaintance, but if I see him in the afterlife, my guess is that we'd exchange apologies, take accountability for our roles in the fallout, shake hands, hug it out, laugh about how silly it was, and charge it to the game. Kevin was and always will be one of my very best friends, and I am honored that I had the privilege of being associated with him, even if just for a little while. I miss him dearly, and I sincerely regret the way things ended between us. What a lot of my detractors seem to think is that I was born this way. I was born a player who had women figured out from the start. Anyone who is or ever was good with women knows that there is no such thing as a quote-unquote natural, myself included. Guys, I represent you. I wasn't good looking or rich when I started this. I don't have a bunch of supercars parked in my driveway. I'm not a former federal agent. There isn't anything otherwise extraordinary about me. And I'm being serious. There isn't anything spectacular about me. In fact, I have a lot of obstacles that none of you guys have. Again, I'm a multiple-time convicted felon. I've got an arrest record longer than Myron's nose. I've got a major temper problem. I've got a slew of other personality traits that make my life harder than it needs to be. Yet here I am, less than a half a decade away from retirement. I've clapped enough cheeks to last a dozen lifetimes, and I'm getting married in October to a woman who has helped me build this business, who has actually gotten more attractive with age. Guys, I used to be you. I used to be lonely. I used to be frustrated. I used to be sexless. I was looking for direction and purpose. And I know this sounds cliche, but guys, cliches exist for a reason. And that cliche is that if I can do it, I know you can do it. Guys, I was a fucking loser. A fucking loser. There's no two ways about it. I simped for so many women, wrote bad checks for women, got cheated on by women, got taken advantage of, used, abused, you name it, I've been there. And the fact that I have built what I've built after being literally kicked out onto the street on New Year's Day in 2010 means that you can do it too. One of the many reasons I do what I do is because I know I make a difference. You guys will never know just how cool it is to hear your stories about how I've helped you or a friend through a tough situation. You can't put a price on that kind of feedback. And despite all the trolling, all the negativity that being in this community comes with, hearing your success stories is what makes it all worth it. The purpose of TSR Live is to show men how to increase their odds of succeeding in life, which includes mitigating a risk. And the most ubiquitous obstacle to success that presents the most risk in any man's life is women. If you can operate in today's dating market without, at the very least, getting taken advantage of by women, you're already ahead of 95% of guys out there. My goal is to teach men how to safeguard themselves against the kinds of havoc that modern women can wreak on your life. I do this by reacting to videos and articles as well as sharing some of my own stories. Every so often, I'll consolidate some of this knowledge in the form of a book or a course. I tell you about my victories and my failures and how to avoid failure. Television, movies, magazines, and social media have utterly destroyed relationships in this country. The Big Bang Theory wants us to think that if you just wait for the girl long enough, she'll eventually see that you're Mr. Right. But as most of us here figured out, life ain't the fucking movies. Life ain't a sitcom. You see, in the real world, Pam doesn't ditch her douchebag boyfriend Roy in shipping to marry Jim the good guy in the sales department. Men here know that despite Roy's cheating, his physical abuse, his emotional abuse, and drug problem, Pam stays with Roy, has a couple of kids with him, and will have the typical on-again, off-again relationship, baby daddy style, which will no doubt plague any and all relationships Pam has in the future. Over the years, you guys have seen me laugh, you've seen me cry, you've seen me angry, you've seen me elated, you've seen me goofy. You guys know exactly who I am inside and out. You have seen every kind of emotion from me. The reason for this is that I trust you guys. I know that when I cried, when Mike, Kevin, and Alan died, you guys didn't lose respect for me. You understood that these were good friends of mine. I also know that when I get angry, you guys know it's not just because I've lost control of my emotions. You guys know that my anger comes from a strong sense of loyalty to my friends, or when a man gets screwed over by his bitch of an ex-wife, or some basic bitch cheating on a genuinely good dude, then blaming him. The list goes on. You guys know me well enough to understand that yes, I have a temper problem, and yes, I do wear my emotions on my sleeve, which are two glaring weaknesses of mine going back to my childhood. But you guys still respect and follow me because you know that my emotional issues come from a place of genuine concern and justice. Those of you who have followed me over the years know that I am nothing if not loyal to my friends. Yeah, I get angry when people talk trash about my friends, and yeah, I've probably hurt myself by defending them. But if I had to do it again, I'd do it exactly the same way. Lastly, I'd like to thank the many, many supporters I've had over the years. Guys like Miami J, who's become a very good friend of mine, Mike Steele, formerly Geeky Anomaly, King Life, Jay Blaze, Dre Raven, Apollo, Ice Dragon Kid, Derek the Trader, Jose, BK from the Rockies, Chris Rice, Big Brandon, Black Lemur 2009, Neil Ray, Technomage B5, Black Wolf Inc., Gary Player, James Wingate, Cigar Man 85, and Jordan Royal. I also haven't forgotten the old school supporters like Freelance Ronin, Anti-Gravity 74, Mike the Supreme, Charles Merchant, I Bramblebush, Chris Von Erich, True Chino, Bad Wrench Automotive, Awestruck, Will the Coldest. I know I'm forgetting a lot of name guys, but bear with me. This is 1,000 episodes over a 5-year period, so try to give me some grace here. There are way too many to name, but from the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you guys, and I sincerely thank you for your support over the years. You guys are the reasons I do what I do. A lot of you guys have told me over the years about the positive impact I've had on your lives. A lot of you guys have told me that I've helped to change your lives for the better. And while I do appreciate those emails and messages and DMs, I need you guys to know that I am 654% certain that you guys have changed my life far more than I could ever change yours. I know you guys disagree, but facts are facts, and y'all can't tell me any different. These last 9 years have been a magic carpet ride. Every day, and I mean every single day, I sit in this studio before I get my day started and I say to myself, I cannot believe this is my job. It has been nothing short of a miracle that what started out as a hobby has turned into a thriving business that could potentially retire me before I'm 50, as well as help people live better lives. I am incredibly grateful to all of my fans and supporters because without you, TSR Live doesn't exist. Without you, we do not get to episode 1000. So I stand and applaud you guys because this victory is every bit as much yours as it is mine. And I am honored to call you guys my community. I'm proud to be associated with you, and I consider each and every one of you my friends. So here's to another 1,000 episodes.